In a crowded classroom, students rushed around in a frenzy, nervously preparing for the dreaded exam ahead. What made the situation even more terrifying was the fact that during the previous exam session, 3 students had been killed in the demon realm. The fear was palpable, and anxiety hung thick in the air. The teacher attempted to reassure them, "Don't panic. For everything we've learned, you're all well equipped to face those demons. In normal schools, exams test your knowledge. Here, though, you'll be facing demons. Just the thought of it is enough to frighten anyone." In stark contrast to the panic that gripped his classmates, one young man lay sound asleep, completely unfazed by the chaos around him. In fact, he seemed entirely detached from the world, as though he was deliberately avoiding it. Suddenly, Lin Mo sprang up and shouted, "5 deadly forces." His outburst left everyone in the room utterly confused. We're about to enter the demon realm, and he's playing games? Is he out of his mind? They thought. It was clear that Lin Mo didn't fully grasp the situation. In his mind, he had just completed the 5 deadly forces. So why, when he opened his eyes, was he suddenly in this place? This was a world where demons had returned, their dark energy filling the air and the undead wandering the land. Cities were constantly under siege by terrifying hordes of demons, and humanity's remaining territory was shrinking rapidly. To defend what little was left of civilization, a new profession had emerged, the Demon Master. Much like beast tamers, demon masters formed contracts with demons, controlling them and summoning them to fight alongside humans against the rampaging demons who killed for sport. As a result, schools and universities had shifted their focus to training future demon masters. Somehow, Lin Mo had found himself in this new world. Although he was confused, he reminded himself to stay calm and quickly find a way to return home. The teacher appeared visibly frustrated. The Demon Realm exam is just around the corner, and yet here you are, sitting idly and playing games. If you can't even understand the basic theory, how do you expect to handle real demons when the time comes? As Lin Mo was being reprimanded, he suddenly received a notification from the system. System notification. Congratulations to the host for crossing realms. The Break the Room system is now active. Break the Room allows you to earn Break the Room points, which can increase your demon contract limit. Try pushing the teacher to break through her defenses. It might trigger the emotional management system binding. What on earth is this? Lin Mo wondered. In his memories, everyone awakened their contract limit by the age of 5, and once it was set, it couldn't be altered. Each point allowed a person to form a contract with one demon. Ordinary humans had a limit of 0, meaning they couldn't form any contracts at all. A limit of 2 allowed for contracts with 2 demons and was considered average for a demon master. A limit of 3 was considered genius level, and the higher the limit, the rarer the individual. Right now, the system was offering Lin Mo the ability to form contracts with countless demons, meaning he could potentially make agreements with hundreds of millions of them. The young man suddenly stood up and boldly addressed the teacher. "If the demon is a fire type, I'd just record a video of it and post it on TikTok." Goodness, anyone who didn't know him might think he completely lost his mind. Who would think about live streaming at a time like this? His response was so out of place it seemed almost ridiculous. The teacher then asked, "And what if you encounter an electric-type demon? How would you handle that?" Every answer Lin Mo gave seemed like a direct challenge, and his tone showed no hint of fear. "If you come across an electric demon, just catch it and use it as a power bank." Everyone burst into laughter. This guy really knew how to play the game, a new energy source just waiting for him to take advantage of. The teacher asked again. Then it's the red-robed female demon. Lin Mo maintained his usual indifferent expression as he answered, "That's respectful, but it still depends on whether she's attractive or not. If there's no issue then, well, hey." In truth, he was picturing a countless number of inappropriate scenarios, even involving a demon. Honestly, it was beyond words. The teacher could no longer tolerate it and ordered him to stand at the back of the class until the lesson ended, clearly frustrated by his lack of respect. Lin Mo grinned sheepishly and immediately complied. Got it. A system notification for the Break the Room check appeared. The teacher successfully linked the system Break the Room to manage emotions. Congratulations, you have received a new player gift pack. He opened the gift pack. The Break the Room spell system for demons had been unlocked. His chance of coercing a demon contract was now 99% regardless of the demon's willingness. The system also granted him the ability to have 2 demon contracts in total. The young man clapped his hands in excitement. Wow, a system really knows how to deliver. Previously, his limit for demon contracts was just 0.5, meaning he could barely manage a half-demon contract. Now, the system had granted him 2 full contracts. He never expected such a bizarre spell. Couldn't this be the main character's luck? The teacher then shared some thrilling news with the class. This test will focus on results, and anyone who surpasses the A-level demon realm will be eligible for direct admission to a top university. Level B qualifies you for the second best, Level C for the third, and Level D for great transmission. But remember, don't choose something beyond your abilities. If you failed the A-level demon realm, you won't even be considered for great transmission. It appeared that Lin Mo had been standing at the corner of the classroom for quite some time. The teacher had reluctantly spared him from punishment, but not without first remarking that his reasoning skills were quite poor and suggesting he choose a lower-level demon. Whatever was destined to happen would unfold in due time. Now, all the students were unlocking their screens to select which demon realm they wished to conquer. Lin Mo's deskmate eagerly proposed, "Mo, why don't we go for level D? Pick a weak demon and jump straight into great transmission." But for Lin Mo, level D demons were far too weak to hold his interest. His chubby classmate cast a look of disdain at him. "Stop acting tough. With your talent, just getting into great transmission would be an achievement." Without hesitation, Lin Mo selected an A-level trial and activated the teleportation. His deskmate was left completely stunned. "Are you insane?" Lin Mo's bold decision immediately threw both his classmates and the teacher into a state of alarm. Lin Mo, with your poor reasoning skills, choosing an A-level demon realm is practically a death sentence. Yet, once the decision was made, there was no turning back. The teleportation connection had been successfully established, and in the blink of an eye, Lin Mo vanished. He arrived at the demon realm he had chosen. Upon his arrival, he noticed a few classmates nearby. They realized that only 5 students had opted for this particular demon realm in the competition. Just after they arrived, a figure resembling a paper doll with a grotesque and demonic face spoke up. "Welcome to the terrifying hospital. Don't worry, everyone. I will be your exam guide. Allow me to give you a brief introduction to this place. This used to be the #1 People's Hospital of Shanglan City." At this point, all the students who had mistakenly chosen the demon realm area stood frozen, their eyes wide and their mouths hanging open in shock. "Isn't Shanglan City the one that was overrun by demons? I heard everyone there perished. Elite demon master teams have come here before, but they were all wiped out. How could they use such a terrifying place for an exam?" However, before this hospital was turned into an exam site, the Safety Bureau set up a powerful demon prevention barrier outside, making it impossible to enter. The goal now is to survive here for 1 day. If you form a contract with a demon, you'll pass the exam. One important safety note, each of you should take a talisman. If you encounter danger, simply recite the incantation. It will bring everyone back to the school safely. Also, if anyone succeeds in signing a contract with a demon or defeats one, they will be awarded the MVP title. The prize can be as high as 100,000 demon pearls. If there are no more questions, the exam will begin now. As the exam started, a vortex filled with dark energy materialized. Fear gripped everyone, except for Lin Mo, who appeared unfazed and full of confidence. "Let's go! I wonder if there are any pretty nurse sisters around here." The other students exchanged murmurs as they followed suit. "Let's go in too. We can't let that useless guy contract a demon before us." Lin Mo was the first to step inside. When the door swung open, a horrifying scene of blood greeted them, saturating the air with an overwhelming sense of dread. Anyone lacking the courage to enter would have surely collapsed before even starting the exam. Lin Mo suddenly straightened, and his bewildered classmates rushed to ask, "What's going on?" The young man shouted urgently, "There are ghosts, more than 50 of them. They're coming this way. Everyone run." Panic quickly spread among the group, and they began to flee. As they rushed out, they worried about Lin Mo, trapped inside. Everyone assumed he had already been torn apart by the ghosts. Then a loud laugh echoed, sending a fresh wave of fear through the group. The young man with glasses pointed at a girl with purple hair and said, "This is Lai Lai, the genius who set the provincial record at just 3 years old. She's 6 times better than Lin Mo." As they hurried out, one of them pinched his friend's arm and scolded him. "How dare you scare us like that? With your deal with the ghosts, they won't be after you." The boy responded with confidence, "It's better to leave it to those who are actually useful." Lin Mo paid no attention to them. He wasn't concerned with their bickering. Its focus was solely on moving forward, not wasting time on pointless distractions. It seemed like provoking the others might actually earn him some points in this twisted game. The hospital's alert system suddenly reported the presence of a mid-level weeping demon. Lin Mo felt a surge of excitement. It was a fallen ghost. With steady steps, he moved toward the door, but the young man with glasses blocked his path. "Hold on. Do you really think someone as useless as you can enter here? Move aside." If they wanted to proceed, Lin Mo was more than happy to let them go first. "As soon as I entered, my eyes were immediately drawn to a bright red spot on the ceiling. It wasn't a mistake after all. Fortunately, 3 fools had gone ahead to clear the way, or I would have likely faced a setback. Were they planning to stay? Just as I turned to leave and stepped back inside, I saw Lai Lai running toward the door. She was clutching her mouth, coughing up blood, and crying out. The demon's eyes are as red as blood. It can trap you in an illusion. If she hadn't bitten her tongue, she probably wouldn't have found a way out. If that's true, then pain is the key to breaking the illusion. That's horrifying. This is definitely a nightmare. My classmates were shouting and blaming me. It's all your fault for leading us into such a dangerous place. But let's be honest, you brought this on yourselves. It has nothing to do with me, Lin Mo. And that kid kept throwing insults at me every time she opened her mouth. Thank goodness we went in first. If a useless person like you had gone in, we'd probably be dead by now. But now, Lin Mo wasn't falling for the illusion. He wasn't as foolish as the ones who had gone in first. Leading the way was like walking straight into the lion's den, wasn't it? System announcement. Congratulations, host. You have earned 30 points for breaking the room. They decided to look for another place. Lin Mo remained focused on his duty, while they were just a bunch of tail-wagging dogs. That kid definitely didn't want to stay with Lin Mo, who'd she call a useless piece of trash, not even for another second. From the reactions of the three, it seemed that as long as you didn't look into its eyes, you could avoid the illusion. If that's the case, then I think I've found the solution. Lin Mo opened the door, and the demon, furious, shouted, "Kid, turn off that fan right now. Don't you hear me? Turn it off." System announcement. Congratulations, host. You have earned 20 points for breaking the room. Indeed, it's really working. This demon has already nearly destroyed the room, and it's getting angrier by the second, still refusing to stop. If you had a heart, I would kill you, the demon hissed. System notification. Demon has damaged 88% of the room. 11% remains. Direct contract signing required. Lin Mo wiped the sweat from his forehead. No way, that demon is catching up fast. How about a deal? The demon suggested. I'll turn off the fan, you sign my demon contract. What do you think? The demon's voice remained harsh. You little brat, you dare threaten me? Who do you think you are that I should be afraid of you? Seriously, this is driving me crazy, Lin Mo muttered. He decided that if the demon refused, it was fine. He liked the fan on anyway, but the damage to the room stayed at 88%, not budging. He realized he'd have to find another way. Eventually, after a struggle, the demon finally agreed to the terms, but it demanded Lin Mo turn off the fan first before signing the contract. What a pathetic demon, Lin Mo muttered under his breath. I've turned off the fan. Now can we sign the contract? He asked. If not, I'll turn it back on. The demon came up with another excuse. The wind was too strong earlier, my eyes are dry. You'll have to give me some eye drops before I sign. Lin Mo tossed in a bottle of eye drops, thinking it was finally over. However, he had secretly swapped the drops with glue. Lin Mo, it seemed, was no ordinary demon. The demon, oblivious to the trick, thanked him eagerly but thought to itself, wait, until I regain my strength. You'll regret this asterisk. Moments later, after using the eye drops, the demon screamed in horror, its voice so loud that even the neighbors could hear. Oh my god, I can't open my eyes? Lin Mo, still playing the part, asked innocently, you can't open your eyes? The 2 bottles of eye drops had long expired, and despite being a demon, it had been outsmarted by a mere child. How utterly foolish, it muttered in frustration. All it knows now is to curse. You bastard, damn it, I curse you. System notification. Lin Mo has received 50 break the room points, granting him the ability to force a contract signing, which has successfully been completed with Su Tong Gai. Young lady, will you commit to loving only Lin Mo, your master in this life and the next? It immediately refused, as the demon was male, not female, and that made it understandable. Once forced into this situation, it had no choice, no right to refuse. System notification. The female ghost has agreed to sign the contract. At that moment, all it could do was weep in sorrow. Yep, the contract was sealed, and the fusion process began progressing smoothly. Lin Mo gazed at his reflection in the mirror, noting how his eyes now resembled those of Kakashi, looking quite impressive. So, this is what it feels like to sign a contract with a demon. When summoned, demons can fight right away, and the remnants of the demon merge with the body, enhancing attributes and making solo combat less risky. Even after the fusion, the demon remained enraged, continuing to curse Lin Mo as a fool. Lin Mo chuckled. Heh, from now on, you're mine. Let's see what your stats are. The demon's details appeared. Asterisk, Zhu Tong, Gai, asterisk. Mid-level weeping demon, demon power, 100. Next level up requirement, 3% loyalty. Current loyalty, 0%. Control lost at 0 loyalty, causing backlash against the contract holder. Skills, not activated. Lin Mo raised an eyebrow. Your loyalty is pretty low. Ha. The demon snapped back. Of course, I won't be loyal to you. You forced me into this. Let it go now. Asterisk, notification system, asterisk. Su Tong Yu's loyalty has decreased by 2%, now standing at 1%. You can exchange 200 cannon points for a demon skill. Would you like to proceed? Lin Mo hoped that activating his skill might slightly improve the loyalty. In no time, the skill was successfully activated, and he received the ability *** Blood Prison Illusion Realm Consensus ***. This skill meant that when an opponent gazed into the blood eye, they would fall into the blood hell. Their movements would be restricted, and they would continuously lose health. The skill required 50 spiritual aura and had a 60-second cooldown. The restriction effect lasted for 30 seconds against humans or demons of equal or lower rank, while those of higher rank were only affected for 10 seconds. Wow, I actually activated the demon's skill, he said with excitement. This kid's not bad, I guess I was just overthinking it. The feeling was incredible. Su Tonggu's loyalty increased to 9%, bringing the total to 10%. Lin Mo kept exploring and stumbled upon another surprise. After merging with Su Tonggu, his vision had expanded as well. It felt like he had struck gold. Meanwhile, a group of classmates in another area were still struggling to understand the situation. Only Lai Lai had the courage to step forward, kicking the demon in the face twice, showing her relentless determination. This is so frustrating. Why do these demons keep following us? There are too many of them. We can't fight them off. Let's just use a teleportation talisman before they devour us. Such weak-willed kids, muttered one of the classmates. The boy with glasses had a plan. Let's lure the demons to the second floor and have them deal with Lin Mo. That way we can escape. It's a nasty move, but it could work. The young man remaining with the group voiced his disagreement, saying that doesn't seem like a good idea. It's almost like we're setting him up as bait. The man wearing glasses remained unusually optimistic. So what? He already has a teleportation talisman. He won't die. If he can act as a shield for us, he'll have served a purpose. Lin Mo, casually stepping outside, watched as they hurried toward him. He asked Han, "Are you being chased?" The man with glasses laughed awkwardly. Lin Mo, just accept it. Use the teleportation talisman. What were they planning? Behind them, a swarm of demons was closing in. Lin Mo quickly pieced together what was happening. They wanted him to be their shield, and this was also a chance for him to test his new skill. Kid Lai Lai was puzzled. Why isn't he running? Is he planning to charge into the demons? Did they scare him so much that he's lost his senses? The demons kept charging forward. Lin Mo activated the devil's eyes to agree on the missing goal, and in an instant, they were surrounded by a blinding light collapsing to the ground. The skill worked flawlessly. They couldn't move at all. With only 25 seconds left, Lin Mo had enough time to deal with the remaining demons. Kid Lai Lai, in shock, stared wide-eyed, his one eye glowing red, clearly a result of his pact with that fierce demon. Not only had he gained such a powerful skill, but it was also frustrating that it had all happened right in front of the weeping demon, a mid-tier creature. Based on what could he possibly have tamed it? Everything was over, and at last, the system announced, "Congratulations, a host has earned 40 break-the-room points." But where did these points come from? It turned out that they were thanks to those unruly individuals who had brought these demons here. Otherwise, hunting down these demons on his own would have been a much more exhausting task. 5 primary-level weeping demon pearls. If Lin Mo discovered that his classmates had indirectly caused him trouble, he would make sure to never forgive them. At this point, Lin Mo casually indulged in the demon pearls. They were surprisingly delicious. The demons, now scattering in all directions as they saw him, had become so mixed with humans that it was impossible to tell who was who. Lin Mo confidently asked Devil's Eye, "Did my 5 deadly forces look good just now?" Since when had this weeping demon become so easy to talk to? Without hesitation, it innocently responded, "That's because my skills are strong. If those useless leftover demons were here, you wouldn't have been able to handle them." Lin Mo thought to himself, even if the demon's oath was powerful, it still needed a capable master. Ordinary people wouldn't dare rush in and confront 5 demons at once. By that time, no matter how skilled the weeping demon was, it would be useless. They might even end up becoming allies instead of enemies. Right now, it was like a fight between cats and dogs. Seeing the young man so full of himself was truly frustrating. Yet, looking at the scattered human bones, there was something oddly satisfying about it. A quick scan revealed one of the skeletons clutching a piece of golden jewelry. Wasn't this just an unbelievable find? Anyway, they're all gone now, and this money would be better off with Tiu Thay. It wouldn't be such a waste. Looking up, he saw the hospital's finance office, which likely had plenty of funds. After all, who doesn't love money in this world? Lin Mo had been coughing and grabbing at things when he entered the finance office. The moment he stepped inside, he spotted a safe and thought he'd hit the jackpot. But to his surprise, when he opened it, it was completely empty, probably cleaned out by the security company. The teacher supervising the exam from outside couldn't help but think to herself, this kid doesn't seem to know if he's here to take an exam or steal money. She proctored many exams before, but this was the first time she'd ever witnessed something like this. A system notification soon appeared indicating that there was a high-level demon in the operating room ahead. Still holding a bag of gold in his hand, Lin Mo, still in shock, opened the door to the operating room. Inside, he saw a girl with an alluring figure, quite beautiful, her long hair flowing elegantly. She was sitting calmly on the moored bed. Just thinking about it gave him chills. Oh my god. Lin Mo couldn't help but notice her chest, which was at least properly supported. The weeping demon seemed to share his fascination, sensing that Lin Mo's thoughts were spot on. But of course, despite her angelic face, her body was pure demon through and through. It was a strange kindred spirit. Not long after, the demon's blood eye loyalty increased by 5%, bringing the total to 15%. Just like that, her loyalty grew. This demon truly was a pervert. At first glance, it seemed harmless, but could it truly be as terrifying as it appeared? The weeping demon explained it may look harmless, but there's more to it. Of course, it's dangerous. Can't you see what she's holding? It's covered with inscriptions. If I'm right, she's using sound frequencies to kill. If even the smallest trace of fear slips in, that young man could pull it into the battle. And if she's caught in the forbidden spell, it could end badly. The real issue, though, is that she's blind to the cursed vow of the dead, meaning martial arts won't help us here. The demon with the large chest is actually a high-level weeping demon. Are we just going to give up? We'll need to find a way to force her to break the barrier, but what else can we do? He said, feeling frustrated and at a loss. While rummaging through the room, Lin Mo found a discarded doctor's coat and decided to put it on. The weeping demon, however, warned him sharply. Don't be foolish. With your current strength, you'll die. But for Lin Mo, greater risk often meant greater reward. If he played it safe, he'd just starve. A demon with such a large chest, he couldn't simply ignore it. As soon as he opened the door, she screamed, "Who's there?" She began plucking the strings of sound waves, creating an unbearable shrill noise. Lin Mo quickly responded, "Wait, I'm a doctor here to perform surgery on you." She stopped immediately, pausing in surprise. "You're really here to treat me?" Lin Mo moved closer, allowing her to get a good sniff of his scent. "I'm truly a doctor. If you don't believe me, you can check for yourself." It seemed she had once been a patient trapped here, and now she had transformed into an evil spirit. She anxiously asked, "Doctor, where are you all going?" "I've been waiting here for so long. Can we start the surgery now?" Lin Mo kept his composure, his face perfectly calm and sincere. He instructed her to lie down on the operating table and explained that it was time for the anesthesia. "Get ready," she replied quietly, settling into position as though completely resigned. Standing in front of her, the young man felt a wave of uncertainty wash over him. His focus seemed entirely absorbed by the sight of her large chest. She didn't appear to realize she was already dead. Was what he was doing too wrong? But in an instant, Lin Mo reminded himself to push aside any doubt. This was not the moment to hesitate. If he faltered now, it would be his own life at risk. With a swift motion, the young man thrust the needle into her. She even asked if it hurt, though her nerves had long since stopped feeling. He let out a quiet breath of relief. "All right, that's still not the right vein. I'll adjust it again," he said, poking her arm once more. "Where is your vein?" "I can't seem to find it. Your skin is so flawless, though. Maybe I need to try a different spot." But no matter how many times he tried, the needle still wouldn't go in. Was there even a vein left in her arm? He began to feel like he was being set up. She was beyond furious. "You're a demon. Suppress poison to guard the spirit." The system chimed in. "Congratulations, host. You have earned 40 points for breaking the room. The demon's reverse curse room is now at 50%, but you still need to add 49% more." Well, he had no choice but to keep playing along, otherwise he faced punishment. Lin Mo scratched his head, looking a little embarrassed. Sorry, let me try again." He took hold of the syringe with practiced precision, administering the injection into her body. His hands, though relaxed, moved with a quiet, careful skill. There was no hesitation in his actions, and each movement was flawless. Outside, a few students glanced in, surprised by what they saw. Is he really performing surgery on a demon? It sure looks like it. He's so bold. Doesn't he feel any fear? Didn't the teacher say that the biggest mistake when dealing with demons is fear? If you stand your ground, not only does it increase your chances of survival, but you might even get the chance to form a pact and gain their power. Wait, he's at the bottom of the class? Looking so composed like that, it's hard to believe he was once the lowest ranked student. A male student urged his companion. "Let's follow him. Maybe we can strike a pact with a demon too." The teacher on duty outside watched closely, tracking every move Lin Mo made. His calm presence, skill, and experience set him apart from the other students. One wrong move now, and he'd be in serious trouble. Lin Mo, without a second thought, let the syringe slip from his hand. The demon, clearly anxious, encouraged him to continue with the procedure. "Well, I guess I should ask her what she wants. Gender reassignment or breast enhancement?" Though honestly, what does she even need a breast job for? The female ghost, clearly agitated, glared at him and snapped, "I don't need implants. I have a lump that needs removing. If it isn't taken out, I'll never stop feeling exhausted." The young man picked up the drill again, his voice smooth but tinged with mock sympathy. "A beauty like you. What a shame. How much do you want to remove?" Without a second's hesitation, she answered, "Half of it." Lin Mo, his tone still calm, asked, "So, do you want to remove the left side or the right?" In her mind, she thought, Asterisk life doesn't care about people, and people show no respect. He's really trying to push my buttons now, Asterisk. Her patience was wearing thin, and she could no longer keep it in. "Are you insane? Who does surgery and asks which side to cut? Cut whichever side you want. Cut both if you like." She screamed in frustration. System notification. "Congratulations, host has earned 40 break the room points. Break the room level is now at 60%. It was working. Lin Mo pressed on, undeterred. "All right then, do you want to cut the top or the bottom? In the front or the back?" Honestly, cutting the front might not be the best idea. The female ghost's temper flared even more. A moment later, she received another 40 break the room points, pushing the break the room level to 70%. There was no time to waste. He had to keep going. Lin Mo didn't let up, his questions more absurd by the minute. "Do you want stitches or are you fine with leaving a scar? Would you prefer it to hurt or would you rather it not? Oh, and I almost forgot. I haven't even given you the anesthesia yet. It's definitely going to hurt." System notification. "Congratulations, host has earned 40 break the room points." The young man continued to push the female ghost to the edge, his voice deliberately irritating. "If you want to remove half, what's the point of leaving the other half? Should I just take it all off?" The hospital was running a special promotion where they were offering membership cards, and in return, they give a discount. However, it had reached its limit, and without hesitation, she stood up, her voice sharp as she ordered the young man to keep quiet. "Do you want to die?" she snapped. The atmosphere in the room grew thick with tension, and the situation was nearly at its breaking point. The contract could be signed immediately. The moment had arrived. "Sister, please calm down. We haven't finished yet," the young man said, his tone steady. Despite her anger, he remained composed. She didn't really need to continue. Her only desire now was to end Lin Mo's life in a single blow. But the young man, unfazed, responded, "I'm afraid you'll be disappointed, sister. I'm requesting a system contract with a large-chested lady." She agreed to love Lin Mo for life, vowing to remain loyal, to stand by him whether they were wealthy or poor, healthy or sick, and to endure any hardships together without ever leaving him. Hearing this, the female ghost's fury grew 1,000 times over. "You've got guts," she hissed. Despite her rage, the large-chested ghost reluctantly agreed to register the contract, and it was signed. Everything was now in place, yet she still couldn't grasp what had just happened. In truth, she hadn't actually agreed to anything yet, but somehow, her soul had merged with Lin Mo's body. What was this? The remnants of her ghost would blend into the seal. Was this the same process as when a ghost formed a contract with the weeping demon? It seemed that this would place a seal upon the master's body. When Rickall merely gestured with a slight wave of his hand, it was done. He had already formed pacts with 2 demons, leaving only one more slot to fill. As for the weeping demon, the woman beside her, noticeably energetic, was bubbling with excitement. No longer feeling lonely or abandoned, she was now furious. "You trickster! Let me go now!" she shouted. But realizing it was too late, she continued, "Sister, just stay inside me. There's no need to go anywhere, and don't worry about your appearance. I'll take good care of you, sister." Left with little choice, she could only curse under her breath in frustration. This kid has no shame at all. While the woman fumed with anger, the weeping demon, on the other hand, appeared more and more thrilled. She was clearly delighted by how things had turned out. Lin Mo selected an attribute from the system interface, and the details of the excited demon appeared instantly. Her rank was high-level weeping demon, with a demonic power of 200, a limit of 400, and a loyalty rating of 20%. The skill had not yet been activated, and her loyalty remained unchanged. Sending her out of the hospital had also earned Lin Mo some favor. He had just gained 300 points for the junior, intermediate, and high-level weeping demon ranks. Activating a skill required 200 points, and as the system displayed a series of notifications, it became clear that the demon could only activate one skill. Given this, it made the most sense to activate her ability first. After completing the exchange, he received the Ascend to the Mortal World skill, Sound Seeking Life. The female demon activated her level 1 Mortal Sound Seeking Life skill, using her music to destabilize the opponent's mind. When their HP dropped to 5%, it triggered a dizziness effect that could directly destroy their spiritual aura. The skill drained 50 energy points and had a 180-second cooldown. For those of equal or lower rank, the dizziness lasted for 40 seconds. For those of a higher rank, it lasted 20 seconds. Lin Mo couldn't help but exclaim, "This skill is incredible." While the blood prison illusion realm could control the opponent's movements, they remained conscious and could still manipulate the contract system with their will. The demon's skill, however, was different. It not only restricted the opponent's actions, but also disturbed their mental state, effectively controlling their behavior and adding a destructive element. It could only be described as a divine skill. With this control skill in hand, the only thing left to find was a skill for destruction. The real challenge now was deciding what to do next, whether to find an assassin or someone with some strength to form a contract with. Just then, the school's announcement bell rang. "Attention all students, there is 1 hour left until midnight. Dormitory accommodations and food provisions will be based on the number of contracts signed with at least one contract required. After that, students may enter the school's ICU room." That's harsh, Lin Mo thought. Signing just one contract gets you into the regular sick room. But if you don't sign any, you won't even have a place to stay. The sick room is located on the 5th floor, but it's important to note that the dormitory arrangements may change at night. Ghosts may roam outside, creating great danger for any student without proper accommodation. These students will be plagued by constant, terrifying screams. With just 30 minutes left, the sick room will open. Everyone take note, the contract has already been signed. Though still fuming, the large-chested ghost and the weeping demon followed Lin Mo like shadows. The students gathered outside seemed unable to form contracts with any demons. They really stood there staring in awe at how spotless the beds in the ICU were and how neatly the furniture had been arranged. "I've heard the rumors, but I've seen regular sick rooms, and inside they're full of blood," said the one with purple hair. This purple-haired student had managed to sign a contract with a demon, which had earned them a spot in a regular sick room. But even that was a privilege compared to those outside, many of whom had failed to secure any demon contract. Now, all they could do was sob. Compared to them, this student's situation was far better. "That guy with glasses, I wonder if he can actually do anything. He just seems good for showing off his filthy neck." "Lin Mo," another voice called out, "we've signed a contract with a demon now. Not just any demon, a fully formed one. You won't be able to mess with us anymore. Sooner or later, I'll have my revenge on you." Lin Mo's expression clearly showed that once he was no longer useful, he had nothing left to say. With his short legs, it would take him ages to catch up. The guy with glasses looked furious, snapping at Lin Mo to stop boasting. "If you hadn't signed that contract with that damn demon last time, you'd be dead out there tonight." The one with purple hair was just as annoyed. "It's disgusting. Just the thought of having to share a room with him tonight makes me want to throw up." But Lin Mo wasn't going to be sharing a room with any of them. The other students outside didn't even have a place to stay. Hearing that, Lin Mo raised his hand and asked, "Do you want to give up your hospital room? I can buy it from you." The young man answered, uninterested, "No, I'm in the ICU." The one with purple hair couldn't believe it. He was frustrated. The system's contract limit was only 0.5, meaning you could at most form a contract with a weakened demon. But the requirement for the ICU was to have one or more demons, and the first condition wasn't even met. Stop lying already. The young man couldn't care less about the critics, who only knew how to complain. In the end, you just need to wait for time to reveal who's superior and who's inferior. By then, you'll be too embarrassed to even regret it. Now, move out of the way and let me pass. Don't block my path." As expected, they were all curious. How would their shocked expressions look when they saw Lin Mo? As soon as he touched the ICU room door, the system confirmed that he met the conditions. Just as they expected, they were all stunned. How is this possible? Isn't his limit only 0.5? The system notification congratulated the host for earning 150 points for breaking the room. Lin Mo immediately shouted, "The school system is completely wrong about this. The limit is something you're born with. It can't increase later. He must have cheated. He pulled it out for me. I'm going to report this to the teacher." As soon as he stepped into the room, a lavish spread was laid out before him. "Is there hot pot too?" "Oh, it must be that the safety department renovated this place. It's amazing. There's meat, duck blood, beef offal. This is incredible. Are we here for an exam or a vacation?" After taking a bite, Lin Mo grinned. "This is so good. The flavor is incredible. Better than anything outside. You all should try some." Even though the others weren't exactly friendly towards him, the young man paid them no mind. But just as he was about to finish his thoughts, he turned and casually taunted them. "Ah, I almost forgot. You guys don't have permission to enter the room. Too bad." He then sat back, leisurely picking up fresh, sweet beef slices right in front of them, even humming a little tune. "It's just me and this lonely hot pot." By now, it was definitely driving the others wild with envy. They looked like they wanted to tear him apart. The system notification congratulated the host for earning another 100 points for breaking the room. "Good grief, even I'm starting to crave this hot pot, ladies." The table was stocked with everything from soft drinks to snacks underneath. plus a few extra sausages and beef just in case he ate it all. Seeing the young man eat so contentedly, the kid with purple hair seemed to have had enough. "If you're setting conditions for a deal, I'll offer you 10,000, he said. "We're changing rooms, but it's not as simple as that," Lin Mo replied, his tone indifferent. "Well, I've already eaten. Are you going to make me throw it all up?" the kid retorted. Eventually, everyone reaches a point where they lower their pride, unable to endure the frustration any longer. The kid's face tightened, but his words still carried demands. "If you've already eaten, leave the room. Think carefully. My father is a senior official in the Ministry of Safety. Making an enemy of me won't end well for you." The boy with glasses quickly seized the moment to shout, "Lin Mo, don't push things too far. If you offend Miss Sun, you're finished." Lin Mo remained utterly unaffected, showing no concern for their threats. His calmness only seemed to anger them more. "Why don't you all slap yourselves once? Maybe then I'll reconsider," he said, almost mockingly. The boy with glasses leaped up in shock, his voice filled with confusion. "What did you just say?" A purple-haired kid turned to him, speaking in a quieter tone. "Liu Si, just bear with it for now. Once we're outside, I'll make it up to you. It's a bit unfair, but gaining Miss Sun's trust will be worth it." That was his plan. He expected someone to take a hit for the team. The kid wasted no time delivering a sharp punch with no mercy. The sound of it was enough to make anyone flinch in sympathy. The system notification sounded. "Congratulations to the host for earning 20 break the room points. By the way, this is a great chance to teach a lesson to those who keep provoking." Lin Mo acted as if he hadn't heard the request, pretending to be hard of hearing. The kid had to slap him again. Since there was a place to stay, she didn't hesitate and immediately agreed. Now it was the guy with the glasses who was enduring nonstop slaps. Lin Mo continued racking up points for breaking the room, earning another 30. Just in time, he slapped the guy on the side of the face. The kid with purple hair asked, "Are you satisfied now? Get out of here. Hurry up." Lin Mo, ever the tease, responded calmly. "Sorry, I can't." He was going back on his word, but he hadn't truly deceived anyone. He had already said earlier that he'd reconsider if the kid slapped the guy with glasses, but he never promised to actually change the room. After thinking it over, he simply decided not to. It was frustrating, so much so that it felt like a nosebleed. The kid could only stand outside, fuming with rage. "All right, you bastard, you'll regret this later." The guy with glasses turned around, also threatening. "Go ahead, enjoy yourself now. You made an enemy of me. You're asking for trouble." Whether or not he was asking for trouble didn't matter. Lin Mo had just earned another 100 points for breaking the room. He sat back, enjoying his meal, all while relishing their frustration. It made him feel even more satisfied. This time he had outsmarted Sun Lai again. Lin Mo couldn't help but feel like he had hit the jackpot. The clock read 11:15, and the candle was nearly burned out, its flame barely still flickering. Outside the room, two students stood, utterly confused and terrified. The girl continued to cry uncontrollably. "How Kun, please don't leave. How can you be so heartless, letting a girl like me stay outside? There are so many malevolent spirits out there tonight. What should I do? Please let me sleep inside. Just give me your permission, will you?" He tried to reassure her. "Don't worry, I've made an agreement with the weeping demon warrior. If you're in danger, just call for me and I'll come to help." She looked truly miserable, yet her tears wouldn't stop. "Do you even love me? You promised to protect me for life. Are you really going to break that promise now?" In the end, they held each other in an emotional embrace. Was this a romantic moment or just some kind of strange getaway? Through her sobs, she said, "You made a pact with a demon, which means your powers are stronger now. If you sleep outside, you'll have a better chance of surviving. If a demon attacks, I'll kneel and beg the Sunlight Light group for help. I won't let you get hurt." Lin Mo, observing all of this, couldn't help but think the girl was being incredibly foolish. He happily switched places with her and even set up another meeting for the next day. After a long, exhausting day, it was finally time to rest. Lin Mo fell into a deep, unbothered sleep, drooling without a care in the world. Meanwhile, the 5 students outside were fuming with anger. "Lin Mo must have cheated to get into the ICU, and now he won't even switch with us. It's like he's deliberately trying to make us look bad, making sure we can't hold our heads up." The young man with purple hair grew increasingly furious as he watched the guy with glasses act so provocatively. "Just wait until we're outside," he muttered under his breath, "then I'll show you how to deal with someone like you." There was still blood on the floor. How could anyone sleep in this place? The hospital room was filthy. Anyone who could sleep here deserves some real respect. The guy with glasses tried to act gallant, hoping to impress her. He smiled, removed his outer jacket, and moved to drape it over the young man. "This will be cleaner," he said. Even though he'd just been slapped, he was still hopelessly infatuated. Trying to win her over like this seemed pathetic. The young man with purple hair looked down on him, his expression full of smug superiority. This clueless guy was so desperate, he was even willing to sleep in the hallway for her. He kept telling her to hold on a little longer, that she'd be free by morning. Then from a distance came a terrifying sound, an enormous bloodthirsty demon. As soon as it saw him, it seemed thrilled. It was a malevolent spirit, an incredibly powerful one. Was it a weeping demon at the level of Long Ling? There was no way out now. To survive, their only option was to charge forward and fight it. The guy gathered every ounce of his strength and summoned the ruined mansion of the demon. As soon as it appeared, the mansion scolded him. At this hour, you're really planning to let everyone stay awake? Do you honestly think you can defeat a Long Ling level demon? It's impossible. You're just throwing your life away. If you don't take the risk now, you're sure to die. The students in the hospital room were stunned as they watched the scene unfold. Even though they saw their friend fighting the demon, she stayed safely in bed, hidden under the covers. Dying for a girl was truly one of the most soul-crushing ways to go. Terrified, she didn't even acknowledge the guy as someone she knew, let alone as her boyfriend. At that moment, Lin Mo arrived. In stark contrast to the panic around him, he felt a surge of excitement, eager to see if the electro demon would be worthy of forming a pact with him. With each step it took, the demon seemed to crush everything in its path. The creature the boy had tamed was easily overwhelmed, trampled underfoot. The malevolent spirit demon found the demon's flesh unappealing, yet it still hadn't reached its goal. Frustration built with each passing moment, and soon it swung its blade, severing the ruined mansion of the demon in one swift strike. Lin Mo observed the scene with great interest. The demon's current state intrigued him. It appeared to be immensely powerful, with incredibly tough skin. If he could tame it, the advantages would be undeniable. He began to consider his options. He already had Shu Tong Gyai and the large-chested demon, both of whom could either charm or distract the creature. If he could form a pact with this one, it would be the perfect addition. However, there was still another demon lurking in the darkness. Now was not the time to act. As long as there was time left, there was still hope. The creature simply moved off in search of human flesh. At that moment, it advanced toward the boy, its nose filled with the powerful scent of human flesh. In desperation, the boy cried out, "Xiao Kan, help me. Please pray they'll save me." The students, even more frantic than the boy, were in a state of panic. But the woman, so weak and cowardly, was of no help at all. Lin Mo watched the scene unfold, realizing how pitiful love could appear in its most helpless form. He screamed in desperation, "Is anyone there? Help me." Without hesitation, the creature swung its blade directly at him. In an instant, blood sprayed from his mouth. The male student, drained of energy, could only sit there, powerless. The creature advanced calmly, severing one of his arms. It devoured the severed arm greedily, starting at the hand and working its way up to the wrist. If no one intervened, it would likely continue to consume him piece by piece. In the blink of an eye, the demon had consumed the handsome, fair-skinned student alive. All because of that girl. With one arm gone, the student finally felt the crushing weight of impending death. "I'd rather fail the exam than die here." But he didn't give up. With determination, he reached for his magic talisman. But his severed arm left him helpless, unable to tear it open. The demon, having finished its meal, raised its drill, preparing to deliver the final blow. Fortunately, the student managed to dodge just in time, narrowly avoiding the demon's strike. Inside, Lin Mo watched the scene unfold. He thought the student was not only foolish, but completely clueless. "Don't you know how to use your mouth?" At that, the student quickly used his teeth to tear the talisman open, not forgetting to thank Lin Mo. And with that, Hao Kun was out of the test. The demon was left bewildered. "Where's my meat? Give it back." At that moment, Lin Mo gained an additional 40 points for breaking the room. From inside, Lin Mo taunted the demon, enjoying every moment of its frustration. It charged forward, but in truth, it couldn't break through. Its strength was powerless against the door. Lin Mo had an idea. He rubbed a bit of food on its hand and called out, "Hey, Electro Demon, want to try this?" The demon sniffed the air, then rushed toward the door, drawn by the smell. Lin Mo took the opportunity to taunt it again. "Too bad, you can't eat this." The demon's anger grew, and it began battering the door in frustration. Lin Mo, meanwhile, kept racking up points, each strike bringing him 60 more. The more the demon fewed, the more amused Lin Mo became. "Keep going, is that it? Finished already?" After a while, the demon, exhausted and still hungry, stopped panting. It couldn't reach its meal, and finally defeated, it turned away. Lin Mo stood there confused. "Why is it leaving? How am I supposed to get points if you're going?" With no other option, he unlocked the door. "You stupid demon, I'm out now. Want to eat me?" The sound of movement behind him made the demon turn immediately. The students inside were watching closely. What was Lin Mo planning? They thought he was done for. The demon, still hungry, screamed in frustration. It spotted him, grinning wildly, and lunged forward. This was exactly what Lin Mo had been waiting for. He carefully stepped back, then moved quickly inside. The demon, now trapped outside, was left helpless, still furious. Lin Mo earned another 50 points for breaking the room and once again drove the demon to the edge of madness. The angrier the demon got, the more rewards Lin Mo collected. The person charged out without hesitation and provoked it. Truly, to meet one's end over something as trivial as food. Once again, it fell into the same trap. It rushed in, and the young man simply walked right in. Inside, people were constantly coming and going, yet somehow it still got caught. This demon must be incredibly foolish. Time and time again, it laughed triumphantly in front of its friends. Could it be that this person is someone who isn't afraid of demons at all, or is he just completely insane? He's toying with this demon, and sooner or later, he's going to regret it. By morning, when the protective barrier faded, he had run out of options. No sooner had he spoken than shocking news arrived. He wasn't just unafraid, he was actually chasing after the electro demon. What's going on? The demon heart is afraid of a human? Does it not even want to eat anymore? Lin Mo ran after it frantically, shouting, "Stop! Where do you think you're going? The heavens are watching. You're done for. You're done for with me." Is this situation tragic, or is it just utterly ridiculous? I really have no words for it. This is the first time I've witnessed something so illogical. Lin Mo broke through the door, and the electro demon had already reached 80%. There was no way it could escape now. At this point, he even dared to stand right in front of it, extending his arm as if inviting it. "Here," the young man taunted, "I invite you. My meat is fresh out of the oven. Come on, take a bite." The demon, clearly exasperated, decided to face him head-on. Just then, Lin Mo used the blood prison hound's consent technique, and before long, the demon stopped in its tracks. Its every movement seemed controlled, as if hypnotized by him. He urged it on, claiming that it would be delicious. "My hands have just the right amount of fat. You won't get fat from eating them. Go ahead, feast." He continued to pat around, his breath gently brushing against his face. The electro demon's containment had reached 90%, leaving only 9% to go. The blood prison hound's time, which usually lasted 10 seconds for high-level demons, now had just 3 seconds remaining. When that time ran out, the demon would go into a fury. Just charge at it. "Looks like you don't want to fight, so fine. But right now, it's ready to kill Lin Mo," taunting him. "Anyone who gets close to it is finished." The containment was nearly complete, at 99%, meaning he could force the contract signing. At this point, anyone who crossed paths with Lin Mo was in for bad luck. No matter the demon, it's no longer an issue for the young man. With confidence, he signed the contract with the demon for the third time. As expected, the system prompted him. "If you intend to become an extreme demon master, may I ask if you wish to make this demon the third of Lin Mo's masters?" The extreme demon master has agreed, initiating the contract signing. A momentary confusion flickered across the demon's face. Before it could fully comprehend what was happening, the contract was already signed. Surprised old lady, that's the power of coercion. Before it could finish speaking, everything was done. The young man had successfully bound the third demon. Outside, the teacher who had been watching was equally stunned. Just moments ago, the electro demon was in a violent state, and in a split second, the contract was signed. This method of coercion is something even the old man at the safety bureau couldn't manage. How did this student manage to do it in the end? This kid is really something, isn't he? The school has officially announced that the electro demon has been eliminated. Only one weeping demon of malevolent spirit rank remains in the hospital. Everyone, please stay cautious. At that moment, it was the classmates who were most surprised. In the blink of an eye, the electro demon had been defeated. Is that guy even human? Even the kid with glasses, his eyes wide, mouth hanging open, exclaimed that it was impossible. Lin Mo had only managed to form a contract with a mid-level weeping demon. How could he possibly stand up to the electro demon? He's truly terrifying. With a calm and composed expression, Lin Mo stepped into the notification system room. Congratulations to the host for earning 40 break the room points. The angrier they got, the more he gained. His two classmates were truly doing well for him. They hadn't even provoked him, yet they were still contributing break the room points nonstop. Bao Lingyu even rejected the system's classification of the demon he had just tamed, calling it a primary malevolent spirit, with 560 demon energy and 440 remaining to boost its loyalty by 5%. This demon had relatively low loyalty, but the electro demon was clearly out of its mind, a type of demon that wouldn't easily grow loyal. Plus, it craved raw meat. Lin Mo immediately had an idea. Perhaps if he grilled a feast of meat for it, its loyalty might increase significantly. Just wait and see. According to the system, the weeping demon could only activate one skill, whereas the malevolent spirit demon could directly use two. The young man's impressive performance had earned him a significant reward. It was the perfect moment to activate the notification system and swap a skill for the electro demon. Success. The passive skill blood sucking has been acquired. According to the information at level 1, each time 1 point of ST is gained, attack power increases by 2 points. The higher the ST, the greater the attack power. There is no consumption of spiritual aura, and the cooldown time is 0 seconds. Lin Mo decided to unlock the second skill. Notification: skill change successful. The Electro Demon now has Electric Frenzy Dance. Electric Frenzy Dance level 1 generates the power of a wildly spinning chainsaw, dealing damage within a specific area. Spiritual aura consumption is 100, with a cooldown of 200 seconds. This is truly surprising. One passive skill that boosts attack power, and one area of effect attack skill. It's incredible. Now with the control team, there's an additional attacker. Compared to his peers, Lin Mo was already among the top 1%. He felt confident he was capable of achieving this. Rank 1, Heavy Demon Master, Control Demon. Heavy Demon Master, Control Long Ling. Triple Heavy Demon Master, Control Evil Spirit. However, there was one downside. The demon's level matched the contract level. At present, Lin Mo could only control demons, and a polar demon of malevolent spirit still posed a serious risk. If he loses control of the situation, he would be the one to suffer the consequences. Everything now requires careful consideration before taking any action. If loyalty were just a bit higher, the Electro Demon would still be seen as someone deserving of improving their personal record. But at this moment, staying awake is a real challenge. The young man couldn't stop yawning. Nothing seemed better than rewarding himself with a nap, collecting his energy to collapse onto the bed as though he were floating to the heavens. Although the place wasn't particularly romantic, the sky had already brightened, and the view was breathtaking. The only issue was that the location was far from ideal. Lin Mo stayed calm. After his nap, he didn't forget to grab some bread for breakfast. Seizing the chance, he teased the students, savoring the bread with clear enjoyment while they had nothing to eat. He provocatively asked, "Aren't you guys having breakfast? There's a pot of hot pot inside. Want to slurp up some organs?" It was true that he wasn't particularly skilled at anything other than getting under people's skin, and once again, he earned 60 more points for breaking the room. The students could only grow more frustrated, but were powerless to do anything about it. Only the female student, without hesitation, began slurping the soup. Everyone stared at her with confusion and contempt. She was already shy, but acted as though she were completely innocent. She even asked her classmates, "What are you all staring at?" It was truly infuriating. She is someone who only knows how to take advantage of others, never understanding the meaning of sacrifice. Do you see the bloodstains on the ground? Don't you have anything to say about them? Not only do you refuse to take any responsibility, but you also accuse me of being unable to summon demons and claim that even if I go outside, I won't be able to save him. It's only in moments like these that we truly understand what love is all about. She even argued that he willingly gave me control over the quarantine room. Stay out of things that aren't your concern. Girls like her don't deserve any respect. Lin Mo quickly shot back. But you yourself said you'd asked others for help to save him. Yet yesterday you didn't even speak up. If it were for Hao Kun giving you control of the quarantine room, it would have been you, not him, who lost the right to take the exam when the Electro Demon severed your arm. The kid's anger only grew. He gained another 50 points for breaking the room again. Lin Mo didn't hold back, taunting her further. "You still dare to say such things. You're more poisonous than a snake. You better handle the next round on your own." The exam proctor reminded everyone to pay attention as the official A-level exam was about to begin the grand challenge. Right now, there's still a savage spirit demon inside, along with 3 lesser weeping demons. The malevolent spirit will hunt down anyone who lasts until noon, and those who survive will pass the exam. The kid with purple hair was completely confused. The demon from yesterday was just a mid-tier malevolent spirit, and yet another one remains. We only make contracts with low-level weeping demons. In other words, we can't defeat this one. The blonde boy looked horrified, his face going pale. At this point, what's the point of fighting? The priority is to save ourselves. We need to run. But where can we go? They don't even know where Long Ling is. What if we run straight into its lair, then it's game over? The girl, who had abandoned her boyfriend to protect herself, yelled in frustration. "So what you suggest we do? Who cares about her? Someone like her should have been eaten by a demon long ago." Even the girl with purple hair was growing increasingly irritated. "What do you mean, we? This is your problem, not ours. We're not in the same situation." Seeing the confused look on her face, it was clear she was seeing something she didn't understand. Lin Mo recognized it immediately. "What is that?" "That's an invisible malevolent spirit. It appeared that no one else could see it. Only Lin Mo could. Could it be the Blood Eye?" The demon was perched on the ceiling, hidden from view. "So it's a demon that can turn invisible, and it's also the eye of the invincible brother. Blood Eye?" After watching it for a moment, Lin Mo felt a deep sense of satisfaction. So it had learned and followed him after all. Realizing that he couldn't let everyone remain in danger, Lin Mo decided to speak up. Do you want to know where the demon is? It's right behind you. The students barely reacted, some even making light of it. What do you think? Do you really think your joke will scare us? Everyone thought he was just messing around until a demonic hand shot out from behind and pierced the body of the cowardly girl. She continued to scream, "Help me." If she had the ability to think and make sacrifices for others, perhaps she could have been saved. But given her nature and circumstances, she brought this fate upon herself. I wonder if any of her classmates would dare to step forward and try to save her now? The unseen demon clung to the student, draining the life out of her, feeding on her blood. Her vitality was sucked away, leaving her completely empty. It was no ordinary demon. My God, is there really a demon? How did she suddenly end up like that? They couldn't see the demon's presence. The only sign that something was wrong was the drastic change in the student's condition, her body shifting unnaturally. But no matter how hard they searched, they couldn't find any trace of the demon. In the blink of an eye, the female student was beheaded. Her body split into 3 pieces, her exam over for good. Lin Mo thought to himself that if she hadn't been burdened by such heavy karma, if she hadn't caused her boyfriend to lose an arm, maybe she wouldn't have met such a brutal end. Even he felt some sympathy for her. The students who had previously scoffed at the idea of demons now stood frozen, their eyes wide with disbelief. Lin Mo, however, had the blood eye, a gift that allowed him to see invisible demons. If he could just hold on until midnight, he knew he'd be able to spot it. There's no need to go to extremes. Let the students handle it. My priority is protecting myself. The young man with purple hair sensed something off about Mo King's presence, but he couldn't quite figure out what it was. It was clear that there was an invisible demon lurking, hiding from view. An intelligent move, in fact. The guy with glasses spoke up, then how did Lin Mo manage to detect it? Right now, our only option is to follow him to stay safe. That's it? You're just going to follow along, came the sarcastic reply. In the end, they all decided to follow Lin Mo. Perhaps it was his right eye, the blood eye, that allowed him to see what others couldn't. As long as we stick with him, we'll be all right, one of them said. The guy with glasses still seemed upset. We were the ones who found Shu Tong at first, but damn, someone beat us to it. His frustration unexpectedly added 40 break the room points to Lin Mo's total. Lin Mo was taken aback. He had been running, doing nothing particularly special, yet his points kept climbing. Looking back, he realized that the students had been trailing him all along. The invisible demon was following them, and they, in turn, were following him. Wasn't that the same as being followed by the demon? Running didn't bring any peace. It was becoming increasingly frustrating. Now, Lin Mo had to figure out how to lose them. At that moment, the 2 fierce spirits Lin Mo had recently summoned expressed a strong desire to confront the elusive demon. Lin Mo couldn't help but wonder, why do they want to do this? Do they have some kind of personal history with each other? It turned out the ghost had stolen a considerable amount of meat from the long-limbed demon, which had made it furious. Given the situation, Lin Mo thought it might be best to activate the spirits and let them settle their score. If the Electro Demon's loyalty wasn't increased, it would eventually turn against him. It seemed the only way to win its trust was to help it eliminate the invisible demon. After all, it was personal. It wanted revenge for the stolen meat. Suddenly, Lin Mo stopped, causing the group to falter in confusion. The young man with glasses quickly asked, "Why are we moving anymore? Did we lose the demon? If we stay with this group, we'll just keep running in circles. How long can we keep this up?" The blonde kid, now panicked, asked, "So, what should we do now?" "Running is pretty much all we can do right now," Lin Mo replied calmly. The young man turned to him, his voice firm but cold. "Lin Mo, I'm already grateful that you're leading us and that we've seen the demon. I never imagined we'd be running alongside you." "I'm not here to run," Lin Mo said, his tone unwavering. "I'm here to kill the demon. That's it." Everyone looked at him, thinking he was out of his mind. The invisible demon was a mid-tier Long-Ling. Even the teachers couldn't handle it. It's difficult to face something you can't even see, especially when that kid with glasses keeps telling his friends to just run. If he dies, no one will be left to challenge the kid with purple hair. They had truly underestimated Lin Mo's abilities. The young man moved toward the invisible demon with a calm, confident demeanor showing no sign of fear. He was prepared to confront it directly. The actions of every student participating in the exam were closely monitored by the proctoring teachers. Every teacher at the school could watch each student's every move on large screens. Each teacher was assigned to oversee a specific area. As they noticed an increasing number of outmarks on their screens, their concern grew. Some students were killed, others coughed up blood, while some could only cry out in desperation. The remaining survivors were left without any hope. One teacher let out a resigned sigh. They're finished. The 7 students of the Death Realm had failed the exam, and in addition, 4 students with serious injuries were forced to leave the competition. 3 students had lost their lives. Meanwhile, another group of teachers was facing a similar situation. 8 students from the distant spirit realm appear to have been so terrified that they scattered in all directions. One of the students had to be admitted to a psychiatric ward. If this keeps up, our province might lose all its demon masters. The teachers were left in a state of confusion. Only one teacher remained calm, seated quietly as she observed the others. She then asked, "How's the men doing on your end?" By the way, this teacher was the most strikingly beautiful one. Despite being a mother, she still exuded a cold, distant aura that made her incredibly captivating. She had a presence that was impossible to ignore. On my side, there were still 4 students remaining. The other teachers were taken aback. "There are still 4. Well, that's something," one of them said. But then, the teacher sighed. Originally, I had a good chance of passing this exam, but now he's chosen to face Long Ling head-on in a major showdown. This is a test of how well ordinary high school students can evade danger. They stand no chance against a malevolent spirit. The person they were referring to was none other than Lin Mo, our Lin Mo. Every move he made was closely monitored by the teachers. Despite making a pact with a demon, he hadn't had much time to develop his abilities. He was still undeniably weak. It was the typical situation where someone thought they were tough just because they'd made a pact with a few weeping demons. But the bravery of a high school student like him was rare. She noted that few students who chose the A-tier demon realm had the courage to directly challenge Long Ling. Despite knowing this, the teacher still sighed with regret. Wasn't it just too disappointing? During the exam, Lin Mo found himself once again facing the invisible demon. He thought he had it cornered, but to his shock, it darted away with astonishing speed. It was impossible to catch up. Its pace was unreal. The other students, too, had stopped watching, hiding their faces behind their hands. Lin Mo was finished. He shouldn't have underestimated this demon. In response, Lin Mo called upon all the demons he had contracted to help him fight the invisible one. Surprised yet? He summoned another contracted demon. Is that his limit? Wasn't it only 0.5? The limit could still grow, and this demon was fully developed. Lin Mo's limit had already reached 1.5, but even then, it was still lower than that of the bespectacled kid. Deep down, the bespectacled kid knew that if anyone were to blame for overestimating their strength, it would definitely be him. The bespectacled kid smirked to himself. His contract limit was double that of Lin Mo's. But so what? In the end, his demons were just as ineffective. They hadn't accomplished anything significant. Capturing a mid-tier demon wasn't something to boast about. Now, Lin Mo was ready to give it his all. He summoned the Electro Demon and charged forward to face the fight head-on. Upon seeing the jagged blade, the invisible demon seemed to pause, its hesitation clear. Lin Mo quickly commanded the Electro Demon to take action and eliminate the invisible demon. Fueled by a desire for vengeance and the lingering effects of consuming the malevolent spirit's essence, it charged forward without a moment's hesitation. Given its immense size, a single strike would likely be enough to defeat it. The space was filled with panic screams, a clear sign of the fierce and intense nature of the battle. A demon empowered by the malevolent spirit clashed with another of similar strength. No one could predict who would emerge victorious. In its pursuit of revenge, the Electro Demon appeared to grow stronger, nearly 100 or even 1,000 times more powerful than before. Each swing of the chainsaw tore through the invisible demon and shredding its form into countless fragments. "How dare you take what's mine?" it roared. System notification. Host, the invisible demon's health is at 5%. You must use Mortal Sound-seeking Fate. Slaughter by severance immediately. Lin Mo felt immense satisfaction as the female demon expertly played the sharpest, most precise notes on her instrument, ensuring the invisible demon's defeat. Her performance was highly effective, and soon enough, the demon was vanquished. From that moment on, the Electro Demon's loyalty increased by 25%. Its loyalty surged quickly, all triggered by the act of settling its score. The Electro Demon was truly straightforward, whether driven by anger or affection. It expressed everything through its hunger. With this in mind, Lin Mo began devising a more effective way to control it by using food to shape its behavior. Just buy it some more meat, that should be enough. It will be satisfied, and its loyalty will grow. After the battle, Lin Mo emerged victorious and claimed an intermediate demon pearl, a valuable item worth several thousand on the black market. With everything settled, he absorbed all the demons into his body. The students who had witnessed this were filled with astonishment, one surprise after another, and it wasn't over yet. Not only had he defeated the invisible demon, but he had also formed a contract with the Electro Demon. 2 fully developed demons alongside his own innate demon put him far above all the other students present. How was this possible? They were all left in utter disbelief. But the surprises didn't stop there. In such a short amount of time, Lin Mo had activated his innate demon skill with a level of understanding far beyond theirs. They couldn't help but think, if this continued, the top position would surely slip out of their hands and into his. Things had changed drastically. In the past, Lin Mo had been looked down upon, even mocked. Now, however, he stood with pride, laughing triumphantly. No matter how frustrated the other students were, they were powerless to stop him. Determined to maintain his top rank, the purple-haired student reminded himself that he couldn't let Lin Mo continue to rise. If he did, Lin Mo would become a serious threat in the future. The teachers, observing his calm demeanor, were equally intrigued and taken aback. It only took less than a day to sign the contract with the three demons. At this pace, Lin Mo might even catch up to the top officials in the military district. Not only that, his skills had already been activated, and his ability to use them was impressive. The male student, who once thought he would be at the bottom of his class, was now leaving everyone in awe. He's really amazing. At first, they had believed Lin Mo was simply opposing Long Ling, but no one had expected that everything he did, including his approach and demeanor, was part of a well-thought-out plan. There was nothing foolish or reckless in his actions. Among all the students this year, apart from the young lady from a prominent family and the district chief's daughter who had single-handedly defeated two Long Lings, Lin Mo stood out as a truly formidable opponent. This had the teachers deeply concerned. At that moment, the minister arrived, just as eager as everyone else about the situation. Was there really such a talented student? Despite his age, the man still carried himself with great style and poise. You really stand out. His expression clearly showed how pleased he was. Handsome and charismatic, he was everything one would expect from a minister. He announced that once the exam was over, Miss Man would be in touch with Lin Mo. We must provide him with the best resources to help him reach his full potential. The teachers immediately agreed. The exam hadn't even ended, and things were already feeling more relaxed. Once they dealt with the invisible, malevolent spirit demon, there would be no more obstacles. Now it was time to unwind. He stared at the sky, the clouds, the sea, and everything stretching between them. Every demon in this world held a unique story, a hidden power, just waiting to be unlocked. If Lin Mo were to form contracts with all of them, wouldn't that give him an entire army of demons at his command? The mere thought of it filled him with excitement. Or perhaps the ultimate scene would be one where he stood alone at the peak of this world, with 1,000,000 demons kneeling before him. It might seem like a fantasy, but now was on the brink of becoming reality. The idea of having the world at his feet seemed more than just possible. It felt inevitable. Just imagine it gave him a rush of energy, as though he had gained an entire day's worth of strength in an instant. The teacher observing this was equally thrilled. It was clear that an extraordinary individual had emerged. The exam was over, and the results were in. Only 4 students remained, and among them, Lin Mo had performed the best, making him the undisputed winner. Out of the 6 participants who had chosen level A, Hao Kan and Mo King were the only ones to fail. Hao Kan, who had relied on a protective talisman, was disqualified, while Mo King, whose very name seemed cursed, fell prey to an invisible demon and was killed by a stinkle slash. It was clear from the start that his journey had been doomed. The blonde-haired male student let out a sigh of relief at having survived. While he couldn't have any ambition to be at the top, the results showed that he had been fortunate enough to form a contract with a demon, even though he hadn't slain one. In the end, he scored 60 points. Liu Si, the young man with glasses, was only good at looking out for himself. His achievements were far from impressive. Instead of slaying demons, he had signed a contract with one and earned a score of 70 points. Then there was Sun Lei Lei, the boy with purple hair, who also signed a contract with a demon. He managed to kill 2 demons, scoring 80 points in total. But it was Lin Mo who truly surprised everyone. He had signed contracts with 2 weeping demons and 1 malevolent spirit, and had managed to kill 1 weeping demon and 1 malevolent spirit. His final score was an impressive 90 points. The other students were furious. The day before, they had mocked him, but now it was Lin Mo who was laughing all the way to the top. This exam had clearly belonged to him, and his reward was a pearl. By now, Lin Mo had accumulated 5 elementary demonic tear pearls, 1 intermediate malevolent spirit pearl from Guizhou, and now an advanced demonic tear pearl. This collection was enough to elevate his blood eye to the malevolent spirit level, unlocking his second skill. Truly remarkable. The other students were stunned as Lin Mo casually placed the pearl into a bag that, at first glance, appeared to be a simple trash bag. What a clueless kid. Did he just put the pearl in a trash bag? What they didn't realize was that the bag was actually filled with gold. The exam proctor then announced, "Congratulations to everyone who passed. You may now leave. You have all successfully overcome the challenges required to pass." The teacher's sweat continued to pour, and an overwhelming sense of anxiety gripped her heart. She could only hope and pray for the students' safe return. Just then, a message came through, news that the students were on their way back. But what followed was truly shocking, enough to bring tears to her eyes. How could this happen? The condition of the students is beyond tragic. Some are injured, others have lost an arm, some are blind. They all need to be rushed to the hospital immediately. As the students arrived, covered in blood, it was clear they couldn't last another second, let alone another minute. The teacher, panicking, called for help, her voice trembling as she desperately reached out to the doctors. There are students here losing blood. They need urgent care. Doctors, please help them. I'm not sure if they're heading for an exam or if this is their final moment. It's truly heartbreaking. The teacher began counting. 20 students had made it through the trial, but 10 were seriously injured. Only Lin Mo had survived, returning from the demon realm with an A grade. It was the most unexpected result, something no one could have foreseen. In a daze, the teacher approached him, still filled with disbelief. She couldn't understand how this boy, who had never seemed capable of surviving an A-level trial, had made it back unscathed. Lin Mo, are you okay? Why aren't you responding? Could the experience have affected your nerves? I'm fine now. It's all over, Lin Mo answered calmly. Overcome with emotion, the teacher wrapped her arms around him in a tight hug. Her chest pressed against his face as she awkwardly and shyly embraced him, a mixture of relief and concern flooding her heart. The system's announcement echoed through the room. Lin Mo, with a score of 90 points, has achieved MVP. It was an unprecedented accomplishment, one that no one could have predicted. A boy who had once been at the bottom of his class was now leading the entire school, with the potential to become a true genius. It was an achievement beyond anyone's expectations, especially his own. Lin Mo's teacher couldn't hide her surprise. From being at rock bottom, his performance had skyrocketed, and he had now claimed the top spot in the entire grade for the A-level demon realm, all without a single injury. She gave him a congratulatory pat on the back. "You're truly my student," she said. "I always knew you could do it." Inside, Lin Mo couldn't help but feel a little speechless. Had she forgotten all the times she had scolded him? The teacher then pointed to the bag on the desk. "What's this?" she asked. Lin Mo shrugged and replied, "It's something I found in the demon realm." The teacher's eyes widened. "You took something from the dead?" "I didn't expect a student to not only survive the A-level demon realm, but to take something from the dead as well. You've got guts. Looks like we got a new rising star." Just then, a sound broke the moment. They turned to see Hai Xiao Pan asleep nearby. Lin Mo rolled his eyes. Has this guy been sleeping all day in the demon realm? When Lin Mo noticed Hai Xiao Pan's score, he nodded in approval. "Not bad at all. Come on, wake up. Class is over. If you don't get up, the whole team will be in trouble. Wake up and I'll treat you to a meal." Hai Xiao Pan grumbled as he woke, still half asleep. The slightly chubby guy was known for eating faster than anyone. Lin Mo chuckled. "Your chubby buddy eats faster than anyone else." The two of them strolled down the street, searching for a place to eat when Lin Mo's phone suddenly rang. It was his brother, Lin Feng. He said to Hai Xiao Pan, "I'm going to take this call. Go ahead and pick out the dish." The voice on the other end spoke loudly. "How's my good boy? Did you pass? Has Lin Mo been awarded MVP of the demon realm?" Lin Feng, hearing the news on this end, laughed heartily. "That's my son for you." And Soing chimed in, "Well done, son. Let's see who dares to call our boy foolish now. If you're short on money, just let us know. We've sold some rice these past few days. We'll send you a bit." Lin Mo replied cheerfully, "The money's enough. Don't worry. I've earned quite a bit in the demon realm, and you two shouldn't work too hard. You're getting older." Lin Feng added with a smile, "Your mother and I are still in good health. Anyway, we're heading out for lunch now. Mo Nai has really grown up. Now he's thinking about taking care of us." A wounded man, filled with resentment, thought to himself, "You're safe for now, but we'll come for you eventually." Lin Feng, without hesitation, used the scythe in his hand to end the man's threat. He was angry. A tiny safety force, sooner or later, will defeat all you weaklings. And Xiaoyang spoke up, "This is the 7th time this year. The safety force won't detect us, right?" Lin Feng responded firmly, "Definitely not. They're just expanding their search range. If they push me too far, I'll head into the city." And hearing this, pursed her lips. "Go into the city for what? To create more trouble for Mo Nai." Lin Feng smirked and walked toward the safety headquarters. "Let's send them all packing." A simple pot of food was brought out. Lin Mo was startled. Your chubby friend always invites people so politely. Hai Xiao Pan grinned, his eyes squinting in amusement. "It's rare for him to treat us, so I might as well enjoy it." Lin Mo glanced at his wallet, and then 200 coins flew out, pinning the guy to the wall by his clothing. He asked, "So, what led you to make a pact with a demon in the demon realm?" Hai Xiao Pan replied, "At first, I made a deal with a lowly demon, and I ended up spending the whole day hiding there, starving." Lin Mo took a step back, realizing what this meant. He had spent an entire day in a trash heap. No wonder he smelled so bad. Hai Xiao Pan sighed, filled with regret. "From now on, we're going our separate ways. I'm heading off to university, and you're going to grad school. When you start earning some money, don't forget about your old friends." Lin Mo, though he often claimed his theoretical knowledge was lacking, secretly thought that with the system, it didn't really matter whether he went to university or grad school. Suddenly, Xiaopan let out an excited shout as he stared at the screen. The announcement on TV was about the eldest daughter of the Safety Bureau, who had just killed 2 high-level malevolent spirits. Her portrait flashed across the screen. Lin Mo wasn't impressed. Given the Safety Bureau's resources, killing 2 high-level malevolent spirits was hardly an extraordinary feat. Xiaopan immediately scolded him. "You're the type to complain about grapes being sour just because you can't reach them. Look at your situation compared to hers. There's no way you're going to marry someone like that." Lin Mo shot back. "Well, at least I didn't spend 3 years chasing after a girl and still fail to win her over." At those words, Xiaopan's mood soured. He said nothing more and focused on his food. The system, sensing his shift in mood, awarded Lin Mo 10 points. As Xiaopan continued eating, he praised the Safety Bureau's daughter, saying her impressive scores would surely get her into the best university. "I could get into one of those schools too," he added. "Don't forget to send me a few pictures when you're there." Lin Mo smirked and said, "Don't worry, I'll definitely take the photos that Jun Wangji asked for." Xiaopan raised an eyebrow and asked again, "Who is Jun Wangji?" Lin Mo responded briefly, "He's a celebrity." He let a sigh of relief, suddenly realizing he had forgotten that Jun Wangji didn't exist in this world. After finishing their meal, Xiaopan decided to leave early, and Lin Mo took a taxi to the Bailan residential area. The car sped off quickly, and Lin Mo began scrolling through his phone. But just as he was getting absorbed in it, the car jerked violently. He stuck his head out of the window and noticed that this route didn't seem to be heading toward Bailan residential area at all. Seeing the driver's expression, panic quickly set in. "Oh no, I'd gotten into the wrong car." The driver swiftly swerved the wheel and announced, "We've arrived." The car made a sharp turn, and the driver opened the door, pushing Lin Mo out. "Boss, they've arrived." Lin Mo found himself facing the back-o woman. He couldn't help but think, "Not bad." And Ran turned around, a satisfied smile on her face. Lin Mo frowned, clearly unimpressed. It seemed the only thing worth noticing was her back. She got angry and snapped, "What did you say?" At that moment, the system added 20 points for breaking the room. Lin Mo hadn't expected that, but her face, it seemed strangely familiar, like he had seen it somewhere before. Without warning, and Ran stepped forward, kicked the car behind Lin Mo, and said, "The intel I got tells me you've collected quite a few demon pearls in the demon realm, huh? Know your place and hand them over. I might leave one for you." Lin Mo hadn't expected to find kidnappings and extortion in this world as well. "Big sis," he said with a grin, "I've always been straightforward. What good is leaving one behind? You might as well take them all." And Rand's anger flared. "I'm talking about the demon pearl," she snapped. Lin Mo shifted the conversation. "What kind of pig is the demon pearl? Is its meat any good?" Her patience snapped. "Do you dare talk back to me? You still don't understand the danger you're in, do you? Haven't you been following the news? Do you know the Black Abyss gang? I'm the leader. Half a month ago, the safety department surrounded me, and I had to fight my way out of Dongping, escaping through a bloody path to Xiping. When did that happen?" Lin Mo teased. "Must have been exhausting, right? I think you should rest now, don't you?" And Rand's rage boiled over. "What if I don't want to rest? This isn't any of your business. I'm just concerned," he replied calmly. "If you're tired, you should take a break. Don't push yourself too hard." The system rewarded him with 20 points. And Rand's fury surged even more. "Enough talk. Hand over the demon pearl now." The system added another 60 points. One of the men behind her raised a knife and spoke up. "Boss, stop wasting time with him. Just take it." Panic flashed across Lin Mo's face. "Damn it, they really want to take my waist." Without hesitation, he turned and ran. 2 of her subordinates summoned demons and opened the demon pouch, sending the creatures charging toward Lin Mo. And Rand gave the command, "Attack." The little demon creatures from the demon pouch lunged at Lin Mo, but he managed to dodge their advances. Lin Mo slowly got to his feet, his mind racing. This was his first time facing a demon master. He couldn't afford to make a mistake. The little demon and the impact demon charged toward Lin Mo as soon as they received the order. Lin Mo remembered hearing on the news about a gang involved in robberies. However, he doubted the Safety Bureau would ignore them for long. As he thought about it, he realized this was something he could handle. A smirk crossed his face as he wondered just how strong these enemies really were. Zhuang Han, clearly infuriated, snapped, "Kid, don't underestimate others." He turned to the drunken demon, a master of intoxicated combat, and ordered him to spit a large mouthful of liquor at Lin Mo. Immediately, Lin Mo pinched his nose. The stench of alcohol was overwhelming and something felt off. His head began to spin. Maybe this would work after all. The strange yet effective tactic was starting to take hold. And Rand watched him stagger, a pleased look on her face. Let me show you a bit of our power. She issued the command. Summon the mummy demon and the dream phantom demon. Lin Mo was taken aback. She had actually summoned 2 high-level weeping demons, and Rand shouted, "Mummy demon, dream phantom, attack." Without warning, the mummy demon slammed both fists into the ground, sending shockwaves through Lin Mo's body. Sensing danger, Lin Mo quickly threw 2 slips of paper toward himself. Then, without hesitation, he slapped his own face hard. Damn, come on. He slapped the other side of his face and followed up with a few more. And Ran and her group were left stunned. That was truly ruthless. The slips of paper darted toward Lin Mo's feet with speed, and Ran, certain she was about to catch him, was thrilled, but Lin Mo managed to dodge just in time. Juai Han and Ran were both caught off guard. Was it all a bluff? How had he pinpointed the position of the mummy demon? One of Lin Mo's eyes suddenly turned red, and the others immediately noticed, exclaiming in unison, "Blood Eye." This could get dangerous. Lin Mo commanded them to charge together, and they ordered their demons to attack in unison. Rolling up his sleeve, he declared, "It's my turn now." He summoned a powerful weeping demon profane sound, revealing its fate. As she played her instrument, the demons clutched their heads in agony, and Rand's group felt the intense headache as well. Lin Mo quickly assessed the situation in his mind. He knew he needed a decisive strike. If he didn't land one, he would surely perish once the effect wore off. He summoned another demon and ordered it to go into extreme mode, directing it to slaughter their enemies. Both sides, uncoordinated, charged at one another, and Rand, the leader of the Black Abyss gang, winced in pain from the sharp, piercing noise that attacked her eardrums. Lin Mo stood still for a moment, his gaze sharp as he observed the situation. He knew that to defeat the enemy, he had to target the leader first. Suddenly, he raised his hand in a signal, directing the demon to eliminate the one behind the others. The extreme demon growled in response and lunged past the malevolent spirits, directly attacking Anran, the Black Abyss gang's boss. The demon struck with a powerful, decisive slash, but Anran narrowly dodged in time. Lin Mo was taken aback. She had managed to avoid the blow. A malevolent spirit had quickly shielded her. The dark light from the dream demon might have been a passive skill, limited to a specific area. Once it was controlled, it automatically broke free. The malevolent spirit quickly removed her from the battle, and Ran swiftly regained her defensive position. She was stunned by Lin Mo's strength. In the past, she had tested a few students fresh from their exams. Not only did they activate few skills, but their control over them was weak, making them easy to defeat. But the person standing before her was astonishingly strong. Lin Mo was also deep in thought, calculating his next move. The Demon Master is no easy opponent, he thought. If I can't take down that phenol clown, I'll deal with the rest of you first. Then, the 2 members of the Black Abyss gang still hadn't escaped the black light when Devil's Extreme charged forward, ready to strike. And Ran, the boss of the Black Abyss gang, shouted in panic, "This is bad!" But it was too late. Devil's Extreme had swiftly severed Juai Han's leg. Furious, Lin Mo gave an order. Though his strike missed by a small margin, it still had an impact. Devil's Extreme continued attacking, though his attention wavered due to Juai Han's severed leg. Lin Fan frowned. Damn it, I lost control. Devil's Extreme quickly savored the meal before him. Lin Fan clenched his fists, trying to suppress the turmoil in his mind. Controlling the malevolent spirit of a heavy demon master was far more difficult than he had anticipated. As the profane sound revealing fate finished its resonance and entered its cooldown period, the malevolent spirits being controlled began to break free from their restraints. Juai Han's scream of agony cut through the chaos, drawing the attention of everyone nearby. Devil's Extreme remained seated, leisurely enjoying his prize. The little demon descended from above like a flash of lightning, charging straight at Devil's Extreme. The piece of meat fell from his mouth and rolled onto the ground. Enraged, Devil's Extreme turned to strike at the malevolent spirit. "How dare you disturb me while I'm eating?" The glare from Devil's Extreme grew more menacing than ever, the battlefield descending into chaos filled with terrifying screams. And Ran, the leader of the Black Abyss gang, quickly issued commands. "This is our fault. We didn't expect him to form an alliance with 3 demons. Saving the person is the priority. We need to leave now." Without a moment's hesitation, the Black Abyss gang's subordinates hastily retreated, dragging the severely injured Juai Han along. They rushed toward the parked vehicle. "Get in the car." Inside, the group of escapees trembled uncontrollably, cold sweat soaking their backs. The car raced away, kicking up a cloud of dust behind it. And Ran, the leader, also made a quick retreat. "I won't forget your face. This isn't over." Lin Mo offered a faint, calm smile. "Next time we meet, make sure you're dressed properly. Your clothes are torn, I can see everything." The system then flashed a notification. "Congratulations to the host for earning 30 points for breaking the barrier." Yet Lin Mo felt a strange, familiar sensation as if he had seen her before. He recalled an image from the past, something that seemed like Gao Tai Tai. Without delay, he began searching for information on her. Gao Tai Tai was the daughter of Director in Tone, and the Demon Pearl could be hers for the taking. So why was she here, trying to steal a few of his demon legs? The situation puzzled him even more. The more he searched, the clearer it became. It really seemed like her. But what was going on? Lin Mo turned to his side. Suan Tong, brother, what do you think? Miss Xu Tongyu also considered the matter carefully before speaking. Based on my analysis, the similarity is about 80%. Lin Mo gave a thumbs up in admiration. Indeed, professionals were in a league of their own, but something puzzled him. Why had the daughter of the head of the safety department set her sights on him? He couldn't stop thinking about it. Yet the more he thought, the more questions arose. Wasn't she supposed to be incredibly strong, according to the news? How could she not handle him on her own? The confusion only deepened. Never mind, he decided. There was no need to overthink it. Lin Mo picked up a gem, secretly smiling to himself. He wasn't empty-handed after all. They had dropped their loot after he defeated them. He looked around with a confused expression. What is this place? He shouted. If you're going to drag me to some godforsaken hole, at least take me back. How the hell am I supposed to get home now? In the dimly lit storage room, a scream echoed. Suang Han's face had gone pale as cold sweat dripped down. He was being treated urgently by a doctor, his wounds roughly stitched up. Boss and Ran of the Black Abyss gang stood nearby, offering words of encouragement. Hang in there. Suang Han gritted his teeth, his lips pale. Sorry, it's all my fault. I've dragged everyone down. Hearing this, her eyes flickered with emotion. Dragged down? You've always been by my side. Everything you've done has been for me, and I'm truly grateful. How could I ever blame you? We were just unlucky to run into him. That guy was too strong. Another gang member, his face twisted with anger, spoke up. If that damn bastard hadn't stolen the fate of your ghost, you would have had to go after that kid. She quickly wiped her face, her gaze hardening. Her words were firm with resolve. If I ever run into him again, I'll make sure to avenge you. The night was calm, the air cool, and the door to the room slightly open. Lin Mo stepped in, his face clearly showing frustration. What a stroke of bad luck, having to bike all the way back from who knows where. He collapsed onto the bed, his body exhausted. His eyes squinted as his mind began to drift towards sleep. Suddenly, a noise from upstairs jolted him awake, and his face flushed with anger. Lin Mo sat up quickly, shouting, "Damn it, making noise at this hour." He gritted his teeth, muttering under his breath with visible irritation. The landlord's family. Every night, their son makes a racket saying, "Last time I complained, they actually yelled at me like I was the problem." A dark smile curled on his lips. "Tonight, I'll make them regret it." He immediately called on the high-level weeping demon and gave her his instructions. "Wait a bit, then do it like this." Upstairs, a sound of karaoke music filled the air. People were gathered, laughing and chatting. The landlord's son, holding a microphone, enthusiastically shouted, "Let me sing one more song." Suddenly, the mother, sitting on the sofa, shivered. She glanced toward the window, puzzled. Why do I feel a chill down my spine all of a sudden? She turned to her husband, her voice hushed and edged with fear. "Do you think there's a ghost in the house?" The husband, calm and unbothered, reassured her. "Don't worry. All the ghosts in the city were dealt with by the safety department a long time ago. It's probably just the storm." Their son, annoyed, complained, "What are you two talking about? Aren't you even paying attention to my singing?" The father burst into laughter, trying to ease the tension. "Your parents are still listening. Go on, son." The son, undeterred by his mother's puzzled expression, continued to sing into the microphone. The living room light flickered and the mother jumped in surprise. A father, attempting to stay calm, reassured her. "The electricity's just a bit unstable. Don't worry about it." The mother turned her head instinctively, her expression blank and filled with fear. "How could the power go out like this when the TV is still on?" she asked, her voice shaky. On the screen, a ghost with long, disheveled hair suddenly appeared. The mother and son both screamed in terror. The ghost, as if responding, turned off the TV. The father grabbed the remote and pressed the power button. Turning around, he asked, "What's going on with you two?" The mother and son both let out a relieved breath. Still looking bewildered, the father added, "Where did that ghost on the TV come from?" Panicking, the mother's eyes widened. "The ghost is behind you." The father whipped around, his heart pounding. A cold, raspy voice suddenly echoed from behind them, freezing them in place. "Who's singing in the middle of the night? Who is calling out to me?" A shrill scream rang out, and Lin Mo, thoroughly satisfied, smiled. "Congratulations, host, you've earned 60 points for disrupting the room." He grinned in contentment before giving an order to the high-level weeping demon. "Send the ghost back." For the room above, angry shouts followed. "Singing at this hour, calling out ghosts. I'll teach you a lesson. You won't dare sing again. Now I can finally get some sleep, brother." In the hallway, Lin Mo casually bumped into the two members of the host family as they were descending the stairs. He raised his hand in a cheerful greeting to the father and son. "Host, what happened last night to get you so worked up?" The boy, one hand pressed against his cheek and the other holding his father's hand, tried to pull away. But Lin Mo wasn't easily fooled. He teased the boy. "Hey kid, what's with the face? Did you get a beating?" The boy's father looked clearly unsettled by the events of the night before. "Don't even mention it. Last night, Chiu even brought a ghost with him." Lin Mo smirked, seizing the opportunity to gossip. "A ghost, you say? I didn't see any in my room." "It's probably because your son was sinning last night." That's when True Cup Kwai showed up. At that moment, the father kicked the boy in frustration, causing him to yelp. "You little rascal, singing in the middle of the night." After scolding his mischievous son, the father turned to Lin Mo as if seeking his help with the situation. "Little brother, you wouldn't happen to know anything about this, would you? Can you help me deal with this ghost? My family hasn't had a peaceful night in ages." Lin Mo scratched his head, pretending to consider it for a moment. "This is easy enough. After all, I'm a high-ranking ghost tamer. Those small ghosts are nothing to me, but I'm behind on rent." The father immediately understood the hint and raised his hand. "No need for payment." At this, Lin Mo's expression brightened as though he just struck gold. His attitude changed instantly, and he agreed. "All right then, take me to see it." Cut to the scene. Once Lin Mo was invited into the host's house, he quickly sprinkled salt around the area. Then he filled his mouth with water and spat it out forcefully onto the family as if venting his own frustrations. After completing 7,749 rituals, Lin Mo left the house in high spirits. The musical demon had been successfully exorcised, and next time, all he needed to do was avoid seeing late at night. Behind him, the entire family was in good spirits except for the rebellious son. "Thank you, master. You're truly amazing." Once the family turned away and shut the door, Lin Mo's phone rang. He unlocked it, his mood shifting from cheerful to serious as he read a message from his junior asking him to come. After replying, his attention was caught by a notification. A chubby guy wanted to play the Glory of Vain game with him. It reminded him of a game he used to play in his past life. "Well, after all, I'm a king. I've reached bronze and platinum levels." When he got home, he wasted no time and immediately jumped into a few rounds of CL Ban. As the names of the players appeared on his phone, a notification signaled that the match had been set. A small smile tugged at his lips. Just as he thought, the setup was similar to that old game and Shu Tong Gyue was included. Perfect. He had just been practicing his skills. He scrolled through and selected the character with the octopus tentacles and its special outfit to join the game. Without hesitation, he sent a message to the other players, clearly showing his confidence. "Mike Shu Tong Gyue has fought against the 5 deadly forces before. You guys can just wait to lose." One of the players responded, "Kim Thuong is solid. Don't act clueless. I've already checked your battle record. 12 consecutive hits." Lin Mo grinned and replied, "Even I can land 1 consecutive hit. Kim Thuong is solid. I've seen it. Anyway, let's see what happens. The outcome is still undecided. It's a draw. It seems like no one believes in you. All right, watch this. I'll make you all open your eyes and show you just how powerful I am." The scene quickly shifted to the game where he arrived and asked his friends for help in clearing a path. In middle school, friends were always ready to support each other. The characters on the screen began to take shape, looking just like those from a mobile MOBA game. At that moment, he saw an opportunity. This was it. Without a second thought, he launched an attack, forcing the enemy to fall back. "That mummy is moving pretty fast. I'm actually impressed." Damn, it dodged the critical hit too. Just then, the mummy retaliated with a binding skill. Lin Mo was intrigued and quickly countered. "To think you try to strike back. The moment you did, I already predicted your move. This match is as good as mine." Su Tong Gai activated a reflection skill, and just like that, the victory swings in favor of our protagonist. And Ran, the boss of the Black Abyss gang, lay in a hammock, looking frustrated as she played something on her device. What kind of player is Su Tong Gai? Even a level 2 player is beating me. No way. I need to get my revenge. Meanwhile, Lin Mo was still immersed in his game when a notification popped up, leaving him speechless, his jaw dropping. "Congratulations, you have earned 10 breakthrough points. Where did those come from? But whatever, I'll just keep playing and finish this match. Must be that player controlling that damn mummy. Fine, whatever." Laughing to himself, he felt lucky again, picking up more rewards. "Looks like the little mummy's calling me over here." In the game, the character relentlessly attacked the enemy from the left with a great kill special skill, then swiftly moved to the right to strike again, chaining a series of kills before continuing to attack straight ahead. Soon, the system began displaying notifications nonstop. "Congratulations, the player has received 10 breakthrough points. Congratulations, a player has received 10 breakthrough points." Before long, the game ended in a decisive victory over thousands of soldiers. Congratulations, a player has received 10 breakthrough points. Congratulations, the player has received 10 breakthrough points. On one side, there was overwhelming victory, but on the other, only defeat. The Black Abyss gang boss and Ran was so furious his face darkened, his expression twisted, and he was left speechless. He cursed inwardly. Damn it, is Su-Tong you out of her mind? She's taking me out all by herself. I haven't even given up yet. I'm playing and struggling, making all kinds of faces, and here she comes again. This is going to drive me insane. Before long, Lin Mo's side claimed victory. After finishing the game, Lin Mo stretched and couldn't hide his satisfaction. He had earned 100 points and wondered how the other player was doing at that moment. Just then, his phone rang with a friend request notification from Xiao-He. After glancing at the profile, he felt a spark of curiosity. Must be the guy controlling the zombie demon, huh? Though handsome, Lin Mo wasn't naive. He knew exactly what the other player was up to. Without a second thought, he rejected the request, deciding to avoid his friend's anger. No chance. Thinking nothing would come of it, Lin Mo was soon met with another notification from the system. Congratulations, a player has received 10 breakthrough points. Seeing this, Lin Mo's face brightened with joy as he sat down cross-legged, folding his arms in satisfaction. It was clear he had earned more points. However, his happiness was short-lived as he spoke, recalling the name of the mummy. Su-Tong used two abilities not only had the power to great control, but also reflected attacks back at the opponent. Lin Mo reached into his pocket and started searching for something. In a real battle, that reflected counterattack would be the deciding factor in victory. He pulled out a collection of demon pearls, likely intended to level up Su-Tong Gyu. Holding the pearls close to his eyes, he began chanting a counterattack spell. His eyes immediately turned red, and at the same time, the system notified him that Su-Tong Gyu's loyalty had increased by 5%. Su-Tong Gyu then leveled up to Advanced Weeping Demon, reaching the primary malevolent spirit level. Using magic, Lin Mo activated the floating screen, and as expected, it leveled up twice in a row. Without hesitation, he activated the system again, triggering Su-Tong Gyu's counterattack skill once more. The system deducted 500 points from his breakthrough, unlocking Su-Tong Gyu's second counterattack ability. The system displayed the details of this new skill at level 1. Active skill, triggered when the opponent gains control over you. Reflects 50% of the damage back to the opponent, consumes 50 spiritual aura, and has a cooldown of 180 seconds. After upgrading the skill, Lin Mo stood in awe, not expecting the ultimate technique to be so powerful. On top of that, it also reduced the cooldown time. He stood up to admire the counterattack's effects. However, with such a powerful skill, it was only logical that the cooldown time would be lengthy. As he gazed at Su-Tong Gyu's striking face, feeling the thrill of achieving his goal, Lin Mo noted that one loop represented the Weeping Demon, while two loops represented the Malevolent Spirit. This meant that as the level increased, more eye rings would appear. He couldn't help but wonder what his eyes would look like when they reached the highest level. A sudden knock on the door broke into Lin Mo's thoughts. He quickly regained his composure and wondered who could be visiting at this hour. Walking over to the door of his apartment, he asked, "Can I help you?" Zhu Feng greeted him with a bright smile. "I'm the principal of Bai Yang Academy." Lin Mo was taken aback. Zhu Feng had come to personally invite him to the academy. He eagerly shook the man's hand, filled with a sense of excitement. The principal himself had come to find him. What an honor. But why had he never heard of this school before? He stepped aside to let Zhu Feng in, but the man paused after a few steps and turned back. "Lin Mo, your living situation seems rather modest, doesn't it?" Confused, Lin Mo asked, "Is something wrong?" Zhu Feng enthusiastically handed him a piece of paper. "Not at all. I just wanted to let you know that Bai Yang Academy will provide free accommodation and tuition. Looks like you'll be saving quite a bit." Lin Mo took the paper, and as Zhu Feng explained the scholarship, he was stunned. The certificate was from a highly respected university. Intrigued, Lin Mo thought to himself, the tuition for Demon Slayer Academy is tens of thousands a year, and now there's financial support. This would be a huge relief for his family. If everything were fully covered, it would be an incredibly tempting offer. Zhu Feng slammed the admission form down on the table with enthusiasm. "So, what do you think? Since I personally recruited you, once you're accepted, you'll go straight into the elite class for your chosen major. So, what's your decision? Shall we sign the form?" He stepped closer, holding a pen in one hand while pulling him forward with the other. Seeing Lin Mo hesitate to sign, Zhu Feng paused and suddenly asked, "What's the ranking of Bai Yang Academy?" At the question, Lin Mo froze. Zhu Feng forced a smile and tried to cover his discomfort with a smooth reply. "Our Zhang is like a crouching tiger, hidden dragon. We don't care about those trivial rankings. We're all about fighting for the people. Rankings are just vanity. They're not important." But Lin Mo wasn't convinced. He shot back with a question that left Zhu Feng speechless. You guys aren't just herding chickens, are you? Panicked, Zhu Feng scrambled to explain. What are you talking about? Baiyang University is the largest in the province, outstanding in every way, and our school produces a wealth of talented graduates. Lin Mo turned to him with a suggestion. Then why don't you list a few? A cold sweat broke out on Zhu Feng's forehead. He placed a hand on Lin Mo's shoulder and mumbled, Well, there's Zhang Mao Mo and Liu Shang. There are so many, I can't even remember them all. At that moment, a woman strode forward, the sharp click of her high heels echoing through the room. She boldly pointed out, You can't list anyone because there's no one, right? A man standing across from them laughed and added, The largest area in the province is 14,000 square meters, and it's all just boasting, right? Caught off guard, Zhu Feng's confidence began to waver. He sneered, trying to regain his composure, and threw a glance at the woman as he boasted, But all of our teachers are demon masters of level 6 or higher. A man, with a sly smile, pressed on, Because you're the only teacher at the whole school, right? Completely exposed, Zhu Feng froze, unable to respond. Lin Mo was completely taken aback when he heard the news. What? The entire school had decided to make him both the principal and a teacher. She removed her glasses and extended her hand to greet him. Let me briefly introduce myself. I'm Amen, a teacher at Xu Fein Academy. Lin Mo shook her hand in return. Amen then cheerfully handed him a piece of paper and continued. I come to invite you to join our school. Xu Fein Academy is ranked 1st in the province and 10th nationwide. We would like to offer you, Lin Mo, a place here. As Lin Mo looked at the 2 admission letters, one held high in her hand, the other lying on the ground, Zhu Feng knew it was time to step aside. Sighing, he stepped forward, awkwardly picked his own letter back up, and with some difficulty said, It's fine. If someone were just an ordinary applicant, they'd choose Zhu Feng. I understand. It's disappointing to lose such a promising student, but that's all right. Maybe we'll have another chance to work together in the future. Xu Feng looked thoroughly disheartened. Just then, her phone rang. Amen pulled it from her pocket and saw that the caller was the director of the Ministry of Education. As soon as she answered, a loud voice on the other end informed her that Lin Mo's admission to Xu Feng had been canceled. Xu Feng stopped in his tracks to listen. Amen looked confused by the sudden change and was about to ask for an explanation when Zheng Shan quickly spoke, not pausing for breath. Director Gao and Deputy Director Sun of the Ministry of Public Security have instructed that Lin Mo be blacklisted. He is no longer allowed to enroll at any educational institution, whether elementary, middle, high school, or university. At these words, Lin Mo's mind flashed back to the time he had met her. Deputy Director Sun of the Ministry of Public Security, isn't she the parent of Sun Mai Lai? So, is this why I've been blacklisted? Amin furrowed her brow and asked, her voice rising, What makes you think you have the right to ban me? He responded nonchalantly, This isn't your business. Anyway, Lin Mo is finished. Just another one-hit wonder. Xu Feng is a dime a dozen. After Zheng Shan hung up, there was a moment of silence, still in shock from what had just happened. Amen turned to Lin Mo and asked, Did you offend someone? Lin Mo frowned slightly and admitted, I might have. She was clearly overwhelmed by the situation and sighed, Zhang University has banned you. Even if you have potential, it'll be wasted. I'll try to talk to the Ministry of Education to get you a spot at another university, but it might not be easy. Amen sighed deeply and gave Lin Mo a gentle pat on the shoulder. Lin Mo looked up at her and asked, If I don't go to university, does that mean I can't study on my own? At once, Amen shook her head. University gives you the credentials to enter the demon realm. Without it, you won't be able to access important areas there. And without the theoretical knowledge from university, you won't be able to pass the Demon Master certification. No team will take you. You should apologize to the person you offended. Maybe they'll forgive you, and you could still have a chance to go to university. Amen gave him this advice with a hopeful smile, but Lin Mo's response was defiant. No way. Apologize for what? She was clearly in the wrong first. Why should I apologize? Xu Feng, who had remained quiet until then, clapped his hands and said, Very righteous, I like it. Who says you can't do anything without a university degree? Bai Yang added, We need you. He swiftly pulled out the admission paper with an air of authority. Lin Mo, hearing this, became intrigued. Does Bai Yang Academy have the credentials to enter the demon realm? He asked. Xu Feng stroked his beard, exuding confidence. Of course, we have all the necessary teaching certifications and qualifications. We are a recognized institution in the province. Lin Mo, still a bit puzzled, responded, but earlier on the phone they said they'd informed all universities to ban me. Xu Feng shot him a glance, sneering. Bang Yang is honorable and pure. How could we possibly associate with the people from the Security Bureau? I paid no attention to their notice. Amen, feeling slighted, managed a forced smile. At this, Lin Mo couldn't help but praise. The principle is truly noble. Ah, you're not convinced, are you? Not convinced at all, Zhu Feng said with a grin, clearly pleased with the compliment. He quickly retrieved the admission form and urged, now, just sign it. Lin Mo didn't hesitate, agreeing without a second thought. Then he asked again for confirmation on the waiver of tuition and accommodation fees. Zhu Feng answered without delay, of course both tuition and dormitory fees are waived. The dorms are high-rise, clean, spacious, and hassle-free. Just sign it. While Zhu Feng urged Lin Mo to sign, a man stood at the back, seething with anger. Lin Mo, reassured by the excellent treatment and the integrity of the people around him, felt certain that studying here was his only option. Zhu Feng took the signed admission form and beamed. Congratulations, you're now a student at Yanked Academy. Lin Mo looked at him, offering a small smile, feeling a sense of happiness inside. Yanked Academy was the only institution in the province that accepted him. If not here, where else could he go? Zhu Feng gently patted Lin Mo's shoulder and asked, by the way, do you know any classmates who might want to come to Yang and learn? If you refer someone, you'll earn a pure body demon continent as a reward. Lin Mo's face lit up at the sound of such an attractive offer. Without hesitation, he pulled out his phone and dialed a number. Hello, Hai Xiao Pan, right? Do you also attend Yanked Academy? Zhu Feng stood nearby, feeling pleased with himself for having recruited Lin Mo. A man could only watch from a distance, silently regretting his missed opportunity. Once a rising star, he was now being overshadowed by the safety bureau. At the demon material market, the street was quiet, though the lights still blazed brightly. As Lin Mo walked by, the market owner called out, "Hey, brother, come take a look. A starving ghost just caught. Big discount, big discount." Lin Mo walked over to inspect the creature and asked the owner, what abilities does this starving ghost have? The owner eagerly explained, listing its features. Ability 1, it eats quickly and can consume demons that are up to 2 levels below it. Ability 2, it curses hunger, marking its target and causing them to suffer from intense hunger, a form of minor control. The starving ghost stared at Lin Mo, drooling and whining in hunger. Lin Mo paused, deep in thought. The abilities of the starving ghost didn't seem extraordinary. The real issue was that his contract limit was already reached. To make room for the creature, he would need to accumulate 1,000 points to unlock the ability to break through the defense. Otherwise, he would have to let it go. The shopkeeper rubbed his hands together and moved closer, trying to persuade him. Are you a student, my friend? I'll give you a special price minus 500,000. What do you think? Upon hearing the price, Lin Mo curled his lips in disdain. This shopkeeper. The market value for a starving ghost is only 100,000. Clearly, he's trying to scam me. He kept his cool, continuing to set the trap with calculated patience. This ghost of yours isn't bad, but could you bring the price down a bit more? The shopkeeper stroked his beard awkwardly and replied, given our fateful meeting, I'll offer a 20% discount. How about 400,000? Lin Mo gave a sly, knowing smile and tapped the cage lightly. But this ghost of yours isn't ripe, is it? The shopkeeper, clearly confused, responded, what do you mean? It's not a melon. Why would it need to be ripe? Lin Mo's expression darkened as he took on a menacing tone. If it's not ripe, how can I eat it? The shopkeeper and the ghost both froze in fear, their hearts racing as if they might jump out of their chests. Just then, the system's voice rang out, congratulations, host, you've earned 20 points for breaking the room. Lin Mo glanced down, evaluating the situation before continuing. Also, how much does this starving ghost weigh? Can you weigh it? I'm worried it might be a few kilograms short. He thought for a moment before asking, will eating a starving ghost make me hungry? Wouldn't that be a loss for me? Do you have any well-fed ghosts here? As he spoke, he took a few more steps closer to the iron cage. The ghost inside, seeing Lin Mo's shadow draw near, was so terrified it nearly fainted. Furious, the shopkeeper yelled, get out, I'm not selling it anymore. No sooner had he finished shouting than the system chimed again. Congratulations, host, you've earned 100 points for breaking the room. Lin Mo smiled with satisfaction as the points were added. He pouted, turned on his heel, and walked away, clicking his tongue in mockery. This shopkeeper really has no patience. The shopkeeper, seething with anger, felt both frustrated and deeply unsettled. On this side, Sun Mai Li was walking alongside Sun Miao. He turned to comfort her, saying, the brat who offended you. Our father has already banned him from being recruited. Why aren't you happy? He had the nerve to offend us without any backing. He deserves it. The anger and resentment in her heart were clearly reflective on her face. I'm still angry. I really want to get rid of all this frustration right here and now. Suddenly, some commotion caught Sun Mai Li's attention. She looked toward the crowd and saw Lin Mo in a state of agitation. That's him. Sun Mao sneered, putting on a show. Let's see if he can get any revenge for you. At that moment, Lin Mo was still arguing with some shopkeepers. Boss, look at this demon pearl of yours. It's cracked. The quality's average, yet you're asking 200,000 for it. That's a bit much, don't you think? How about 20,000 instead? The shopkeeper nearly lost his temper. 20,000? Kid, are you trying to rob me? He walked up, snatched the demon pearl from Lin Mo's hand, and paid for it at the original price, leaving Lin Mo completely stunned. Sun Miao shot Lin Mo a contemptuous glance and sneered, "If you don't have the money, don't come to the market." He was humiliating the demon master. Sun Mai Lai, standing beside him, grinned in satisfaction. Lin Mo frowned, feeling irritated. "So it's Sun Mai Lai? You want to mess with me? Fine, I'll show you what I'm capable of." Sun Miao grinned, handed the card to the shopkeeper, and said, "Swipe it. Unlike some people, I actually know how to save face for the demon master." The man smiled widely. "Sir, that'll be 600,000 in total." Lin Mo pointed at the pearl in his hand and scoffed, "Who's really losing face for the demon master here? You paid 600,000 for a cracked demon pearl like that. The demonic energy inside must have dissipated by at least 40%. I'd still say 300,000 is too much." Sun Mai stared at Yuan Zhao, his expression filled with confusion and skepticism, as Lin Mo's soft laughter echoed through the air. It all made sense now. It was just a ploy to trap a group of Mave buyers like you. His anger flared, and he shot a sharp glare at Lin Mo. "I have the money. If I want to buy something, I'll buy it. I enjoy collecting cracked demon pearls. What can you do about it? Unlike you country folk, you can't even afford one," he sneered. Lin Mo burst out laughing, clearly amused. He raised his voice and shouted, "Shop owners, bring out your cracked demon pearls. We've got a big spender here ready to buy at a premium price." The crowd around them quickly became excited, eager to see the exchange. This gentleman here is purchasing a total of 30 cracked demon pearls, originally worth 8.6 million, now offered at just 8 million. As the two men closed in on Sun Miao, he began to feel increasingly uncomfortable. Sun Mai Lai, sensing the tension, stepped forward to ease the situation. "Brother, let's go," she urged. Just as they were about to leave, the system suddenly issued an alert. "Congratulations, host. You have earned 10 points for breaking the blockade." Lin Mo flashed a sly grin, eyeing the pair. "You think you can walk away so easily?" he said with a mocking tone. He suddenly pointed at Sun Miao and called out loudly, "Aren't you the son of Deputy Director's son from the Safety Bureau? With all that money, you can't even make a purchase. Didn't you say you were going to buy? Now you're backing out. Doesn't that make you a liar? You wouldn't want your father's good name tarnished by someone like you." The faces of Sun Miao and Sun Mai Lai darkened, their glares sharp as they turned toward Lin Mo, gritting their teeth in frustration. The crowd around them began to murmur quietly. The Sun family was certainly wealthy, and it seemed they were trying to prevent cracked demon pearls from flooding the market. Their sudden withdrawal must have been part of a larger strategy to keep the prices from plummeting. He stood amidst the murmurs, his face darkening with frustration. "Isn't that Director Sun's son? Seems like he's the talented sophomore from Su Feng University. If he wants to buy it back, it must be genuine." Without hesitation, he pulled out his card in anger, his teeth clenched. "Fine, I'll buy the 8 million demon pearl. Bring it here." The man grinned widely and handed it over. "Thank you, boss. Here's your demon pearl." Sun Miao took the box with the demon pearl, his face growing pale. 8 million should be spent on a demon pearl for cultivation, but instead, I'm stuck with this worthless piece of junk. Sun Mai Lai, standing beside him, spoke up in frustration. "Brother, this country bumpkin is really ruthless." The system's voice echoed in his mind. "Congratulations, host, you've earned 200 breakthrough points." Lin Mo approached with a soft chuckle, clapping his hands in front of them. "Well done, very impressive." Both Sun Miao and Mai Li glared at him, stepping forward with gritted teeth. "Lin Mo, this is all your fault. Are you looking to die? Someone kill him. Kill him now." Lin Mo heard this and couldn't help but yawn, sighing. "Should you be thanking me instead? Did he want to crack demon pearl? I'm just helping you out." Fuming, Sun Miao pointed at Lin Mo, shouting, "Lin Mo, I challenge you." The crowd around them couldn't help but murmur in surprise. He's challenging a sophomore to a fight. They're not even in the same league. Maybe he just wants revenge. Lin Mo crossed his arms, sneering as he looked at Sun Miao. A sophomore challenging a high school student? You have no shame? Sun Miao, seething with anger, held out the pearl box. "If you win, all these demon pearls will be yours." He stared blankly at the object placed before him, his ears filled with Sun Zhao's haunting words. 800,000 demon pearls. Do you dare accept the challenge? Lin Mo shot him a cold glance, his face unreadable, while his mind worked quickly. Despite the demon pearls being cracked, they were still worth at least 2 million. If there was a chance to take them, why not? Sun Mai Lai, clearly irritated, sneered, "Are you afraid?" Without a second thought, Lin Mo met their gazes, calm and unshaken. "I accept your challenge." At that moment, the crowd surrounding the arena erupted in cheers. "Kid, not bad, not bad. I'm rooting for you." Xu Feng felt a wave of embarrassment wash over him. Some in the crowd even laughed quietly. Sun Miao is the prized disciple of this school's top instructor. How could a high school student possibly win? While Ova stands and Ran, the leader of the Black Abyss gang, caught sight of Lin Mo. She was surprised but quickly realized that if anyone could stand a chance, it might be him. Without hesitation, she raised her voice in support. "Take down Xu Feng's man. Crush him." Sun Miao glared at Lin Mo, his tone icy. "Before we begin, let me make one thing clear. If you end up crippled or lose a limb, don't blame me. Perhaps this was a chance to take revenge for the insult Lin Mo had given him earlier. He certainly wouldn't let Lin Mo get the better of him. If you can't win, just run. Losing to a sophomore wouldn't be shameful." Lin Mo showed no sign of fear as he replied, "He talks too much." With that, he summoned the Devil's Extreme. At his command, the creature charged forward, ready for the attack. Sun Miao swiftly avoided the first strike, though he was momentarily caught off guard by the primary malevolent spirit. He smirked, his voice dripping with confidence. "But my demon is the strongest." In the blink of an eye, a powerful group of malevolent spirits appeared. The Drowning Demon and the Lightning Demon stood ready for battle. Lin Mo watched quietly, impressed by his opponent's skill. Sun Miao certainly wasn't lacking in ability. The surrounding crowd also showered him with praise. The match seemed perfectly balanced, a flawless mix of attack and defense. The third-year student appeared doomed. Surrendering might be the wisest choice to avoid further harm. However, one person in the crowd wasn't so sure. Despite the strength of the lightning and drowning demons, their freezing time was quite long. If the third-year student could time his strike just right, he might still have a chance. A man beside her chuckled. "Is that kid's boyfriend? Why is he supporting him?" She quickly replied, "Don't be ridiculous. I just don't want Xu Feng's side to win." The drowning demon entered the fray, releasing its suffocating technique. Instantly, Lin Mo found himself immobilized, struggling to breathe. His mind raced, realizing just how strong the control skill was. This is too powerful. Sun Miao watched with a smug grin. The drowning effect lasts 2 minutes. Let's see if you can survive that long. But Lin Mo had already put his plan into motion. The 2 minutes, he knew, were the perfect window for action. His demons charged towards Sun Miao as ordered. Yet, the corpse was quick to step forward, positioning itself as a shield. It inhaled deeply, swelling up like a balloon. The sinister energy barely grazed it, yet had no discernible effect. Sun Miao smirked. "Is that really all you've got?" but remained silent, offering no reply. Sun Miao chuckled loudly. "I haven't even begun to attack in full." He then commanded the Electric Devil to unleash a lethal electric strike. Lin Mo instantly sensed the looming danger. As the 2-minute control window was about to end, he swiftly leaped out of the danger zone. Suddenly, a scream pierced the air from the Extreme Devil, who had been struck by the zombie. Blood poured from the Extreme Devil, triggering his bloodthirsty mode. For every point of health lost, the devil gained double the attack power. The zombie, under assault, howled in pain. Sun Miao, caught off guard, couldn't comprehend the sudden turn of events. His thoughts raced. "I need to act quickly to win and bark, deal with that country bumpkin first." Lin Mo's eyes flashed with resolve. The Electric Devil fired a barrage of electric beams. Lin Mo dashed out of the attack zone, barely escaping the lethal onslaught. The beams chased him with terrifying speed. The audience below watched as he was struck and sent flying across the arena. Lin Mo quickly recovered, scrambling towards the Extreme Devil, who was still battling the zombie. Sun Miao urgently ordered Electric Devil, "Use all your power to attack Lin Mo." Lin Mo kept his composure, evading each electric beam with swift precision. A mischievous grin spread across his face as he danced around the deadly strikes, none of them touching him. And Ran cheered excitedly. "Well done. People from Xu Feng aren't so impressive after all." Incredible movement. Nearby, Cheng Sham looked concerned. "This girl's too reckless. Isn't that Lin Mo, the one they've limited? He's holding his own against Sun Miao. His strength is solid, but when it comes to movement and prediction, he's up against a genius. Sun Miao still holds the upper hand." He spoke with certainty. Sun Miao has perfected the art of combining the demon contract. Lin Mo won't be able to dodge much longer. She turned toward him, a mischievous smile tugging at her lips. "Are you so sure? I would see it the same way. How about a bet? A pure-body demon continent, perhaps?" Jiang Shan hesitated for a moment, clearly unsure about accepting the bet. She teased him. "You look the part of a high-ranking person, but your courage is barely half of that." He suddenly laughed, a genuine chuckle. "Calling me timid, are you? Fine, let's make it a bet. If you win, I'll give you a pure-body demon continent. If I win, you owe me an apology." Her smile widened in his words. It's a deal, but you'd better keep your word. Secretly, she felt a surge of satisfaction, thinking to herself, asterisk, what's an apology worth? A pure-bodied demon continent is easily worth 100,000 asterisks. She spoke a bit too loudly. Zheng Shan eyed her suspiciously. You resemble Gao Tai Ti from Director Gao's family. Are you related? The crowd began a murmur in surprise. Look, the kid at level 3 is fighting back. At that moment, Lin Mo appeared confident, charging forward. He immediately commanded the drowning demon to use its tendrils to bind Lin Mo's legs. Instantly, countless strands of green, slimy, seaweed-like plants rose from the ground, wriggling and latching onto the demon. Lin Mo realized that if those tendrils wrapped around him, he'd lose all ability to resist. Without hesitation, he dove towards Sun Miao. Furious, Sun Miao cursed, "Damn it, if those seaweeds catch you, it's over." In that instant, Lin Mo locked eyes with him, and one of his pupils turned a chilling shade of red. Cold sweat poured down Sun Miao's body, as though he had been drenched. The Dongquan were now nearly upon him. He looked around and saw that he was completely surrounded, unable to move. With a wicked smirk, the enemy taunted, "You can't move now, can you? Seems like you're not so tough after all." Lin Mo shot him a fierce glare. "Take a good look. It's you who can't move." Suddenly, Sun Miao froze in panic. "What? Why can't I move?" The more he stared, the more confused he became. In his panic, Sun Miao muttered, "That's the counterattack skill of the Blood-Eye Demon. You too must have triggered it." The Blood-Eye Demon used its illusion to throw me off balance, making me trap myself. Lin Mo calmly sat down, giving a slight nod of approval. "Not bad. You're sharper than I thought." The unexpected turn of events stirred excitement in the crowd below. Zheng Shan frowned and thought, the conditions to activate the Blood-Eye Demon's counterattack skill are extremely tough. It requires facing the one who cast the spell just before being controlled. To still retain this level of perception, even without a cultivation system, this person must be a once-in-a-lifetime talent. With a bright smile, she turned to peek out. "Did you see that? The students from Xu Fang Academy can't beat him." Sun Mai Lai let out a mocking laugh. "Who said my brother would lose? The fight isn't over yet." She added provocatively, "He got beaten by a high school student, and he's still bragging." Without missing a beat, Sun Mai Lai rushed closer to the arena and shouted, "Brother, quickly use your combination skill." Sun Miao silently reflected to himself. He had originally intended to reserve this technique for the upcoming teacher competition, but now, thanks to this high school kid, he was forced to use it prematurely. The spiritual aura around him intensified with each passing second. It was time to bring this to an end. Sun Miao took a deep breath, inhaling as much air as possible. The corpse expanded rapidly with the intake, growing to the size of a towering skyscraper. Then it erupted, sending waves of nauseating force through Lin Mo, leaving him pale and dizzy. "Seriously, is this your big move? You're attacking with a corpse?" Lin Mo thought, his mind racing. "Hold on, something's wrong. Where's the drowned ghost?" Just as the thought crossed his mind, a filthy hand shot out from beneath the wreckage, sending a chill down his spine. The drowned ghost erupted from the decaying remains, lunging directly at Lin Mo. It grabbed onto him with a terrifying grip, its eerie laughter reverberating in the air. "Got you!" he hackled. The more Lin Mo struggled, the stronger its hold became. The drowned ghost thrived in the swamp like a predator in its natural element, unleashing its full power. In that moment, Lin Mo was overwhelmed with a deep sense of panic. The ghost's long, twisted tongue slithered toward him, threatening to engulf him. "You can't escape," it sneered. In his mind, Lin Mo cursed the entire family of the drowned ghost. At that moment, Sun Miao issued the order for the Thunderstrike from the Thunder Ghost. Suddenly, Lin Mo understood the strategy. The Thunderstrike was the final piece of the combination technique. First, Sun Miao used the corpse to summon water, then coordinated with the drowned ghost to trap him. Finally, the Thunderstrike would be used to electrocute him to death. Lin Mo couldn't help but admire the cleverness of the move. It was truly a masterstroke. Lin Mo was filled with worry, his spiritual energy nearly drained after the overuse of his counterattack. He had just enough power left to cast 2 more spells. If he unleashed the illusionary blood hell along with the drowned demon, he would of course be freed, but he'd still be struck by the thunder. In the end, he would die. With this thought in mind, he gritted his teeth and recklessly released his remaining energy. Sun Miao suddenly sensed an overwhelming surge of yin energy. No one but Lin Mo could summon the powerful weeping demon. Without hesitation, Sun Miao commanded a counterattack. Her slender fingers danced over the piano keys, summoning the forces of darkness. But Sun Miao still didn't fully understand what was unfolding. Moments later, an intense wave of yin energy froze him in place. Stunned, he realized the truth. Lin Mo wasn't using a demon for his own protection. He was using one to attack him. Was he truly prepared to risk everything in a life or death struggle? The man was mad. In that instant, the devil's thunder crashed toward him, disorienting him even further. It was over. He couldn't move. Sun Miao screamed, "Zhang, protect me." At once, the corpse stepped forward, blocking him. But what he saw next took his breath away. The overwhelming demonic force, now stronger than ever, could obliterate the corpse with a single blow. The Zhang family was facing an even graver crisis. Frozen in terror, Sun Miao's mind went blank. Meanwhile, the devil's thunder pressed on relentlessly, its hunger for human flesh evident in its glare. Sun Miao's fear deepened. This madman was intent on ending it all. His future had been so promising. If a high school student was the one to destroy it, the loss would be unimaginable. He could no longer hold back his anger and shouted, "Damn thunder, change targets. Kill Devil's Extreme first." With that, he launched an attack from behind Devil's Extreme. A burn mark instantly appeared on Devil's Extreme's back. Overcome with pain, it collapsed to one knee. Sun Miao smirked, his voice dripping with confidence. "Lin Mo, do you really think you can trade your life for this? You're fooling yourself. I'm the one who will win this duel." He remained calm, calculating his next move. Devil's Extreme was losing health, and with the activation of the passive skill Bloodthirsty, attack power had probably increased to 10 times its normal strength. This was the perfect moment for a counterattack. Lin Mo commanded, "Devil's Extreme, activate skill 2, Electric Chainsaw Frenzy." His eyes turned a fierce red as he let out an eerie shriek. Immediately, Devil's Extreme unleashed the skill. Sun Miao was caught off guard, frozen in shock. He quickly sidestepped the attack. Panicked, Sun Miao scrambled to escape, glancing back in fear. Devil's Extreme relentlessly pursued him, and in his desperation, he screamed for Damn Thunder to come to his aid. Suddenly, a flash of lightning struck, and Damn Thunder's arm shot forward to shield him. Devil's Extreme's chainsaw tore through the air, slicing into Damn Thunder's arm before cutting into Sun Miao himself. He howled in pain. Sun Miao's ear was severed in the attack. He gripped his bleeding ear, glaring at Devil's Extreme as he shouted in fury. A system notification appeared. "Congratulations, a player has received 50 points of aggression." Sun Miao took in the situation, his mind racing. Now both Damn Thunder and the Giant's Vision are on the brink of death. If Damn Thunder doesn't return to defend, I'm finished. Devil's Extreme will be the end of me. Suddenly, Lin Mo shouted, "Devil's Extreme, return." Immediately, it re-entered his body. Lin Mo exhaled in relief. The danger had finally passed. Behind him, cheers and murmurs spread through the crowd. That tactic, surrounding the enemy to save your ally, was brilliant. Without it, Sun Miao's combined skill wouldn't have been broken, one person remarked. Another added, "I really like this style of fighting, direct, brutal, and effective." A third voice chimed in, "I bet even the leader of the Demon Slayer Tin Ho team wouldn't have thought of this strategy." Cheng Shan, watching intently from start to finish, was both impressed and intrigued. The bravery, insight, and quick thinking display were unmatched. There was truly no one like him. Sun Miao didn't stand a chance. Below, and Ran kept cheering. Now it's your turn to strike back. On the battlefield, the two demons had been defeated. With a determined look on his face, Lin Mo stepped forward. "It's my turn now." Sun Miao, filled with fear, asked, "What are you planning to do?" Without hesitation, Lin Mo gave a command. "Big-chested demon, death sound grab." The power of the big-chested demon overwhelmed everyone around. Furious, Sun Miao screamed, "I won't lose like this." Counterattack. The death sound grab struck the final blow. When the enemy's health dropped below 5%, the big-chested demon's attack was too strong, wiping out the last two of Sun Miao's demons. Sun Miao, unable to accept the loss, stood frozen. These demons had taken him so much time and effort to raise, and now they were gone. Overcome with pain and rage, he coughed up blood. The system appeared suddenly and congratulated Lin Mo for earning 200 points for successfully breaking the room. Lin Mo glanced at Sun Miao, his thoughts clear. Asterisk, once the demon contract is destroyed, it will backfire on the demon master. Sun Miao will get exactly what he deserves, asterisk. In the end, Lin Mo emerged victorious. The crowd erupted into cheers, praising him. Lin Mo walked over to Sun Mai Lei and extended his hand, demanding the demon pearl. Fuming, Sun Mai Lei shot back, "Lin Mo, just wait. You won't stay so smug for long." Lin Mo didn't care. He had come for a demon pearl, and now he had the priceless item, worth 2 million, without spending a single coin. He quickly went home to absorb it. Meanwhile, Sun Miao remained unconscious, lying motionless in a corner. From a distance, Cheng Shan observed in silence. The talent Xu Feng had invested so much effort in cultivating had been defeated by a high school student. How humiliating. He couldn't understand why Gao Longchen and Sun Dilai were blocking such a promising individual. They were truly foolish. And Ran smiled brightly, extending her hand. "So, should we settle a bet?" Chang Shan handed her a green gem. The kid won. This pure-bodied demon continent belongs to him. And Ran was thrilled with the demon pearl she had just won. She joyfully walked past Sun Mai Li's room, but then she overheard something. Kill him, make sure to finish him off properly. It turned out Sun Mai Li was plotting revenge on Lin Mo, and Ran quickly realized, asterisk, Lin Mo is drained and injured. The demon contract won't be able to protect him now, asterisk. Worried, and Ran couldn't just stand by and do nothing. As she walked, Lin Mo said, "You all did great today. You deserve a reward." He continued, "The chainsaw demon has already had its meal for today." The chainsaw demon eagerly stared at the piece of meat in the bag, while the muscular demon, Lin Mo, handed over a shirt and said, "Put this on. You won't feel tired anymore." The muscular demon seemed irritated and snapped, "Get lost." This Shutong guy, seeing nothing for herself, immediately asked, "Is there anything for me?" Lin Mo chuckled and pointed to the bag. "You have your share in there too. I got you the best eye drops and some balm." This Shutong guy gritted her teeth in frustration. "What do you mean by balm?" At that moment, the system appeared, congratulating Lin Mo for earning 40 points for breaking through the room. Lin Mo quickly covered his mouth and smiled awkwardly. Isn't balm just another form of eye drops? This Shutong guy, now angry, saw her loyalty drop by 5%, leaving her with only 15%. Lin Mo immediately tried to clarify, "I was only joking. Look in the bag. There's no balm, just real eye drops." Hearing this, the blood-eyed demon finally calmed down. The system then appeared again, showing that the blood-eyed demon's loyalty had increased to 20%. Miss Shutong guy noticed a group of people following Lin Mo. She complimented him, "Nice job, you're thinking ahead, but you also see what's behind you." After all, she had lived for 200 years and was highly attuned to danger. Miss Shutong Gui, now concerned, asked, "What should we do now? Your spiritual energy is drained, the chainsaw demon is nearly out of blood. How can we fight?" Suddenly, a strange object flew toward them, and she quickly warned Lin Mo. It was the corrosive slime from the demon that had been attacking him. The situation had been dangerously close. A strange voice echoed through the air, so quick and stealthy. Turns out he's one of Sun Mio's followers. The voice continued, "No wonder Sun Brother lost to him." On the guest side, Third Brother chimed in, "Stop talking. Just kill him and avenge Sun Brother." The situation was dire, especially with the bloodsucker involved, so Lin Mo ordered everyone to retreat. Unfortunately, Sun Mio's people were stationed behind them as well. Attacked from both sides, Lin Mo's anxiety grew. "Can you two handle this?" he asked. Miss Shutong Gui responded, "Right now, I'm only a malevolent spirit with 2 skills. If I reach the evil spirit level and use my ultimate move, I might be able to fight." She suggested surrendering, and both Miss Shutong Gui and the large-chested ghost raised their flags in submission. Meanwhile, the chainsaw-wielding ghost was still burning with energy. "I still have 10 drops of blood left. I can still fight," it declared. Surveying the scene, surrounded by wolves in front, tigers behind, and blood-sucking ghosts circling above, Lin Mo realized his spiritual energy was almost gone. He reluctantly thought to himself that surrender seemed to be the only option. One of Sun Mio's followers snarled, "You're Lin Mo, right? A useless piece of trash like you dares to provoke Su Feng?" Surrounded and with no way out, Lin Mo tried to shift the conversation. "Are you planning to rob me of my money?" Silently, he plotted. Time was running out. His only chance now was to stall and find an escape. The Sun Mio follower responded coldly, "We don't need money." At that moment, Lin Mo feigned a flirtatious tone. "So, do you want my body instead? But then, aren't there too many of you?" Seeing Lin Mo attempt to act cute only repulsed them. The system suddenly notified him that he had earned 30 points for making a breakthrough. Third Brother felt a shiver run down his spine while the other person seethed with anger. "Enough talking. Who want your life?" they snarled. Lin Mo had crossed a line by touching someone they shouldn't have, and they had no intention of showing mercy. They summoned a corrosive ghost to attack him. He quickly rolled up his sleeve, ready to press the green button, but before he could, they struck. He was given no time to defend himself. The corrosive ghost charged straight at him. Just then, a strange bottle dropped nearby. A thick cloud of smoke burst out, making the Sun Mio faction member cough uncontrollably. In the dense mist, they could no longer see Lin Mo. He swiftly covered his face to keep the smoke out of his mouth. A rope fell from above, and Lin Mo didn't hesitate to grab it, beginning to climb. Who could it be? He wondered. Never mind, getting away is my priority. Halfway up, Lin Mo nearly lost his grip, panic rising in his chest. Looking up, he thought he recognized someone. It was Ran. She quickly extended her hand to help him. "No time for words. Hurry up," she urged. Lin Mo grabbed her hand, allowing her to pull him up. The Sun Mio faction member witnessed this and immediately reported to Third Brother, urging him to chase after Lin Mo. third brother mounted a blood-sucking ghost and set off in pursuit. He was proud of how fast the ghost was, convinced that Lin Mo and his brute would never escape. Lin Mo realized the situation was critical. The ghost's speed was too much for him to outrun. Should he summon a ghost of his own to fight back? Lin Mo felt a wave of worry, and Ran reached into her pocket and pulled something out. "Just stay still and watch me," she instructed. She took a spray bottle shaped like a chili pepper and aimed it at third brother and his demon, spraying it directly into their faces. After a few breaths, both third brother and the demon's eyes turned bloodshot. They screamed in pain, as if flames were erupting from their mouths. Finally, after their cries, they collapsed to the ground, completely drained. Lin Mo and Ran managed to slip away from them, unharmed. Lin Mo placed a hand on her waist, and Ran suddenly burst out laughing, clearly ticklish. He awkwardly asked, "Why did you save me?" Her response was blunt. "I was just fed up with Xu Feng's people causing trouble." Lin Mo forced a smile. "I thought." And Ran stuck her tongue out and teased, "What do you think? That I was interested in you?" Flustered, Lin Mo quickly explained that it was a misunderstanding. She sighed, then walked away asking, "Do you usually stay here?" And Ran answered, "This is just one of my many hideouts." She sat down in a chair and kicked off her slippers, her excitement rising as she spoke. "I have plenty more like this. When I'm being hunted, I hide out in these bases." In that moment, Lin Mo began to piece things together, and Ran had been the one to save him, and now she was his benefactor. Yet he still didn't know her name. With a bright smile, she introduced herself. "I'm in Ran. An as in peace of mind, and Ran as in, of course." Lin Mo was taken aback when he saw that Ran shared the same surname as his mother. He thought to himself that the An family wasn't very common in Nation H, apart from his mother, and Ran was the second person he had met with the An surname. And Ran's expression grew somber, her face clouded with sorrow. "This is my mother's surname. She's seriously ill and has been in the hospital for a long time," she explained. Lin Mo felt a surge of sympathy for her. She was so young, yet she seemed to carry the weight of the world on her shoulders, lacking the carefree spirit of childhood. Gently, he placed a hand on her shoulder. "So you turned to theft to pay for your mother's medical bills? Is that also why you have a problem with Xu Feng and the Safety Bureau?" At his words, and Ran, who had been holding back her emotions, suddenly snapped. "That's not the main reason," she shot back, her voice sharp. Her face hardened with anger. "The real reason is that I hate Gao Long Chen." Lin Mo was confused, unsure of the relationship between Ran and Gao Long Chen, and Ran began to explain. "Back then, to get the information he wanted, Gao Long Chen approached my mother. He made all kinds of promises, pretending to care. But once he got what he needed, he discarded both my mother and me. Gao Long Chen didn't just have people hurt my mother, he also took away my life's essence and gave it to his own daughter. So the cursed doll that Gao Tai was always so proud of originally belonged to Ran." Lin Mo thought deeply. No wonder Ran and Gao Tai were so similar. It turned out they were half-sisters. He couldn't help but feel disgusted by Gao Long Chen, who had stolen the life essence from both Ran and Gao Tai. Outwardly charming, yet inwardly vile. And Ran broke down in tears. "They can hurt me, I can accept that. But that bastard dared to lay a hand on my mother." Lin Mo suddenly raised his voice. "Given that Gao Long Chen has imposed a fire ban across the entire province, I think I've already made an enemy of him. And on top of that, you're also my benefactor." Lin Mo had promised Ran that he would help her get revenge and take down her father. Hearing this, Ran was deeply touched, tears beginning to well up in her eyes. The leader of the Black Abyss gang, Ran, chuckled and teased Lin Mo. "What are you thinking? They have so many people, and they're much stronger than us. It'll be difficult to fight back." She continued, "Besides, you've already offended people from Xu Feng. They're looking for you and causing trouble. You'd better not rush into this." Lin Mo quickly regained his confident posture. "I know about that, but I'm about to enter Bai Yang Academy. Once I train there, whether soon or later, I'll take my revenge." At that moment, Ran playfully pushed him. "Bai Yang Academy, huh? I have a base nearby. It's a huge ancient tomb. Whenever you're free, I'll take you there." The push almost made him stumble, but Lin Mo stayed steady, insisting, "An ancient tomb. Are you sure about that?" Hearing his response, Ran smiled, clearly amused by his disbelief. "You're so timid, yet you still want to seek revenge?" Lin Mo's competitive spirit flared at that remark. "Who's scared? I'm just surprised by how strange your base is." And Ran explained, "The Black Abyss gang focuses on recruiting people who've been hurt by the safety department. We grow stronger step by step, so we can't afford to lack solid bases like an ancient tomb or an abandoned morgue. Our warehouse is where we all sleep." Lin Mo listened and couldn't help but be impressed, though inwardly, his feelings were quite different. "What do you mean by growing stronger? They're just people being hunted by the safety bureau with no place left to hide. They end up in places like this because they have nowhere else to go. He then glanced at her with a trace of sympathy, and Rand's life was far from easy. He rummaged through his bag and pulled out a few items. You saved my life. I can't just walk away without offering something in return. Let me give you half of the demon pearls I collected today. And Rand, the leader of the Black Abyss gang, quickly declined with a polite shake of her head. There's no need. I don't accept demon pearls like that. I only take the ones I earn by defeating demons myself. But Lin Mo didn't want to keep awkwardly circling around the issue, so he pressed on. At that moment, his bag slipped from his grasp, causing it to fall open and reveal the demon pearls, and something else that neither of them had expected to see. Both leaned forward to take a closer look, and to their surprise, along with the demon pearls, there was a woman's bra. And Rand, the boss of the Black Abyss gang, immediately grew suspicious and shouted, "Pervert, you're showing off your disgusting stuff." Lin Mo quickly protested. "Hold on, you're not hearing me out. I'm really not like that." He pointed to the woman floating in the air, gesturing with her hands, and tried to explain. "This is for you. Hurry up and do that ghost egg trick for me." Despite the awkward situation, and Rand decided to give him the benefit of the doubt. Lin Mo then reached out, offering a small box. "If you hadn't helped me today, I'd probably be dead by now, or at least half dead. They would have definitely taken my money and demon pearls. You've earned this half of them." "Well, I'll just decline it then. It's not like I was planning to accept anyway. But if in the future, anyone from the Safety Bureau or Xu Feng starts paying attention to you, feel free to come to the Black Death Gang for help." With that, they both high-fived, solidifying their new friendship. Asterisk, scene change. If raining outside, Lin Mo looks up at the sky asterisk. Moments later, and Rand steps outside despite Lin Mo's efforts to stop her. "I'm telling you, with this kind of storm, you won't be able to make it home. How about we do something fun instead?" she suggests. Lin Mo looks at her in confusion, clearly puzzled. Asterisk, scene change. And Rand, the boss of the Black Abyss gang, pulls out her phone and suggests to Lin Mo that they play a few rounds of King's Glory asterisk. No, don't give me that blank stare. You play this game too," she asks. As if reading his mind, and Rand mutters with frustration, "I've been playing all night and still haven't won a single match." Without missing a beat, they both dive into the game. Lin Mo asks for her nickname so he can add her as a friend. "That's easy. I'll help you." "What's your name?" "Let's add each other first." But after a few seconds, he suddenly feels that the nickname is strangely familiar. He pauses, sensing something off. "Wait, why does this ID seem so familiar? Isn't this the same one as that bandaged demon I beat last time?" Before he can react, and Rand transforms into a demon and demands, "Kim Thlong didn't fall. It's you, isn't it?" Lin Mo, left speechless, realizes he's completely trapped. The moment he's been waiting for has arrived. He finally knows who the player who kept defeating him was. Suddenly, and Rand lunges at him and shouts, "Why do you always target me and won't let it go? Answer me now." Turning back is the shore. "I'll make things right. I was wrong. Can I bring her to get the points?" And Rand, the leader of the Black Abyss gang, refused to stop attacking, landing blow after blow on Lin Mo. "Look at my relentless punches. Please spare me." Female hero. Hearing this, she quickly turned her face away, pretending to be proud, yet silently agreeing. The scene shifted to the morning at home, where a man stormed in, angrily kicking the table and shouting, "Why the hell did you send 20 special agents and not one of them came back? Get to the bottom of this and find out where they disappeared." The chubby man, adjusting his glasses in a panic, responded, "We figured it out. The location where all 20 agents went missing is Minshan, and they all vanished on the same day." Not wanting to hear more, Gao Long Chen flicked away his cigarette and growled, "Damn it, Minshan is so vast. Have you narrowed down the exact location? What kind of vice director are you? It's only thanks to you that Sun Vi Lai is still alive." The chubby man kept apologizing to Gao Long Chen. Sun Vi Lai had reported the situation the night before, describing the enemy's methods as strange. All the tracking devices on the agents had lost signal, and the final distress signal hadn't even been transmitted. But Gao Long Chen responded sharply, "If even the distress signal couldn't get through, what does that mean?" His face darkened as he spoke with gravity. "It means they couldn't even fight back. A demon master like Lu Zhang was taken out in the blink of an eye." He then pointed at the map. "It must have been the remnant wind demon. It's definitely them." The secretary entered and called out, "Deputy Director Sun, you have a phone call." Sun Vi Li's anger flared and he snapped at the secretary. "Get out! Can't you see I'm in the middle of something important? How can you not recognize what matters?" The secretary responded nervously, "It's a call from your family. They said your son was beaten into unconsciousness and is in the hospital. They also mentioned that 2 of your contracted demons were killed. The person responsible is a high school student named Lin Mo." The moment the name Lin Mo was spoken, Both men froze, as if struck by a sudden shock. Suddenly's face drained of color, his skin pale, as though the blood had drained from his body. If a contracted demon dies, it still counts against the contract limit. Sun Miao, once a genius with 3 contracted demons, had now fallen to the status of a regular demon master. Gao Longchen regained his composure and said, "Let's set aside what happened earlier. You should focus on your son's situation first." Meanwhile, Sun Milai seemed close to collapse, muttering to himself, "It's over now." After they both left the room, Sun Milai turned over a photo of him and his son, gazing at it with a troubled look. He brought the photo closer, his face softening as he thought of his daughter. "My daughter is still the best. She's the top scorer in the entire province." Scene change. Emran, the boss of the Black Abyss gang, was riding a demon. "Goodbye, I have to go take care of Zhuang Han. We'll play again next time." Lin Mo smiled and replied happily, "Of course, take care." And Ran nodded and then flew off on the demon. Lin Mo remained standing, watching the two leave. A feeling of warmth filled her heart, and she thought to herself, "Today might just be the happiest day since I arrived in this world." On the day of Lin Mo's enrollment at Baiyang Academy, Hai Xiaopan spotted him immediately, grinning broadly as he waved and called out, "Mo bro, over here. I can't believe we actually made it into university." He turned to Lin Mo, chattering excitedly about Baiyang Academy, praising every aspect of the place. Lin Mo, however, simply offered an awkward smile, glancing away. He silently wondered what would happen if Hai Xiaopan knew the school was surrounded by graveyards. He would probably freak out and run home to his mom. It seemed better to keep that information to himself for now. Meanwhile, the exorcism lights slowly moved closer to their bus. The bus finally came to a stop, and Hai Xiaopan shuddered. His face went pale as he pointed toward the academy and asked, "Mo bro, what is this place? Why are there no buildings, just graveyards?" Lin Mo cleared his throat, feeling a bit uncomfortable, but he tried to explain. "Well, this is probably the graveyard Baiyang uses for student training. If someone gets too scared, they won't make it through. Only the brave ones can pass." Hai Xiaopan wasn't convinced. He shot Lin Mo a skeptical look and replied sarcastically, "So that's it. Baiyang really is something else." The bus had now fully stopped, and the driver announced, "End of the line, Baiyang Academy. We've arrived." The two of them got off the bus, and as soon as their feet hit the ground, the bus pulled away, leaving them standing there in confusion. Right behind them, a signpost pointed the way to Baiyang Academy. The road leading to the academy seemed even more puzzling. It wasn't until a coin flew through the air and hit Hai Xiaopan in the face that he snapped out of his daze. Hai Xiaopan quickly removed the mask from his face and immediately became frantic. He anxiously asked, "Mo bro, where's the school? We didn't accidentally get on the wrong bus, did we?" Mo Bravo, walking ahead, remained calm. Hai Xiaopan looked pale with fear as he scanned his surroundings and reassured himself, "It's okay, this is definitely Baiyang Academy." With their suitcases in tow, both he and Lin Mo continued walking. Yet Xiao Ban couldn't shake the terror gripping him, still unsure about the place. "But where's the gate? Where is it?" Lin Mo, with steady composure, reassured him, "Don't worry, we just follow the map's directions and we'll reach the dorms." Feeling helpless and resigned, Hai Xiaopan let out a distressful cry. As they walked along a path lined with graves, suddenly, Xiao Ban's suitcase bumped into something. He spun around to see what it was and screamed in horror, "Oh my god, what is that?" Lin Mo was equally stunned as he looked at what they had encountered. The suitcase now hit the tomb of a pure-body evil spirit. Lin Mo froze, his mind racing. This spirit was ranked higher than all the demons he had ever faced, and more than 10 wild evil spirits had gathered around them, drawn to the intense negative energy in the area. Lin Mo furrowed his brows, scanning the surroundings. Meanwhile, Hai Xiaopan, clutching his suitcase, began to cry out loudly, "Mo bro, what should we do?" Lin Mo flashed a confident smile and calmly gave instructions. "Stop panicking. Quickly summon your contracted demon, find an opening, and break through the encirclement. Big chest, chainsaw demon come out." Hai Xiaopan, with trembling hands, obeyed and swiftly summoned his Trashcan demon. The Trashcan demon was, in reality, an adorable, little-level weeping demon. Lin Mo stood in front of everyone, his voice loud and clear. "Everyone, be careful. The clear spirit demon is coming." The Trashcan demon immediately fixed its glare on the group, barking orders to the demons behind it, as well as to Lei Ji. In a hurry, Lei Ji opened the lid of the Trashcan demon and called out, "Mo bro, quick, let's hide in here." Just as Hai Xiaopan was climbing the wall, a hand shot up from the ground and seized his leg. Pan screamed in terror. "I've been caught. Help me up." He reached out, desperately trying to grab the Trashcan demon, but its arms were too short to reach him. Lin Mo watched the situation unfold with a smirk. In his mind, he assessed the trash can demon. It was fine for defense, but certainly lacking in offensive power. With no other option, Lin Mo ordered the chainsaw demon to step in. After rescuing Hai Xiao Pan, the chainsaw demon lifted him by his clothes and held him up, bringing him to eye level. The chainsaw demon leaned in, sniffing Hai Xiao Pan with a hungry look, making Xiao Pan shudder with fear. Lin Mo quickly moved to intervene. Stop! Look, this one can't be eaten. At those words, the chainsaw demon seemed genuinely disappointed. The moment Hai Xiao Pan's feet touched the ground again, he screamed once more as two more demons appeared. The chainsaw demon didn't say anything. Instead, it kicked the demon to its left with force and then turned to kick the other one with equal deadly precision. The pure-bodied demon, watching this, felt rage boiling within. It growled, the intent to kill spreading through its body. You dare kill my junior? This is it. I'm ready to meet my end. The pure-bodied demon charged forward with lethal intent, its claws poised to tear through Lin Mo. In that instant, Lin Mo swiftly invoked a deadly chant. The high-ranking weeping demon responded immediately, its melody resonating with powerful magic. The pure-bodied demon's mind was quickly subdued by the song. At that critical moment, Lin Mo issued a command for the electric saw demon to strike. Without hesitation, the electric saw demon obeyed, raising its saw and flying toward the pure-bodied demon. It delivered a powerful kick that sent the creature reeling before pressing the sharp saw blade to its neck. Yet, the pure-bodied demon, under the influence of the music, could do nothing to resist. Standing just outside the fray, Lin Mo clenched his teeth, carefully observing the battle and calculating his options. This isn't good. The electric saw demon is still coughing up blood, meaning its attack lacks strength without any passive support. Even with that support, defeating the pure-bodied demon would still be a struggle. Its defenses are just too strong. Inside the trash demon container, Hai Xiao Pan shouted urgently, "Mopro, get in here now." Lin Mo looked over and nodded, swiftly moving toward the container. Inside, both of them were huddled together, fear etched on their faces. One of them clutched their knees and whispered in a panicked voice, "What do we do now? What do we do now? That pure-body demon's skin is so thick, even stronger than my trash demon container." Lin Mo grimaced at the stench inside the container, but responded anyway. "That's true. We need a plan, and fast." Peering out from the hole in the container, Lin Mo studied the scene before him, deep in thought. I've already lost the exchange contract. Now I need 2,000 points, but I'm nowhere near enough. If I have enough, I could force the contract onto the pure-body demon. Damn it, it's almost free. He widened his eyes in alarm, his gaze fixed on the chaos unfolding outside. At that moment, the pitch-black hand of the pure-body demon gripped the chainsaw with a firm hold. It bared its teeth, locking the saw blade in place and preventing the electric chainsaw demon from moving an inch. The fatal sound curse had already lost its power after 20 seconds, and the electric chainsaw demon was gradually losing its strength. Sensing a shift, the demons behind them wasted no time in charging forward, their faces twisted with greed as they clung to the trash can demon. Lin Mo felt the situation was about to take a turn for the worse. Panic set in as he shouted, "Xiao Ban, your demon is done for." His voice cracked in fear as he cried, "There's no hope left. I just want to go home." In that moment, Lin Mo desperately tried to think of a way to turn things around. The trash can demon, the weakest of them all, had only managed to last this long by sheer luck. There was no other choice but to risk everything. One demon, spotting an opening, glared and screamed, only to be abruptly severed in half, leaving Lin Mo puzzled. Who's that? Is it reinforcements? Another demon slowly appeared, sending a wave of fear through the surrounding demons. With a single flap of its wings, the heads of several demons flew off. The pure-body demon turned in panic, its eyes wide as it saw the newcomer. Enraged, it charged at them, shouting, "Headless demons, attack!" At that command, demons from behind raised their hands, preparing to strike. But before they could, a devastating blow descended directly upon the pure-body demon. It couldn't react in time and crumpled to the ground. In the blink of an eye, Lin Mo and the newcomer had taken down the entire group of demons. One was a mid-level evil spirit, a blood-sucking demon, while the other, standing to the left, was a high-ranking evil spirit, a headless demon. A girl walked slowly toward them, and two underclassmen greeted her warmly, welcoming her to Yang Academy. Mew, Yu, and King returned their greetings with a bright smile. Lin Mo quickly approached, introducing himself politely. "Hello, I'm Lin Mo. You've arrived at just the right time." She smiled faintly and responded, "I'm Mew Yuan King. Are these two electric saw demons and the tall demon with a noticeable figure yours?" Lin Mo grinned and nodded in agreement. Immediately, he called the others back. Yuan King stepped forward, placing a hand gently on his shoulder and complimented him. "Well done, handling the pure-body demons and wild ones for so long. You're the best new student I've met." Lin Mo awkwardly scratched his head. Behind him, Ike Xiaopan called out timidly, "Mo bro, how's it going?" He waved at you. "So everything's fine now, right? Hurry up and go." When Xiao Ban saw Yu Yuan King, his eyes lit up. A senior, he quickly stepped forward to greet her. "I'm Wang Kai, but you can call me Xiao Ban." Lin Mo, standing beside him, couldn't help but feel a bit annoyed. Now Xiao Ban was trying to act all grown up. His hands were still sweaty, and he really shouldn't be touching her clothes. She smiled gently at him. "It's all right, I didn't startle you two earlier, did I?" Hai Xiaopan puffed out his chest, speaking clearly. "Impossible. I'm a real man. How could I be scared of those little demons? If you don't believe me, just ask Lin Mo. He always goes along with whatever I say." "Yeah, right." Lin Mo interrupted. "Who was it that got so scared earlier, nearly screamed and wanted to go home, but went completely quiet the moment he saw a senior?" Hai Xiaopan awkwardly covered his mouth, embarrassed. "Give you some face, all right." Mu Yuan King found both of them rather amusing and couldn't help but laugh. "All right, let's head to school. You two still need to set up your beds. Isn't it getting late?" The headless demon, feeding on blood, continued its pursuit. She quickly remembered them, and the two of them closed in on Yuan King's arm. The pure-bodied demon suddenly stood up, swaying as it did. Once it regained its balance, it sprinted off. Lin Mo, seeing this, was confused. "Senior, why did you let it go?" She blinked and replied with a smile. "Isn't a graveyard full of all sorts of demons a perfect place for training? If we killed them all, what would we practice on?" Lin Mo immediately understood. In typical training grounds, there were protective formations and carefully captured demons for the students' safety. But Bai Yang's training grounds used an entire graveyard as the practice field. He quietly appreciated Bai Yang Academy's bold approach. Liu Yuan King smiled reassuringly. "Don't worry, the demons in graveyards are the weakest. With just a few moves, you'll win." As they continued walking, they encountered a pure-bodied demon, one with the power of an evil spirit, yet was still referred to as the weakest. Lin Mo, curious, asked, "Then what happens to the demon pearls from these graveyard demons?" She handed them the pearls with a smile, and they thanked her happily. Hai Xiaopan picked one up, eyeing it with interest. "Mo bro, how much is a graveyard demon pearl worth?" Lin Mo laughed. "A beginner's weeping demon pearl would go for only so much, at most 10,000 per piece." He picked up a demon pearl and silently calculated. With so many of them around, they already had 160,000 in total. His face lit up with excitement. This graveyard isn't just a training ground, it's a treasure trove. Mu Yuan King gestured for them to follow and suggested they return to school together. In the stillness of the dark night, the three of them moved in unison. Hai Xiaopan, clearly irritated, muttered, "What kind of school is this so far out? It's hard enough to find an internet cafe, let alone go online." Mu Yuan King chuckled softly, waving off his complaint. "Who said that? Although the school is on the outskirts of Sinhai, if you cross the empty cemetery to the south, climb a mountain, and take a ferry, you'll reach Ling Ling City in no time, right by the city center. And the Xu Feng Academy is right by the river. But our academy is also special. Every night, you can see ghosts wandering in the graveyard, almost like stars in the sky." Her lighthearted comment made the other two uneasy. Lin Mo felt a sense of quiet frustration. It was a miracle he hadn't been terrified just by seeing the ghosts. Mu Yuan King quickly interrupted, "We're here." The three of them stopped in front of the entrance. Mu Yuan King's eyes were filled with resolve. "Ben Yang, I've arrived." They entered together and soon ran into other people. Some were grumbling, some looked irritated, and others seemed envious. A young man, clearly frustrated, shouted, "Damn it, I want a warm welcome from the senior girls too." A man stepped forward, gave him a slap on the head, and scolded, "You want the senior girls to welcome you? Do you really think they want you around?" He pointed at Lin Mo and snapped, "You think you're on his level? He's an exceptional student who's been invited to their home, and what about you? It's a big enough favor that I'm even guiding you, and you're asking for more." Upon hearing the guide's words, the other students gathered around, watching them with admiration. Soon, the crowd dispersed, heading back to their dorms. Lin Mo was handed the key to room 433 and reminded, "Don't forget to protect yourself from the sun during tomorrow's military training." Lin Mo happily accepted the offer and thanked her. Yuan King responded with a bright smile, saying, "No need to thank me. I'll be on my way now." Before leaving, she paused to add one last piece of advice. "By the way, one more thing. Be sure to lock the door tightly when you go to bed tonight. There might be a ghost wandering around, disturbing your rest." Instead of paying attention to the warning, Hai Xiaopan couldn't stop admiring her beauty. If only she were my girlfriend, he thought. But then, he quickly dismissed the thought. "She's not right for you," he muttered. "You'd be better off with one of those girls who make the first move." Annoyed, Lin Mo shot back. "Speak properly. Just then, the system chimed in. Congratulations to the host for receiving 10 break the room points. As Lin Mo walked down the hallway looking for their room, Hak Xiao Pan's fear only grew. The interior was even darker than the hallway outside. After a few moments, they finally found their room number. Nervously, Hak Xiao Pan grabbed Lin Mo's hand. Wait a second, Mo bro. Do you hear that? Is it a ghost? Lin Mo smiled, trying to calm him down. Why are you so scared? You think there are ghosts everywhere? But Lin Mo's expression changed as he stepped inside. A young man was sitting across from them, looking tired and focused as he sharpened a knife. His eyes, filled with a menacing glare, met theirs. Terrified, Hak Xiao Pan immediately hid behind Lin Mo, looking even more frightened than before. He greeted the man in a dazed voice. Lin Mo stepped forward, turned on the lights, and scolded the man. Sharpening a knife in the dark like that, you nearly gave us a heart attack. He picked up the knife and twirled it a few times, saying, no need to turn on the light. Nodding agreement, he took a step closer. Lin Mo glanced over and asked, Seo Ban, are you coming in? Need anything else? After a brief pause, he stepped inside and together they began organizing their belongings and preparing the sleeping area. Lin Mo looked down for a moment, then introduced himself. I'm Lin Mo. From now on, we're roommates. I'm looking forward to working with you. While still sharpening the knife with one hand, the other replied, I'm a Shu. Sitting cross-legged with his head lowered, Lin Mo thought to himself, what a strange guy. Either he's just shy, or there's something off about him. Suddenly, Su Tonggi leaned close to Lin Mo's ear and whispered, his knife isn't ordinary. It really scares me. Hearing this, Lin Mo was taken aback. He leaned forward and asked with a smile, a Shu, your knife looks unique. What do you use it for? A Shu thought for a moment, then slowly raised the knife and said in a low voice, shaving heads. Lin Mo turned to him, intrigued, and asked quietly, is the head-shaving knife really that powerful? The reply came with a hint of fear. Well, it's nothing unusual anymore. The head-shaving knife, it seemed, had been around since the Qing dynasty, when every man shaved his head to tie a queue. Over the years, it had been used to shave the heads of countless men, absorbing their yang energy and becoming a potent weapon against ghosts. Lin Mo stared at the knife in awe and said, so, it really is powerful. He called out to him quickly. Lin Mo eagerly asked all the questions that were on his mind. What kind of demon contract do you have? Could you tell me about it? And why did you come to Baiyang? Maybe we could hang out sometime. I think that knife of yours looks pretty powerful. A Shu smiled brightly, unconcerned, and answered each question calmly. My demon contract is with the Shadow Demon. I came to Baiyang because they offered me a discount on tuition. As for hanging out, forget it. I only kill evil demons. Lin Mo listened carefully to the answers and quickly processed them in his mind. Demon contracts could vary greatly in rarity, but the most common ones were with corpse-eating demons or starving demons. These types were well known and their abilities were easy to manage. However, demons like the Blood-Eyed Demon or the Shadow Demon, which were rated S rank in rarity, had unknown abilities. This meant that in a fight, they could easily surprise their opponents and claim victory. A Shu seemed distant, but there was something likable about him. He hadn't said much earlier, likely because he was shy, but when asked directly, he gave honest answers. It showed he was a straightforward person. Lin Mo quickly jumped off the bed, excitement in his voice. A Shu, where did you form your contract with the Shadow Demon? A Shu was wiping down his knife as he spoke. My family has a tradition of being head-shaving artisans. When a child comes of age, they must go to Shadow Mountain to form a contract with the Shadow Demon. Only those who succeed in making the contract are worthy of receiving the head-shaving knife passed down through generations. Lin Mo pressed on. Then why did you come to Baiyang? A Shu racked his knife carefully and replied, the principal offered me half off the tuition. Suddenly his smile faded. Lin Mo understood without needing to ask further. In these times, people were obsessed with trendy hairstyles, and the art of head shaving had become much harder to make a living from. He lifted his head and asked, what about you? Why did you come to Baiyang? A Shu looked at both of them seriously. Lin Mo responded slowly, because Principal Tsovmian ran out of tuition money for me, so I decided to come. Upon hearing this, his face went pale. If you want to shave your head, just come to me. 5 coins per session. He readily agreed with his Shu. Late at night, with the cool breeze and the clear moonlight, Hak Xiao Pan glanced at the empty bed, feeling curious. There was still one person missing. Where could he be? Lin Mo yawned loudly and casually said, who knows, maybe he got caught by a ghost halfway there. The words sent a chill through him. He quickly urged them both to sleep since they had military training in the morning. The sound of snoring echoed down the hall. The door creaked open and the noise continued. Lin Mo's eyes stayed closed, but he reminded them, Seoban, if you're doing that, take it easy. We've got military training tomorrow. Don't wear yourself out. Suddenly, Lin Mo snapped awake, a thought racing through his mind as he mentally counted the seconds. Usually, Xiao Ban would only take about a minute to do this, but now nearly 10 minutes had passed. He quickly stuck his head out to see what was causing the noise. Lin Mo's eyes widened in shock. Hai Xiao Pan was wrapped tightly in red threads as though they were trying to strangle him. Panicking, Lin Mo jumped up and shouted, "Hai Xiao Pan, you're being choked down there." Suddenly, a sword flashed, cutting across his face. The sword struck the wall with tremendous force, slicing through the threads. Lin Mo raised his hand to turn on the light, but before he could do so, he couldn't help but express his gratitude to a Shu. Hai Xiao Pan trembled in panic. "How did you not notice when I kicked like that? I almost got crushed." Lin Mo ignored him, laughing loudly as he patted him on the back, causing Hai Xiao Pan to cry out in fear. "Sorry, I thought you were doing it, and when I was asleep, I suddenly couldn't breathe." Hai Xiao Pan looked down at his hands, trying to make sense of the situation, before bowing his head, realizing he couldn't control them. What is going on here? He held the thread in his hand and began to theorize. Maybe it's a puppet ghost. A Shu, standing beside him, pulled the knife out of the wall and began to think aloud. "Do you think so? But in the corridor, it should only be wandering spirits, right? How could there be a puppet ghost?" Lin Mo, his expression calm, spoke in a way that made Hai Xiao Pan shiver beside him. "This is no simple matter. Someone is clearly toying with us. Who could it be? We just got here and haven't even caused any trouble with anyone," Hai Xiao Pan replied. He and a Shu exchanged glances, then suggested, "Let's go outside. We'll find out what's going on right away." The two quickly stepped outside, but Hai Xiao Pan, paralyzed by fear, cried out, "Don't leave me here alone." Shaking with terror, he turned to the others. "All right, I'll stay here and wait for you both." Laughter echoed through the air from a group of people on the rooftop, their voices loud with excitement as they laughed and chatted. And Xuan wondered whether these new students could handle the situation or if he had to take them down completely. Even if they didn't end up dead, they'd probably be terrified. Had they forgotten about the guy from last year who went mad from this? He stood quietly, puffing on his pipe, his face dark and full of disdain as he looked at the puppet demon. The 433 group actually dared to have my goddess, New Yuan King, pick them up. They must be looking for trouble. How dare they touch what's mine? I'll show them who really runs this school, he muttered. Then he glanced at the puppet demon, his face turning confused before he tossed his pipe aside in frustration. "They had the nerve to cut my strings. Those fools. Go handle them for me," he ordered angrily. Suddenly, a voice cut through the tension, surprising them. "There's no need to go anywhere. We're already here." Lin Mo and a Shu appeared, their faces twisted in anger as they stared them down. "What are you two doing, causing trouble in the middle of the night?" Lin Mo demanded. "Fine then. Let's see how this plays out." They were immediately infuriated, shouting at the top of their lungs. "You're too arrogant. If you're being bullied, just accept it quietly. We're only doing this out of respect for you." And Xuan's expression darkened further as he glared at Lin Mo, his teeth clenched in rage. "You have no idea what you're getting into. I'll make sure they pay for this," he hissed. Fury surged through them as they summoned their demons with a single motion, ready to unleash their deadly creatures. Lin Mo regarded them with utter contempt and sneered. "Is that all? What kind of senior are you if you're this weak?" Their anger flared at his words, and they pointed at him furiously. "How dare you look down on us? You're just a freshman, still haven't unlocked all your skills, and yet you act so smug. We'll make sure you don't see the light of day tomorrow." Lin Mo twitched his ears and gave them a puzzled glance. "Won't see the light of day tomorrow? Is it going to rain or something?" The anger in their faces only deepened, but they were so enraged by his mocking response that they were left speechless. Just then, the system's voice echoed in the air. "Congratulations, host. You have earned 80 points for breaking a room." A Shu, who had been standing nearby, chuckled quietly. "This guy's really committed." And Xuan, seething with fury, barked, "Enough talking. Deal with him now." The two of them charged at Lin Mo with clear hostility. He paused for a moment, then calmly gave the command. "Each of you take one, and once you're done, deal with that little demon." As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Mo vanished in an instant, leaving them in stunned disbelief. A sword shot through the night air, and before anyone could react, the demon's head was unexpectedly severed. Lin Mo, clearly surprised by his own speed, couldn't help but mutter. That was fast. The sword was quick, but the person was even faster. Fear spread among them. What the hell? We didn't even see him move. He didn't even bother summoning his contracted demon. One of them, furious beyond reason, rushed at Lin Mo. "You little rat, I'll show you what a real expert looks like." Without hesitation, he activated a skill that made his eyes turn bloodshot. Blood, illusionary realm. His body stiffened in shock before collapsing to the ground. The others sat frozen in fear, unable to move, as if they had made a serious mistake. It was clear they couldn't afford to lose their position of power. And Xoan quickly overcame her own fear and pointed at Lin Mo, shouting, "Do you have any idea what you're doing? Do you realize the consequences of provoking me?" Lin Mo and A Shu both stared blankly at her, shaking their heads. What consequences? He then smiled coldly, rubbing his hands together. "Well, let's start by teaching you a lesson, then we'll talk." The others were terrified, trembling and crying out, "Lowenji, you have to protect us. Please stop them." His expression darkened as he patted their shoulders. "Don't worry, I'll protect you both." The puppet behind him began to move, signaling that it was about to control the two of them. In desperation, and Xuang used the puppet control technique, a dark and forbidden art meant to manipulate others. She watched in horror as it took effect. "Please don't hurt us," they begged. They were suddenly pulled forward, crying out, "We can't control our bodies. We didn't mean for this to happen." Lin Mo's face grew even darker as he sneered. Seeing the two girls being used as pawns to buy time for an escape ignited his anger. "Go ahead, try to run, I dare you." On the rooftop, the helpless girl under the puppet's control lunged at Lin Mo with a kick, but he dodged swiftly. On the other side, A Shu jumped to avoid a kick from the other girl. Both of them drew closer to one another, and he exclaimed, "This is too much trouble, A Shu. Let's get this over with quickly." He instantly understood the implication. Lin Mo then summoned the Devil's Extreme, and the two girls began pleading, "Please don't kill us." The girl beside them also begged, "Please, we beg you." The terrified girl let out a loud scream. He raised the sharp-edged saw blade high, pointing it directly at them. The two girls, unable to believe it, wondered how they were still alive. The system's voice echoed, "Congratulations to the host for earning 500 break the room points." Lin Mo observed them, smirking inwardly. They thought they were going to die for sure. Little did they know they just earned me more break the room points. This is too good. He smiled, clearly pleased with himself. "I don't harm innocent people." He then turned his gaze elsewhere, though he didn't consider himself innocent. And Xuang grew fearful, thinking, "He wants to kill me. How do I escape?" A plan quickly formed in his mind. "If I take the stairs, they'll catch me for sure." Without wasting time, and Xuang commanded the puppet demon to assist with his escape. As soon as he spoke, and Xuang jumped down with pride and confidence. Lin Mo and A Shu quickly pursued him, and Lin Mo shouted, "Don't let him get away." He then tugged on the thread in the puppet demon's hand, causing Xuang, who had been descending slowly, to plummet to the ground. The system's voice sounded again. "Congratulations to the host for earning 100 break the room points." And Xuang writhed in pain on the ground, crying out, "Help! Someone's trying to kill me." The two looked down from above. A Shu asked, "He's not dead yet. Are we really just going to leave him like this?" Lin Mo replied, "If we deal with him in front of the guards, it won't count as legitimate self-defense." He turned around and glanced at the puppet demon. It was true that he had managed to escape, but his contract demon hadn't been able to get away in time, as it still had to drag him down here. Suddenly, Devil's Extreme charged forward and severed its head, and Xuang screamed in agony from below, clutching at the stump where his head had been. Lin Mo pulled out 2 gems, the demon pearls from the corpse-eating demon and the puppet demon. "Those are mine, right?" Without hesitation, the answer was a yes, while a faint, eerie moan could be heard in the background, as though something was calling for flesh. Lin Mo led Devil's Extreme over to the 2 girls. His face lit up when he saw them. The 2 trembling girls clung to each other in fear. The system's message appeared again, informing him that Devil's Extreme's loyalty had increased by 20%. Lin Mo grinned, proud of his success. Not only had he earned a significant amount of break the room points, but his current total had exceeded 2,000. "Should I exchange this for a contract limit?" he thought. His smile widened. "Another demon contract? Bring it on." The system confirmed the exchange, raising his contract limit by 1. His new limit was now 3.5. A Shu called out for Lin Mo to leave, and he agreed, recalling Devil's Extreme as he wondered which demon he would contract next. When they reached their room, Lin Mo opened the door and froze in surprise. "A Shu, what's going on here?" he asked, stepping inside. He pointed to the trash demon. "Did you buy this trash can? It looks a little too big." A Shu looked awkward. "I didn't buy it. The door's on the table, and everything's been taken care of. Meanwhile, you were sound asleep inside it." Lin Mo peered inside. "Is it sleeping? Then leave it alone." He turned to A Shu. "You should go to bed early too." He was in a state of pure panic. Even something as ordinary as a trash bin could turn into a demon contract. The morning had just begun, the sun creeping up into the sky. At exactly 7 o'clock a.m., the alarm clock went off, and a hand reached out to turn it off. Lin Mo woke with a start, stretching as he slowly came to his senses. His eyes widened in surprise at what he saw. A Shu was sitting cross-legged, deep in meditation, holding a demon pearl. Lin Mo couldn't help but let out a sigh, recognizing how difficult the process must be. Absorbing the demon aura from the demon sensation was a training technique used by demon masters to sharpen their spiritual awareness and boost their intuition. Of course, Lin Mo didn't have to endure that. All he had to do was trade points with the system. A smug smile crossed his face as he thought to himself that his way was much simpler. Just earn the points from others and demons. Lin Mo's gaze fell on A Shu's shadow, cast on the wall. He realized that, even without using the shadow demon, A Shu was already incredibly strong. He wondered just how powerful the shadow demon might be. If it turned out to be strong enough, he might even consider forming a contract with one. After a short time, Lin Mo headed to Xiao Ban's room and knocked loudly on the door to wake him up. Xiao Ban rubbed his eyes as he got out of bed and got ready for military training. At the training ground, the sky was especially clear, with gentle clouds drifting lazily by. The group was lined up in neat rows, waiting for instructions. A tired young man, shielding his eyes from the sun with his hat, turned to Lin Mo and asked, "Mo bro, got any water?" Lin Mo stood casually with his hands in his pockets, the waistband of his jeans barely reaching his chest. He gave a mischievous grin and replied, "Water? You have any?" At this, the group around them started to buzz with excitement. "Did you bring some? Share it with us. I'm dying of thirst here. I'll pay for it if you want." At this point, Lin Mo finally revealed his true nature. He pretended to scratch his head, looking away as if he had no involvement in the situation. "Well, I brought it, but I drank it all," he said casually. Clearly, the frustration was evident on everyone's faces. At that moment, they all felt like giving the guy standing before them a few punches. These people are dying from the heat, and you're still making jokes. The system's notification popped up. "Congratulations, host, you have earned 40 points for breaking the room." Just then, Ying Zhuan walked over, still casually brushing his hair, showing off with a proud smile. "I heard you all don't have any water." One person, hearing this, turned to ask, "What about you? Do you have any?" Ying Zhuan continued to bask in his own smugness. "Well, not at the moment, but my girlfriend is about to bring it to me." Seeing the newcomer's obvious attempt to show off, everyone exchanged looks and whispered among themselves. Banyan Academy is like a monk's temple. There aren't many girls around, and yet this guy, just after enrolling, already has a girlfriend. What's his secret? Exactly. Ying Zhuan glanced toward Lin Mo, who was standing by a nearby tree. Why isn't this guy jealous of me? With his usual ability to annoy others, Ying Zhuan clicked his tongue and taunted Lin Mo. "You're in college and still don't have a girlfriend. What a loser." Lin Mo simply sneered, which only seemed to irritate Ying Zhuan more. "What are you pretending for? No one even wants you." At that moment, Ying Zhuan's girlfriend ran over, holding a bottle of water. "Ying Zhuan, are you thirsty? I brought water for you." With his girlfriend delivering the water, Ying Zhuan eagerly seized the opportunity to show off in front of the group. "Baby, feed me." Naturally, the faces of the single people around them couldn't have looked worse. Ying Zhuan deliberately glanced at Lin Mo, a look of complete satisfaction on her face. Unfortunately, not everyone could join in the celebration. Lin Mo, feeling somewhat helpless, watched her. Suddenly, someone in the crowd gasped and pointed towards someone approaching. "Look, it's Mu Yuan King, the senior beauty, Bai Yang," someone exclaimed. Mu Yuan King was walking toward them, holding a bottle of water, and the whispers grew louder. "She's so stunning. I've already decided to name my future daughter after her. I was even planning where to bury the two of us together. But isn't she single? Who is she bringing cold Coca-Cola for? So jealous!" Everyone immediately recognized her and began gritting their teeth, wondering who the lucky guy was. Who's the guy who caught the senior's attention on the very first day? As she drew closer, Mu Yuan King waved enthusiastically and called out to Lin Mo. Even Lin Mo was a bit confused, pointing to himself and asking, "Me?" Mu Yuan King walked up and handed him the bottle of Coca-Cola. "Here you go, Lin Mo." Lin Mo was still puzzled and scratched his head, asking again, "For me? Why?" Mu Yuan King leaned in close, whispering in his ear, thanking him for handling the potential threat to Bai Yang. Realizing what she meant, Lin Mo murmured, "Is this about what happened last night?" Mu Yuan King raised a finger to her lips, signaling him to stay quiet, and winked, suggesting it was understood. No more needed to be said. At that moment, it felt like the world around them had just exploded in surprise. The senior beauty was personally handing a bottle of water to a freshman. Meanwhile, the system's voice echoed in the background. "Congratulations to the host for receiving 10 break the room points times 10. However, Lin Mo didn't accept the points. His face grew pale as he tried to understand where all the sudden tension was coming from. When I glanced back at the announcement, I was stunned. I had spent 2 weeks struggling to earn just 1,000 points, yet because of this incident with the girl, my points had increased by another 1,000. while everyone else grumbled in frustration, wondering why it wasn't them who had received the drink from the senior. One person with a keen eye noticed something. "Look over there, another beauty is coming." A young girl with silver hair was holding a bottle of water. "Is she here to give out water too?" "That's Ran, a friend of Lin Mo." The whispers began again. Everyone hoped the lucky person would be Lin Mo. "Please don't let it be that guy. He already has a senior bringing in water. If another one shows up, how are we supposed to handle this?" But the truth was, in front of everyone, and Ran walked over, patted Lin Mo on the shoulder, and smiled as she asked, "Is it different now? I got this sought-after drink." Lin Mo, confused, asked, and Ran, "What are you doing here?" At the same time, the system announced the award of Break the Room point, and the crowd erupted in frustrated shouts. Some people, holding their girlfriends, were seething, thinking, is he trying to show off with his girlfriend? Why did he have to run into that guy? It's so annoying. Mu Yuan King saw this and turned to Lin Mo asking, "Junior, who is this?" Meanwhile, Enran's eyes were fixed on the bottle of water in Lin Mo's hand, the one Mu Yuan King had given him. Lin Mo, eager to make an introduction, was interrupted by Enran as she waved her hand dismissively. "No need." Without another word, Enran turned away in frustration, muttering to herself, "I came to bring you water, but since you already have some, forget it." Lin Mo, utterly confused, thought to himself, "Why is Enran angry with me? I haven't done anything wrong." Mu Yuan King, noticing his confusion, sighed and gave him a gentle pat on the shoulder. "When your girlfriend is upset, you need to go after her and explain things. Go on quickly." Suddenly, Lin Mo understood. He grabbed the water bottle and, running after her, called out, and Ran, "Wait for me." As he ran, Lin Mo drank most of the water, wiped his mouth with his sleeve, and muttered, "Ugh, even my teeth feel weird." And Ran, still irritated, snapped back, "Then go ahead and lose them all." Lin Mo, still clueless about what he had done wrong, asked with genuine innocence, "Hey, what's going on?" He turned to Mu Yuan King for help. "What should I do now?" says. Mu Yuan King, frustrated by his lack of emotional awareness, sighed and muttered under her breath, "Just go after her. What else can you do?" She placed her hand on her forehead, clearly exasperated. He's so sharp, but when it comes to emotions, he's completely lost. Meanwhile, Enran, still upset, walked along, her thoughts racing. Lin Mo must be interested in someone else. Just like Mom always said, guys can't be trusted. I really thought he was different. Eventually, Lin Mo caught up with her, grabbed her hand, and stopped her. He looked at her seriously. "Enran, there's something I need to tell you." Enran, pouting, replied sharply, "What now?" Seeing her stubborn expression, Lin Mo hesitated, then forced a bright smile and tried to ease the mood. "I just wanted to ask, did you make this water bottle for me?" Enran, still sulking, answered with a hint of jealousy in her voice, "Didn't some other girl already bring you water? Why are you still drinking this? Just throw it away." Lin Mo quickly grabbed the water bottle and said, "This water tastes amazing. It would be a shame to waste it." Without hesitation, he drank it all in one gulp, leaving not a drop behind. To his surprise, once he finished, he felt incredibly refreshed. "Is there more?" "Honestly, it feels cooler than water from the fridge." And Ran, visibly angry, snapped back, "More of your nonsense." She then revealed the source of the water he had just praised. "This water is from an ancient tomb, and I collected it drop by drop. How could there be more?" Slightly taken aback, Lin Mo still responded with respect, "No wonder it's so cold. I guessed it must have some yin energy in it too. Thanks, you must have been exhausted collecting each drop." And Ran, hearing this, felt a strange satisfaction in her chest, but she replied with a sharp tone, "I've poisoned it. It'll drop dead from it soon enough." Lin Mo, not missing a beat, teased, "Poisoned? Doesn't matter. Is there more? Can you bring me another bottle?" And Ran, disgusted, shot back, "Where's your woman to bring it to you?" Lin Mo pouted and complained, "I've only had your lemon water since this morning." Suddenly, Enran, looking regretful, said, "I was planning to take you to tour my ancient tomb base, but you seem too busy, so forget it." Lin Mo, like a dog eager to please, responded, "Ancient tombs are fascinating. How can I go? I absolutely have to see it." Her eyes gleamed with joy like stars lighting up the night sky, and her heart raced with excitement. The points she had earned earlier could be exchanged for an additional contract limit. That meant she now had two, just when she had been feeling down with nowhere else to turn. She decided to head toward the ancient tomb. Maybe there she'd find a useful demon to form a contract with. Feeling uplifted again, and Ran grabbed her water bottle and said, "If you're really set on going, let's meet at 10 p.m. tonight at the east side of the royal slaughtering ground." Without waiting for a response, she turned and hurried off. He called after her, "Okay, see you tonight." They waved at each other, agreeing to meet later in the evening. After Ran left, he sighed with satisfaction, murmuring, "Finally managed to cheer her up." But just as quickly, it felt as though 1,000 words pierced Lin Mo's heart, digging deep into his wound. He had thought his emotional intelligence was low, but it seemed that this person was even worse. A mocking voice responded, agreeing with the assessment, adding that this wasn't just low EQ, but the final stage of a terminally ill straight man seriously bad. Another voice chimed in, the salty meat is too salty. It's awful. Frustrated, Lin Mo snapped back, here I am, managing to cheer someone up, and I'm getting mocked by a bunch of demons for having low EQ. My EQ is high, okay. At that moment, the system's voice suddenly echoed. Congratulations, host, you've received a break the room point. Confused, Lin Mo muttered, what did I even do? Why is my score going up? What he didn't realize was that, all along, thousands of men had been watching him with burning, furious glares. Now it clicked. He understood his earlier excitement. It seemed he'd need to ask Anran to visit more often from now on. The scene shifts to late at night, around 10 p.m. In a graveyard thick with spiritual energy, Lin Mo and Anran are already there, each being carried by a ghost. The ghost's face is pale, and his eyes are filled with fear as he looks ahead, while Anran watches him with amusement. Is this really enough to scare you? She teases. When I was 10, I survived a ghost wave. Lin Mo, shocked, asks, you survived a ghost wave at 10, and you didn't die. Anran grins with pride. At the time, I still had a ghostly fate. The other ghosts wouldn't dare come near me. After a pause, she excitedly declares, we're here. But Lin Mo is lost in thought. The dull ghost had been taken by Gao Long Chen and given to Gao Tai Ti. He wonders just how painful was this girl's childhood. The two are gently set down, and Anran quickly moves ahead. In front of them is a large pile of tangled branches blocking the entrance to a cave. The branches twist in wind, and as they draw closer, the disturbance causes a swarm of bats to suddenly take flight. Anran eagerly steps forward, saying, we're almost at the tomb the grave robbers dug. Lin Mo, in contrast, is cautious, carefully scanning her surroundings. The two of them, one ahead and one behind, carefully move forward, sliding down into the dark cave. After sliding down a slope, they land safely in another area, dimly lit and ethereal. As they steady themselves, Lin Mo thinks to himself, this place wouldn't make a bad temporary hideout, especially for someone on the run. Anran, on the other hand, notices two others nearby, two members of the Black Abyss gang, Zhuang Han, who step forward to greet them. Boss, you two are back? At that moment, Lin Mo suddenly realized with a sense of unease. Isn't this Zhuang Han, the one whose leg I took last time? His demon was destroyed by me, so now he's just an ordinary person, unable to form a demon contract anymore. Zhuang Han, sensing the tension, casually lightened the mood. He smiled and said, it's my own fault, so I don't hold any grudge about losing a leg. Lin Mo nodded in admiration. You're truly a man of character. Suddenly, a voice called from the hut. Lin Mo, do you still remember me? The voice's owner stepped out. It was Hao Kun. Even Lin Mo looked surprised and asked, how Kun have you joined them too? Hao Kun sighed, recalling his past. The boss not only saved me, but also gave me advice, so I joined them. Honestly, someone like me, who's always been useless, didn't have anywhere else to turn. Hearing this, Lin Mo felt a sense of relief and then turned his gaze to Anran, deep in thought. Accepting someone like Hao Kun was proof that Anran was genuinely kind-hearted. Despite having a childhood full of suffering, she had somehow kept her compassionate nature intact. That kind of person was rare. Noticing his attention on her, Anran seized the opportunity to show off a little. So, what do you think? Isn't my base impressive? Even if you challenged those worthless fools, they wouldn't be able to find this place. She took his hand and led him, saying, over here is a dragon's head connected to an underground water vein, so we don't have to worry about the water supply. Anran guided Lin Mo closer for a better view, continuing, the water for the drinks I brought you comes from this source. It's fresh and cool. Lin Mo couldn't help but praise her. But then something puzzled him and he asked, the lobby area is clearly well secured, but why don't you open up the tomb to create more space? Anran responded, her voice tinged with frustration, do you think I haven't thought of that? No matter what we try, we still can't open the tomb door. Lin Mo, confused, asked, isn't there a tunnel leading into the tomb? At the same time, he activated his vision, puzzled that his blood eye could not detect anything. Hao Kun, who stood beside them, spoke up. There are other tunnels in some areas, but they were only dug halfway before being abandoned. Zhuang Han, who was also nearby, added, the workers who dug the tunnels all died and their bodies are still in them. Only the tunnel leading to the front hall was fully excavated. Upon hearing this, Lin Mo's curiosity deepened and he felt a surge of excitement to investigate further. It seemed there was something powerful behind this tomb door. Chainsaw Ghost, cut it open for me, he ordered, activating his power. Without delay, the Chainsaw Ghost appeared and began cutting into the wall with force. However, after a moment, the Chainsaw Ghost stopped, confused, and reported back to Lin Mo. Lin Mo, equally shocked, stared at the intact dragon's head, which showed no signs of damage, and exclaimed, "Is that strong?" Doubt crept into his mind. The chainsaw ghost had considerable power. After all, it could even cut through basalt, but it couldn't make a dent in this door. A member of the Black Abyss gang, with a sneer of disdain, scoffed, "Do you think we're fools? We've tried this method for ages and it doesn't work. This is clearly some sort of barrier or formation and you still haven't figured that out." Lin Mo ignored the comment, focusing instead on how to break through. A barrier? The chainsaw ghost turned back immediately, and a flash of green light shot from Lin Mo's wrist in an instant. Lin Mo stepped closer, his gaze fixated on the tomb door. There was an undeniable pull, a strange sensation that seemed to be drawing him in. He extended his hand to touch the dragon engraving, and at that very moment, an urge, almost like a silent command, pushed him to act. In the next instant, as if responding to his very thoughts, a hidden mechanism triggered. The massive wall in front of him began to shift. The ground trembled violently, throwing everyone into a state of confusion. Was it an earthquake, or was the tomb crumbling? And Rand's voice broke through the chaos. "Look, everyone, look at Lin Mo." The door slowly creaked open, and the group cautiously moved inside. Wu Cotton, wide-eyed, whispered, "What is this magnificent place?" And Rand, still puzzled, asked, "But how did Lin Mo manage to open it?" Someone else shrugged. "Who knows? Maybe this tomb has some deep connection to him." Lin Mo's thoughts swirled as he stood in the doorway. His spiritual senses were tightly connected to the tomb. Every corner felt hauntingly familiar, as though he had been here countless times before. "Let's go inside and figure this out," he murmured. Just then, the gaze of the statue seemed to shift toward him. Lin Mo froze, suddenly aware of the attention he was drawing. "Lin Mo, be careful!" And Ram cried out in alarm. The statue began to move, and the group, sensing the danger, dropped to their knees, forming a path for Lin Mo. He stood motionless, overwhelmed with confusion, but also a creeping sense of unease. If these statues are meant to guard the tomb, should they be attacking me? Why are they kneeling before me instead? What exactly ties me to this ancient tomb? Ka, who had been quietly following Lin Mo, narrowed his eyes. This kid's blood. There's something far from ordinary about it. The Zoyhan people were filled with joy, having successfully made all the stone statues kneel. Clearly, the person behind this must be of extraordinary importance. It was time for them to enter as well. However, one of the stone statues suddenly surged forward to block their path. In that instant, Lin Mo realized that the statue was only allowing him to proceed alone, and Ran, eager to rush in, was held back. "Lin Mo, you need to be careful," she warned. Lin Mo took a measured step forward. As he set foot on the first stone step, he saw a figure swinging a sword, cutting down enemies on the battlefield. Behind him, soldiers followed, shouting in unison as they charged. This man was a mighty general, commanding thousands of troops, slaying tens of thousands of enemies, leaving mountains of bodies in his wake. He appeared like a demon, his blades striking down countless foes, shaking the world with fear. Teeming's sword. The figure had silver white hair and leaned against a tree, using his sword as a cane. His gaze was fixed on the palace he had sworn to protect with his life. Lin Mo walked slowly toward the coffin. Lying within it was none other than the demon sword himself. A chilling voice echoed from the coffin. "Who dares disturb me?" Lin Mo, startled, called out. This tomb must be at least 300 or 400 years old, yet the person inside can still speak. Miss Shutong Gilai, standing beside him, tried to reassure him. "Don't worry, that's just a fragment of the tomb owner's soul." Lin Mo introduced himself cautiously. "I am Lin Mo." The voice of the kneeling sword boomed. "Are you the king of the kingdom of demon sealing?" For a moment, Lin Mo was taken aback, but then he replied, "The kingdom of demon sealing has long since fallen." He seemed unable to believe it and repeated the question. "Lost?" The response came quickly. "Yes, it was destroyed by Province Nation 50 years ago. The kingdom of demon sealing had been a small, ancient country with an absolute monarchy situated in the southwest. Its total area was only 10,000 square meters, and its population numbered around 20,000. 50 years ago, Province Nation launched an assault on the royal palace, leading to the kingdom's complete destruction. When Demon Sword heard the news, his rage was overwhelming. The nation they had devoted their lives to protecting had been wiped out by Province Nation. The more he spoke, the more his anger grew. His fury released a demon aura with immense power. "Those damn Province Nation! Give me back my country, give me back my people!" The demon aura was terrifyingly powerful. Anyone caught in its path would be in grave danger. It shot upward into the sky, taking the form of a massive vortex, accompanied by thunder and violent storms. At the Jiang Province Safety Bureau, Gao Long Chen watched in horror from a distance as the demon aura swirled. He shouted, "It must be the remnants of demon sealing triggering the forbidden spell to open Demon Sword's tomb." I never imagined the tomb we've been searching for could be right under their noses. He immediately issued an order. Send teams to investigate the location of Demon Sword's tomb. If we encounter any remnants of Demon Sealing, eliminate them on sight. Meanwhile, in the courtyard, Lin Feng was joyfully skipping around, speaking excitedly to Xuan. It's Mo Ni. No one else in the world, not even you or I, can open Demon Sword's tomb. Only Mo Ni can do it. And Xuan walked over, concern in her eyes, and asked, do you think Mo Ni will be in danger? Lin Feng didn't answer her question directly. Instead, he continued to look around, his excitement palpable. He can't stay in this village any longer. It's time to go protect Mo Ni. With that, he seized the nearby sickle. His spirit surged with energy, and the mere thought of confronting the safety bureau brought a rush of heat to his body. Stay at home and look after our daughter. I'll leave immediately. At Lin Mo's location, everyone present was in awe of the demon sword's power. What kind of demon is this with such an overwhelming aura of darkness? To witness something like this in my lifetime, it's worth dying for. And Rand couldn't shake her concern. I hope Lin Mo stays safe. The demon sword grew more and more agitated, as though it were on the verge of madness. Why destroy my country? What gives you the right? That insignificant province nation. Miss Shutong Gui, hiding behind Lin Mo, suggested, try binding him. He's incredibly strong. Lin Mo, visibly shaken by the demon aura, questioned, is he a demon? Oh, with this much power, wouldn't binding him make me explode and die? Both of them were stunned by the sheer intensity of the demon aura. Miss Shutong Gui reassured him, it's just the aura accumulated over time. The remnants of his soul are barely a thread. Do you see the sword in the coffin? Lin Mo challenged. But I can't sense his demonic body, she replied. Growing impatient, Miss Shutong Gui snapped, I told you, just a remnant soul, not even a full demon yet. To form a contract with him, you need to try dripping your blood onto the sword. If he accepts you as his master, he will obey you. If not, there's nothing you can do. Hurry, his soul is about to fade away. He nodded and, with a deep thought, bit his finger. The demon sword held immense power. If he could form a bond with it, his strength would increase tremendously. Lin Mo let a drop of his blood fall onto the sword. Immediately, a strange force swirled around its center before shooting directly into his chest. Lin Mo managed to scream once before his body collapsed. From below the grand hall, Rand saw Lin Mo in danger and panic set in. She shouted urgently and without hesitation, cast a spell to summon her shadow demon. A mystical purple light flickered through the darkness and the shadow demon appeared from the void, lifting Rand and speeding her forward. The stone statues sensed its presence and gripped their weapons tightly, positioning themselves to block the demon's path. A group of them moved to strike, but the shadow demon nimbly dodged their attacks. Realizing the number of enemies was increasing, the demon soared into the air, using its ability to fly to bypass the statues. It landed on the high platform where Lin Mo had just fallen. Then Rand rushed to the side. As she reached the coffin, she saw Lin Mo lying inside, his face twisted in an odd expression. Fear gripped her as she shook him and called his name, but he did not respond. There was no other option. She had to lift him up and carry him out of there, and Rand breathed heavily but managed to hoist Lin Mo onto her back. Outside, it was dark near the ancient tomb, but a large group of people appeared, and Rand's team had clearly anticipated that the noise from this area would attract the safety bureau, so they urged each other to leave quickly. Dazuan, apparently having received word of their approach, grew even more frantic. The safety bureau's coming, hurry up, boss. On the high platform, the shadow ghost was struggling to lift Lin Mo, and Rand, standing nearby, knew that if they didn't leave now, they wouldn't survive once the safety bureau surrounded them. She nodded in agreement. A moment later, the shadow ghost was carrying Lin Mo in his arms and ran on his back as they flew back the way they had come. And Rand glanced at the stone statues that lined the path and felt certain they wouldn't harm Lin Mo. So the two of them passed safely through the stone statue path, guided by the soft glow from Lin Mo. Once they met up with the three subordinates, and Rand wasted no time and ordered them to leave immediately. Recognizing the urgency, her team didn't hesitate and rushed toward the exit. While Rand and her group made their way through the tomb, people outside were aggressively patrolling, searching for them. And Rand and her men took cover behind several tall tombs, each several meters high. Her subordinates, glancing at Lin Mo, were worried that his soul might have been taken by the ghost. And Rand wasn't entirely sure, but could only say, we'll need to find a doctor to check. Joy Han, who was keeping watch beside her, suddenly spoke with urgency. The safety bureau is heading this way. Zhuang Han and the others were filled with quiet panic, exchanging whispers as they discussed their escape plan. One of Rand's subordinates, sitting nearby, interrupted their thoughts. He believed they stood no chance of escaping, given the unmatched skill of the safety bureau officers. After a moment, he suggested that their only hope was to hand over Lin Mo, as he suspected the Bureau's real target was him. And Ran was immediately opposed to this idea. With a sharp frown, she suggested that they head to Bai Yang Academy instead, since Lin Mo was a student there. Perhaps the academy would offer them some protection. One of the subordinates, who had been saved by Ran in the past, stood up in support of her. He volunteered to create a distraction, allowing Ran to escape with Lin Mo. The other two, unwilling to be left behind, quickly agreed to join in the plan. Tears welled up in Ran's eyes, but she was too overwhelmed to speak. The three then didn't wait for her to object, quickly leaving after offering brief words of encouragement and wishing her safety. And Ran held Lin Mo close, watching their figures fade into the distance. Her heart ached, and as the tears finally fell, she choked out her thanks, her voice trembling with emotion. Meanwhile, the agents of the Safety Bureau remained on high alert. Suddenly, a figure darted past them, teasing them with mocking words. At the same time, a shadowy figure appeared elsewhere, drawing most of the Bureau's attention and prompting them to give chase. And Rand's subordinates continued their taunts, fueling the Bureau agents' rage as they shouted for their capture. The once peaceful area near the ancient tomb, quiet just moments before, now echoed with cries of pursuit and threats of violence. Taking advantage of the chaos, and Rand quickly summoned a shadow technique to cloak herself and Lin Mo. In an instant, they sped off in a different direction, escaping into the night. She gazed down from above at the group of people chasing one another, tears streaming down her face as she silently prayed for their safety. The shadow demon hovered motionlessly in the air, believing it had gone unnoticed. Yet, everything was clearly visible to Sunday Lai, who observed from the safety of his car. A mocking smile spread across his face as he watched them attempt to escape, thinking they could rely on the shadow demon to protect them. He had greatly underestimated the security measures. As he spoke, his fingers brushed against the evil spirit tattoo on his arm. At his command, the white demon soul materialized in the form of 3 wolves, which then transformed into beams of light racing toward and ran. She was no ordinary woman. As they closed in, she quickly realized that the shadow demon's target was Lin Mo and herself, forcing her to dodge as best as she could. But she was too slow. One of the green wolves struck her on the shoulder, and her grip on Lin Mo loosened just enough to make a difference. In that moment, and Ran understood without a doubt that they were after Lin Mo, panic surged through her, and she urgently ordered the shadow demon to protect him. However, the shadow demon couldn't choose sides and shielded both of them. Unfortunately, one of the wolves saw an opening and lunged at her, sinking its teeth into her waist. She cried out in agony. Sunny Lai watched the scene unfold with a cruel sense of amusement. He even found himself regretting that he couldn't kill and Ran. After all, she was the illegitimate daughter of the department head. The thought made him smile wickedly. It seemed the boy really was a standout within the Demon Sealing faction. If he captured him, promotion was all but guaranteed. The shadow demon wrapped both Lin Mo and Ran tightly in its embrace, enveloping them with the white demon soul. And Ran, racked with pain, softly commanded, "Nightmare demon, leave quickly and head to Bai Yang Academy." The demon obeyed without hesitation, darting forward to avoid the white demon soul's attack. Below them, Sunvi Lai watched with a smug, mocking smile, his expression full of arrogance. "How foolish," he sneered. "My white demon soul isn't so easily escaped." Each strike he launched was aimed at blocking their path. The swarm of white demon souls surrounding them took the brunt of the shadow demon's attacks as the school began to materialize out of the darkness in front of them. And Ran shook with exhaustion, clinging to Lin Mo for support as they finally reached the school grounds. Just as she felt her strength slip away, a shadow demon also faltered, its energy drained, and it collapsed. Without warning, the white demon soul charged at them, its aggression obvious. But just as it reached them, another powerful demon appeared, knocking the white demon souls aside and forcing them to retreat hastily. "Mu Yuan King," her expression icy, shouted sharply, "how dare you release demons and harm others within the school grounds?" And Ran, weak and battered, lifted her face toward the newcomer, silently pleading for help. "We're being hunted." Mu Yuan King, surprised by the revelation, scrutinized them closely. Lin Mo and the girl who brought water this morning, how did they end up so badly injured? Just then, several police cars pulled up outside. They came to a halt when they saw Mu Yuan King blocking the way. One of the officers shouted, "Who are you to stop us from entering the school?" Mu Yuan King stood her ground, her voice commanding, "Open your eyes and see who you're speaking to. We're from the Safety Bureau." The officers, clearly angered, retorted with threats. "We're here to capture a major criminal. If you continue to interfere, we'll treat you as an accomplice and hold you accountable." Mu Yuan King cast a quick glance at the group of Lin Mo behind her and firmly responded, "They are my students, not criminals. Stand back and watch. Let's see who dares to harm them." The members of the Safety Bureau, clearly angered, were determined to pick a fight. They quickly summoned their demons, ready for combat. Alone, Mu Yuan King faced the Safety Bureau forces who had called forth hundreds of demons. Her heart raced with fear. She knew that if these demons attacked her, she would likely perish without a trace. Then, out of nowhere, a figure swiftly appeared in front of her. Its hand, glowing with fiery energy, reached out, and with a single motion, he sent the demons flying. A wave of relief washed over Mu Yuan King as she recognized the newcomer. It was the principal. From inside the school gate, the 8 demon lords watched the scene unfold. They observed in silence as the demons scattered. The principal turned to Mu Yuan King and commanded, "Quickly, take them to the infirmary. I'll deal with things here." Meanwhile, students in the dormitory heard the commotion and rushed outside to see what was happening. "What's going on? Why is the deputy director of the Safety Bureau here?" They watched the unfolding scene in the courtyard, murmuring amongst themselves. Senior is carrying Lin Mo. Could it be they went outside and got caught? The principal was a 6th-ranked demon master. Could he really intend to take on all those people by himself? A Shu, watching from above, suddenly froze in place. His eyes widened in shock as he noticed Lin Mo. The sword aura surrounding Lin Mo was overwhelmingly powerful. The members of the Safety Bureau were seething with anger. What does he think he's doing? One of them spat. Duan Kan's expression was stern. "You want to harm my students? That won't happen." Sunday Lai, hearing this, let out a mocking laugh. A principal from a rundown school like you thinks he can stop the Safety Bureau from catching criminals? He's still standing there arguing. "I'll block you, and what of it?" Duan Kan shot back. "Once you step foot on my school grounds, anyone who threatens my students will have to get through me first." Sun Li's face darkened with fury as he cursed. "I've heard you're just a 6th-level demon master. Do you honestly believe you can stop us?" Without hesitation, he turned and ordered, "Summon all of your contracted demons." His subordinates immediately complied, preparing for action. Duan Kan assumed a defensive stance, his face grim. "Try me." He untied the cloth around his arm. As he did, small flames began to flicker around his arms. The sight left Sun Li speechless, his eyes widening in disbelief. 8 extraordinarily powerful contracted demons materialized beside Duan Kan in an instant. The students in the dormitory watched in awe. The principal just summoned 7 demons, and are all at least evil spirit level. That's a demon judge. Those are so rare, they haven't appeared in ages. And look, there's even a little girl demon, a superclass demon. The people and demons from the Safety Bureau stood frozen, dumbfounded. At that moment, Sun Li suddenly realized the situation and was struck by fear. He wasn't Zai Fang, he was one of the 8 demon kings of the Heaven and Earth Corps. Duan Kan's face twisted with anger as he firmly declared, "I am Duan Kan. Do you still intend to force your way through?" He muttered with growing frustration, "Duan Tongling isn't in Dian province. He's in Jiang province. You have no authority to stop our Safety Bureau from capturing criminals. If you keep interfering, you'll face the consequences." Duan Kan's expression hardened. "I don't care who you're trying to arrest. All I know is that the boy is my student. If you keep trying to harm him, you won't like what happens next." Sun Li, no longer afraid, shouted, "Everyone, move in. We must capture the remnants of Demon Sealing." The group surged forward toward the gate where he stood in their way. Remaining calm, Duan Kan softly called out, "Demon Judge." Hearing his name, the Demon Judge immediately raised his brush. Red characters leaped from the brush, flying toward the Safety Bureau's demons. They froze, stunned, and paralyzed. Duan Kan then summoned the maid demon, saying, "It's your turn." The maid demon swung her scythe with terrifying force. Waves of strikes rained down upon the Safety Bureau's demons, causing them intense agony. Those who were struck fell in heaps at their feet. The Safety Bureau personnel were horrified and cried out, "This is terrifying. Is this really the power of a human?" Duan Kan, his face dark with rage, gave him a cold glance. A bunch of worthless fools. They turned pale, fearfully staring ahead. He spun around in a panic and ran for his life. With a trace of contempt in his voice, he muttered, "The Safety Bureau is nothing special." The convoy of the Safety Bureau quickly sped away. The group of students who had been watching from a distance couldn't contain their excitement. With just 2 stunning demons, they had completely wiped out the Safety Bureau team. They were overjoyed and shouted in unison, "Our principal is amazing. We'll never underestimate him again." The convoy of the Safety Bureau raced down the dark road. Inside one of the vehicles, Sun Li began to contact the head of the Safety Bureau. On the other end of the line, Gao Longchen sounded anxious. "What's the situation?" Sun Li's voice came through, filled with frustration. This operation only managed to capture an irrelevant person. The brat connected to the grave of the demon sword was stopped and couldn't be taken in. Who blocked our path? On the other end, the response was firm. The military commander of Zhentian, Duan Kan. Sun Li's voice was serious as he continued, He's currently the principal of Bai Yang Academy. A sneer followed. Duan Kan wouldn't protect the remnants of Demon Sealing. Gao Longchen's thoughts drifted back to the past, and he spoke with a sense of grim recollection. Back then, when we attacked Demon Sealing, he wiped out an entire city. Sun Hulai, sensing the underlying meaning, grew alarmed. Director, are you suggesting that he left his post as the commander of Zhentian, slipped into Jiang province, and set up a shabby academy to recruit students in order to investigate the remnants of Demon Sealing? Gao Longchen chuckled quietly. No wonder he's the commander of Zhentian. He's truly ruthless and clever. He spoke while reclining in his chair, his tone calm, but carrying an underlying tension. There were two possible reasons the old man had stopped him. Either he wanted to claim the credit for himself, or he had a larger plan in mind, perhaps using this situation as bait for something more significant. After all, the Grand Sorcerer of the Demon Sealing sect was a key figure, and they still hadn't located him. It seemed the old man had come to a sudden realization. Should they simply ignore this and let him take the credit? Gao Longchen responded firmly, of course not. We'll interrogate the man we've captured. As for Bai Yang's side, we'll send undercover students to gather intelligence. This is a rare opportunity, and we can't afford to waste it. Make sure your child is involved. It could secure a valuable position for the future. The three shadowy figures exuded an undeniable presence. Gao Longchen, braying with confidence, added, don't worry. I'll ensure Tai Ti accompanies them to oversee everything. The person on the other end acknowledged the plan before falling into deep thought. I swear, Kingdom of Demon Sealing Sorcerer, this time I will capture you with my own hands. Elsewhere, a man with a nosebleed appeared disoriented, as if his brain had been scrambled. Who's talking behind my back? He muttered. On a nearby sick, a man and a woman were receiving treatment. The principal entered, his eyes scanning Lin Mo's condition. Mu Yuan King spoke softly. Principal, it seems like Lin Mo won't make it. Please, you have to save him. The principal moved closer, examining Lin Mo carefully. This is the result of an excessive buildup of yin energy in his body. It has damaged his heart meridian. He retrieved an acupuncture needle and began to prepare. If we expel the yin energy and let him rest for a few days, he should recover. With a steady hand, the needle gently pierced Lin Mo's forehead, releasing a faint, mysterious energy. Mu Yuan King, clearly anxious, asked, Principal, what exactly happened to him? How did this happen? And why would the people from the Safety Bureau want to arrest him? Zhu Fang subtly warned her not to get involved in this matter. As he turned away, something seemed to pull at him. He glanced back, unsure of what had caught his attention in Lin Mo. Something about him, maybe his expression, seemed strangely familiar. The demon sword had a similar presence, and they were the same age, truly remnants of the demon sealing. Without thinking, she grabbed his neck. Mu Yuan King froze. Principal, what are you doing? In less than 5 seconds, he released his grip, his face turning pale, but he quickly regained his composure, drummed his fingers on the desk, and shot Lin Mo a glare. Still, he couldn't act on it. With a sigh, he turned away. In a remote village, the villagers were happily starting their day. Suddenly, their homes were engulfed in flames, sending everyone into a frenzy. Some ran in panic, while others perished. A group of strangers suddenly appeared, walking boldly into the flames. On top of a building, a mother and her children had been waiting for them. Though for how long, no one knew. The woman's figure was clear in Lin Mo's mind, her eyes burning with fury. It turned out that these were just dreams. Lin Mo woke up, feeling unsettled. What was that? I've never been there, but the dream felt so real. Hai Xiao Pan burst in cheerful, with tears in his eyes. Mo bro, you're awake. You've been asleep for 7 days. Hai Xiao Pan exclaimed joyfully. I thought you'd never wake up in this lifetime. The weight of Lin Mo's emotions made him snap. This life feels so heavy, like I'm being crushed. After the excitement died down, he started to complain. You're lucky. You even slept through the whole military training. Look at you. After all that, this is what you become. He sighed, casting a quick glance at himself from head to toe. With a sharp look, he remarked, you're looking darker again. If you went out like that at midnight, grinning and showing your teeth, people would think they're seeing a ghost floating in midair. Still irritated from just waking up, Hai Xiao Pan yelled, you're already making fun of me right after I get up. At that moment, the system's voice echoed. Congratulations, host, you've earned 10 break the room points. Lin Mo responded with a teasing retort, I won't argue with you. If it weren't for the excuse of coming here to take care of you, I'd never have skipped school. From the other side, a voice responded, well, look who's getting a taste of their own medicine. It was Song, his body wrapped in bandages, his mocking tone evident as he teased Lin Mo. Unlike you, too dumb to avoid jumping off the building. Despite his bandages, Song remained sharp-tongued. He added, don't get too cocky. I'm definitely getting revenge for my broken leg. The system chimed in once more, added 50 break the room points. Still with his snark, Lin Mo shot back, keep talking, and your other leg might be next. Hai Xiaopan tried to join in, but with both legs broken, there wasn't much left to joke about. Lin Mo turned to him and asked, I remember it was Ran who brought me here last time. She seemed to be hurt too. Where is she now? Hai Xiaopan confirmed it. Just then, Mu Yuan King, who had entered unnoticed, spoke up. Not only was she injured, but she nearly died trying to save you. Upon hearing that, Lin Mo panicked and rushed off to find her room. Mu Yuan King calmly added, and Ran is in the special care unit. She's still in critical condition. Because he hadn't fully recovered, he collapsed as soon as his feet touched the ground. She quickly tried to stop him, saying, You've held onto a grudge for 10 years. Revenge can wait. And Xuan chuckled, relieved. Looks like your leg's in bad shape too, huh? Lin Mo, with a dismissive tone, shot back, It's just numb from lying down too long. As they walked, he flicked at the bandage on his leg, adding, You really care, don't you? I'm just giving a little payback, she replied. Oh my, Lin Mo said with a mock sigh. That flick was so light, but it felt like I was being reborn. And Shuang had picked up a few curse words, though not many. Meanwhile, Lin Mo continued walking, lifting a finger and sneering. If you're so tough, then come chase after me. Lin Mo shot her a grim look and then asked about her condition. Mu Yuan King stood by in Ran's bed, watching her lie still, and replied, She was attacked by the white demon soul and poisoned with his venom. Though she's been given an antidote, her condition hasn't improved. This poison is probably a special toxin from the demon master. He fell silent for a long moment before Lin Mo, angry, spoke up. She was hurt because of you, so you have to save her. Whoever from the safety department caused her harm, tell me now. Mu Yuan King looked up and saw the deputy director of the safety department, Sun Delai. The moment Lin Mo heard the name, he rushed to find him. Xu Feng raised an eyebrow when he saw Lin Mo and asked, Where are you going? With fire in his eyes, Lin Mo replied, I'm going to find Sun Delai to see if there's any way to get the antidote. As he walked up the stairs, he called back, Come with me. Lin Mo's frown deepened and he turned down the suggestion. Unease settled in his chest. If we wait any longer, what if Ran dies from that poison? Mu Yuan King spoke softly, You still don't know. If it wasn't for the principal standing up to the Bureau of Safety that night, you would have been captured by now. Lin Mo was stunned by this revelation. In his shock, he asked, Did he save you too? She stood across from him, offering advice. I think you should go with him. After all, there's nothing bad about it. He agreed without hesitation and quickly made his way to the rooftop where Xu Feng had asked him to be. Xu Feng was staring at the sky. That night, the Bureau of Safety hadn't been able to catch him, nor had they seen his face clearly, but they would send someone to investigate soon enough. You probably still don't know why the Bureau of Safety wants to capture you, do you? Xu Feng turned around, furrowing his brows as he studied Lin Mo. At that moment, Lin Mo fell into deep thought. The Bureau of Safety couldn't have acted out of simple revenge, but even if it had something to do with the ancient tomb, he hadn't stolen anything. There was no reason for them to come after him. Xu Feng's frown deepened as he turned away and asked, You don't even know this yet, and you dare to rush into the Bureau of Safety. Even if others that don't take action, do you really think you, a first-tier demon master, can defeat someone like Sun Delai? Feeling cornered, Lin Mo panicked and asked, Principal, what should I do now? Xu Feng pointed toward the mountain across from them and said, There's a nest of pure-bodied ghosts over there. Inside, you'll find at least 70 malevolent spirits. There is also the matter of the evil spirit's level. If you can handle it, you will gain the power to confront the demon master of the 3 layers. At that point, you'll need to find Sun Delai for any real chance of victory. He is extremely meticulous when it comes to strategizing. However, Lin Mo's main concern at the moment was in Ran. He gently stroked his beard, then reassured, Don't worry. As long as I'm here, the girl won't die within a month, and the Safety Bureau won't dare to storm the school to take anyone. Hearing this, Lin Mo felt a sense of relief and bowed his head in gratitude. Xu Feng smiled, clearly pleased with his response. You're my student, he said. It's no trouble to guide you. The words made Lin Mo pause, wondering to himself, master and disciple? Does he mean to take me as his disciple? Xu Feng's expression shifted to a more serious one as he added, A student is a student and a disciple is a disciple. So, what do you say? Do you want to become my disciple? Lin Mo looked up in surprise, puzzled by Xu Feng's special treatment. Not only had he opposed the Safety Bureau, but he had also gone to great lengths to help in Ran. Many had wanted to become Xu Feng's disciple, but only a few ever had the chance. Why was he receiving such extraordinary attention? Xu Feng let out a soft chuckle. What's the matter? Do you think I'm not worthy of being your master? Without hesitation, Lin Mo knelt down, his voice filled with sincerity. You've already saved my life, and that alone is a debt greater than a mountain. Master, please accept this bow from your disciple. Zhu Feng smiled warmly and helped him to his feet, secretly impressed. This kid has potential. Lin Mo's eyes were full of resolve as he thought to himself, becoming Zhu Feng's disciple would give me the support I need. The group of people grew more cautious. If there was any truth to the idea that someone was plotting against him, it was wise to remain extra vigilant. Zhu Feng then turned around and advised, if you want to know why the Safety Bureau is after you, you should ask your father. Also, come to my office after 11 p.m. Upon hearing the invitation to visit the office at night, Lin Mo quickly agreed, thinking that Zhu Feng might have something important to give him. Zhu Feng slowed his pace and added, by the way, I recall you come from a poor family. What's your situation like? Lin Mo, slightly puzzled, replied, I still have my parents and a younger sister. My parents are farmers and my sister is seriously ill. Zhu Feng stroked his beard thoughtfully before leaving. Lin Mo, accompanied by Hai Xiaopan, headed to school. On the way, Hai Xiaopan turned to him and sighed, how dull. If you'd been in a coma a bit longer, I could have skipped more classes. Lin Mo turned and scolded him. If I had turned into a vegetable, wouldn't you have to spend all 4 years in school? Hai Xiaopan laughed, grinning foolishly, and said, well, I guess that could work. Every day, Lin Mo stopped by the infirmary to visit, and he often ran into Miss Mu. They would chat for a bit before heading to class. In the classroom, the air was filled with gossip. Several young men gathered around Demon's child, offering gifts in hopes of gaining favor. Lin Mo watched in disbelief, asking, can it really get away with this? Hai Xiaopan, with its hand resting on Lin Mo's shoulder, whispered, well, you already have Miss Mu and Tai, so Demon's child probably doesn't seem all that appealing to you. But since we're still single, we'll cling to anything. It was then that Lin Mo noticed someone sitting at the head of the table, a Shu. Lin Mo couldn't help but feel impressed. Truly, an exceptional student. He walked over, pulled out a chair, and quietly sat down, making sure not to attract any attention. At that moment, Lin Mo finally began to reflect on the events of that night. It was true that he had made a pact with the fragmented soul of the demon sword. However, no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't sense its presence or summon it. Now, with the valuable item Zhu Feng had given him, he was confident the issue would soon be resolved. He looked at the contracts and ran his fingers over them gently. The bell signaling the start of class rang. Zhu Feng entered, his voice firm and clear. It's time to begin. Everyone, please settle down quickly. He cleared his throat a few times, signaling for the class to quiet down. Zhu Feng gestured toward the door and announced, today, we have 3 students from Xu Feng Academy who will be studying with us for a while. The first to enter was Gao Tai Ti, a female student. As soon as she walked in, the boys in the room were immediately captivated. Lin Mo gave her a brief glance and silently thought, she must have been sent by the safety department, right? Zhu Feng's expression darkened, feeling embarrassed as he thought to himself, this is so humiliating. How did I end up with students like this? The 3 new students introduced themselves one by one. Gao Tai Ti paid little attention to anyone else, her focus entirely on Lin Mo. She quickly realized that he was the person her father had told her to approach for information. Zhu Feng, eager to move things along, quickly suggested that everyone pick their seats. Wherever Gao Tai Ti walked, the boys were clearly mesmerized, hoping she would sit next to them. In the end, Tai Tai chose to sit next to Lin Mo. He glanced at her and she returned a warm smile, greeting him. The boys in the class immediately began whispering among themselves, clearly envious of the attention she was giving him. The system kept sending notifications congratulating the player for earning 20 break the room points. Lin Mo's eyes burned with fury as he stared at Gao Tai Tai. The bitterness in his gaze was unmistakable. Years ago, she had stolen Ram's chance at a life-changing opportunity, and now, after nearly being beaten to death by the safety department, she still sat there, completely unaffected. Disgusted, he silently rose from his seat, unable to stand her presence any longer. Irritated, Lin Mo turned to Gao Tai Ti and told her to move, but she remained still, puzzled by his request. In her mind, she wondered, does Lin Mo not want me sitting near him? Is that something men dislike? He glared at her again, his voice sharp and low. Are you deaf? Move out of my way. With a sulky look, she reluctantly stood up. As Lin Mo walked past her, clearly annoyed, Gao Tai Ti couldn't help but ask Lin, can I ask why you want to change seats? He gave her a cold, cutting look, his voice dripping with disdain. The smell of scheming is too strong. Her words faltered and she fell silent, frozen in place. Lin Mo didn't spare her another glance as he settled into his new seat. The boys in the class, hearing his harsh words, were clearly amused. They laughed and teased, continuing to poke fun at the situation. One of them speculated aloud, do you think they were once a couple? Did Gao Tai Ti do something to Lin Mo, and now she's trying to make up for it? Another boy shook his head. Maybe Lin Mo got bored and dumped her. Now she's trying to win him back. The group burst into loud laughter, cheering Lin Mo. You're officially my idol now. Lin Mo sat in silence, unmoved by the commotion. After a while, Zhu Feng cleared his throat to get everyone's attention and said, all right, enough joking around. Let's get on with the lesson. After school, Lin Mo headed to the library, eager to immerse himself in his studies. Hours passed, and finally, he discovered what he had been searching for. With a careful hand, he took the book off the shelf, opened it, and gasped in amazement. It was exactly like the palace he had seen in his dreams. The book contained details about the ancient tomb. Lin Mo eagerly flipped through the pages, absorbing the information. Xiu Tiangui, the 12th Grand Master of the Kingdom of Demon Sealing, was a master swordsman. With his incredible skill, he successfully fended off multiple attacks from Province Nation, becoming a feared figure and earning the title of Demon Sword. However, after his death, the Kingdom of Demon Sealing was unable to withstand Province Nation's advances. Over time, the kingdom's territory dwindled, shrinking to less than 10,000 square kilometers by modern times. The book also revealed that 50 years ago, Province Nation captured the capital, destroyed the royal palace, and massacred the people of Demon Sealing. During the conflict, the last king of Demon Sealing took his own life. The crown prince fled, but after 30 years in hiding, he was finally captured by Gaolong Chen, the head of the safety bureau, and imprisoned. Lin Mo frowned, puzzled, then it hit him. Only he could unlock the ancient tomb. The laboring soul of the demon sword still believes is part of the kingdom of Demon Sealing's army. But who am I really? He stared at the map, deep in thought. His hometown lay at the border of Jian Province and Tian Province, not far from where the kingdom of Demon Sealing once stood. Could it be that he was a descendant of the kingdom's military? No, that didn't seem right. The crown prince of Demon Sealing had died. It was more likely that he was a descendant of the royal family. No wonder the safety bureau had taken such an interest in his family. It's not good. Dad and everyone are in danger. As the thought struck him, Lin Mo quickly shut the book, his face clouded with concern. He shoved his hand into his pocket and pulled out his phone. While trying to dial, he couldn't help but think, if I'm a descendant of the Demon Sealing royal family, then Dad must be too. The safety bureau will likely arrive in our hometown soon. He dialed for what felt like ages, but no one answered. Panic gripped Lin Mo's chest. He prayed that nothing would happen to anyone. Then, just as he was about to lose hope, Lin Feng picked up the call. Lin Mo immediately asked, Dad, why did it take you so long to answer? His father's voice came through, cheerful as ever. I'm on a boat, so the signal's weak. I've got some walnuts I want to bring you. Hearing this, Lin Mo's heart skipped a beat. He rushed to stop him. What? Dad, don't come. Jiang Province is investigating me. I'm worried it might be dangerous for you. For the other end, Lin Feng chuckled. Investigating us? Our family has been poor farmers for generations. What could they possibly investigate about your father? Lin Mo, still uneasy, pressed further. Poor farmers. Dad, are you sure none of our ancestors were wealthy or even noble? There was a pause before Lin Feng responded, his voice firm. Moni, have you found something? Nobles? What nonsense are you talking about? You're the first university student in the Lin family. Whether we become nobles or not, that depends entirely on you. His tone softened with a warm smile, and he quickly added, All right, son, I'll call you when I get there. Before Lin Mo could gather his thoughts, the call ended. Staring at his phone, Lin Mo felt a mix of confusion and dread. Could Dad really be lying to me? Could it just be a coincidence? What if the safety bureau made a mistake? As he labored in uncertainty, Gao Tai appeared. She walked over with a bright smile and struck up a conversation. Are you interested in history? He scowled, his eyes filled with contempt, and responded coldly. What's it to you? Gao Tai Ti casually tucked a strand of hair behind her ear and asked, Could you explain what you meant by that earlier? I don't think we've met before. Lin Mo's thoughts darkened with a surge of anger. He felt a deep urge to lash out, his dislike for her growing stronger. In his mind, she was no better than a savage, a person who would steal her own sister's soul, and yet acted as if she were innocent. To him, she was even less than an animal. With that, he turned away quickly, sneering as he did. People with blood-stained hands should be judged by heaven. Don't you feel any shame for what you've done? Gao Tai Tai stood frozen, taken aback by his words. Her heart raced with panic, and she called out desperately. What are you talking about? What have I done? Lin Mo narrowed his eyes and sneered. You know exactly what filthy deeds you've committed. Without thinking, Gao Tai Ti stepped forward, blocking his way. Stop right there. You owe me an explanation. Lin Mo shoved her hand aside without a second thought, his words cutting and cruel. A good dog doesn't stand in the way. Gao Tai Tai stood motionless, stunned by the harshness in his tone. Nearby, behind the bookshelf, a small group of people had been listening in. They were visibly upset by the way Lin Mo had treated her, and they couldn't help but feel sorry for her. He resumed his search for a book, but overheard their murmurs. Some offered sympathy, others expressed criticism. The notification chimes from the system rang out, signaling the accumulation of points. Lin Mo felt a surge of disgust and muttered to himself, "Unbelievable! It took this long for Gao Tai Ti to finally break down. Why is she so slow to react?" Above, the moon shone brightly over Bai Yang Academy. Lin Mo walked down the dark hallway, lost in thought. As he reached the door, Zhu Feng motioned for him to enter. With a quiet push, Lin Mo opened the door and peeked inside, feeling a sense of unease. The room was shrouded in darkness. Wasn't there supposed to be a light? Suddenly, a sharp object shot toward him, aimed directly at him. Someone with exceptional martial arts skills had thrown it, and there was no way Lin Mo could dodge it. Panic spread across his face as the object came within inches of him. The knife sliced into his skin, but he couldn't react. Inside, he wondered, is this it? Is this how I die? He squeezed his eyes shut, and after a moment, cautiously opened them again. To his surprise, the demon sword appeared out of nowhere, protecting him. It swung swiftly toward Zhu Feng, forcing him into a struggle to defend himself. The power of the demon sword was too much for him to handle, and soon Zhu Feng was sent flying backward, crashing into the wall with such force that it cracked upon impact. Zhu Feng slowly pushed himself to his feet, while Lin Mo stood frozen, stunned, and confused. "Principal, what are you doing?" Lin Mo asked, his voice full of confusion. Zhu Feng struggled to catch his breath before answering. "Did you always say you couldn't sense the demonic energy of the demon sword? I did this to make it reveal itself to you." It was then that Lin Mo's gaze fell to his hand, and he suddenly understood. "The demon sword? That's strange. Why can't I sense it now?" Zhu Feng turned the lights back on and explained, "You probably don't know much about the ancient tomb you entered. It's the tomb of the demon sword. His sword had taken countless lives, its blade soaked in the blood of many. The hatred embedded within it had long since solidified into a grotesque form. The lingering will of the demon sword existed solely to keep that resentment in check. So when you made a pact with that lingering will, you unleashed all the built-up hatred and negative energy. That's also why you almost died from the curse when it entered your body." Zhu Feng explained, coughing between his words. At this moment, Lin Mo began to piece everything together. He narrowed his eyes, realizing that the reason he couldn't feel the sword's presence was because the demon sword was nothing more than a lingering will. It was even weaker than a fragment of a soul. Since the demon master first appeared, many have tried to form pacts with it, but none have been able to summon or control it. Zhu Feng continued. Lin Mo scratched his head, still confused. "So earlier, when you used the sword to kill me, it was because you hadn't finished explaining yet and had already made its choice. Laboring wills can vary in strength. When I killed you earlier, it was to force it to manifest. If it's strong, you could try to summon it and use it. If it's weak, then there's no point in wasting effort. Consider it just a small setback in time." Zhu Feng replied, his voice strained. At this point, sweat was pouring from Zhu Feng's face and his coughing became even more violent. Lin Mo, now even more intrigued, leaned in. "So, is it strong?" He moved to help him up, but Zhu Feng gently waved him off. With a soft sigh, Zhu Feng closed his eyes, confirming the answer. "It's very strong. I might seem fine on the outside, but I've broken a rib. Who do you think I am? A wound like this will heal in a few days." Despite his words, Zhu Feng clutched the blood he had coughed up earlier, his injuries far more severe than he let on. Lin Mo carefully helped Zhu Feng sit down. "Master, how do I summon and control it?" he asked. Zhu Feng sighed, expressing his frustration. He explained that it would be difficult. Whether Lin Mo could summon the demon sword with ease would depend on his understanding. It might take at least 7 or 8 years, or even decades, before he could wield it with any real skill. By that time, facing 5 Sun Di Lai would seem like nothing. Lin Mo was shocked upon hearing this. His frustration quickly turned into sharp retort. "But I can't wait that long, and Ran only has 1 month." The image of her lying motionless in the hospital flashed in his mind. Zhu Feng lowered his gaze and then, after a moment, suggested a more extreme method. Lin Mo's heart leaped with hope at the idea and urged him to explain. Zhu Feng frowned and slowly laid out the plan. It was similar to the one he had mentioned before, putting Lin Mo in a life-or-death situation. In that brief window, the demon sword would appear and Lin Mo would have to seize it quickly. With repeated practice, he would eventually master it. Lin Mo's thoughts raced as he eagerly responded. "I get it now. I'll jump off a building." Zhu Feng's face turned pale in shock. He rushed to stop him. "Jumping off a building is too dangerous. If you can't force the sword to appear, you'll really die." Frustrated, Lin Mo shot back. "Then what should I do?" Zhu Feng slowly stood up and outlined a new plan. one that involved killing a demon. This would deepen his bond with the demon sword and strengthen his connections to the power he needed. Just as he was about to be struck down by the other demon, the chances of forcing it to reveal itself were very high. Lin Mo, filled with excitement, asked with a playful grin, "So, was it because you told me to go to the tomb and hunt demons earlier? Was that the real reason? But when you stabbed me, there was no demon to be found. If it hadn't been forced out, I would have been killed, wouldn't I?" Lin Mo's voice carried a hint of mockery as he pressed him. Zhu Feng avoided the intense gaze and replied, "This is under my control. You won't die." Without another word, he hurried off, waving his hand to bid Lin Mo goodbye, thanking him as he went. Once Lin Mo closed the door, Zhu Feng's face darkened. He lost his composure in an instant and spat out blood, clutching his chest in agony. The demon sword was incredibly powerful. He had nearly paid the price with his life. After a moment, he managed a weak smile and removed his coat. Meanwhile, Lin Mo sprinted towards the mountain. Sun Mai Lai immediately noticed his unusual behavior. Leaving the school in the dead of night could only mean something significant was happening. Sun Mao smirked knowingly and said, "He's definitely going to meet another remnant wind demon. If we could track it down, it'll be a major win for us." Gao Taiti approached from behind and asked about the situation, wanting to know how the investigation at the school was progressing. Furrowing his brow, the response came, "I know a guy in Yang. He saw Lin Mo being carried in that night. I heard he almost didn't make it out alive." Gao Taiti quickly made up his mind and followed the lead Lin Mo had just hinted at. That settles it. The one who came out of the ancient tomb that night must have been him. He's likely the one who opened the demon sword's tomb. We need to act fast. Chase after him. Upon hearing this, the two brothers from the Sun family immediately sprang into action. In the pitch-black night, one could see a man running ahead, seemingly in pursuit of a ghost, while the other three rushed to keep up. The moon hung high in the sky, casting a bright light that illuminated everything around. Lin Mo didn't stop as he sprinted from the road and up the mountain ahead.